Hey guys, how are you doing? We're back with game...
Oh, this is game 5.
Game 5.
3 pod games, one other game. Now this game.
So
that's 5 games.
Unfortunately, England just about
oh man,
cut it short.
God, that round had a curveball, didn't it?
Oh yes.
It was all looking good, and then there was a collapse for the Blood Angels under Manny Chima, and we ended up in a very narrow loss.
Yeah, and I was actually talking to Nassim, and Nassim said he's really upset because you know how he said he pushed into the middle and you don't think he should have? He said if he didn't, the round would have been a draw. It was still not necessarily because he still could have made it, but there was a chance that there was a draw because there were 2 points in it. So behind us, the angle somehow changed, I don't know how, but you can see the German stream there, and they're streaming more of the England games because we're both sharing the feed. And you've got England versus Germany right behind us. You can see Chris Skinner with his sisters and Alex Harrison with his Wotan. We really wanted to get Alex on with Wotan, but he's getting a mirror every
Wotan mirror. We didn't want to inflict that on you guys. It's a lot of shooting at stuff that's not going to die.
I was talking to Alex and he was like, I was like, is it going to be boring? He was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. So maybe not. But we've got the Team England captain, Anthony Chu.
So it's Aeldari versus Dark Angels.
And these are 2 armies we didn't have on.
England captain Tony Chu on his very own Aeldari list.
Vic
into Dark Angels, piloted by Pascal.
Exactly. Why are we talking about it? Why don't we just switch to the
Let's show you some lists. Yeah, let's do it.
It's probably better. Just quickly through the pairings, we could have streamed Vic, but Vic is in the Thousand Suns mirror, and I think you guys have seen plenty of Thousand Suns.
We've seen a lot of Thousand Suns already.
Like we mentioned, Chris is into Necrons. Would be good, but we had Chris on. We thought we were gonna get someone else. Wotan, we're definitely gonna try to get Wotan on, just not in a mirror, because we want to see what they do, but we don't want to see what they both do because it's a very different game. It's very cagey, not very fun.
I think this one's exciting. Dark Angels are a new force. They're one of the newbies. Emerging in the last few weeks. Aeldari obviously an old hand, but very different now in list design and play to how they used to be.
And especially since we're playing Take and Hold and Hidden Supplies, so it's very much going second heavy game. And when we get 2 gun lines, it's gonna be, I'm going first, I have to push. It didn't work, I'll get tabled. That's kind of how it feels. So
6 objectives, lots of primary on option.
5, 10, 15.
Ultimately, Dark Angels are very tough, but Elves tend to be good at killing Marines as well. So there's a really interesting dynamic game here.
Then we've got Boris in Chaos Space Marines into Chaos Knights, almost the mirror. Chaosy.
It's an interesting game. That really feels like it could go one of a couple of ways.
Then our stream game, Eldar versus Dark Angels. Not a great matchup for Aeldari, but again, Aeldari are tricksy, so they can pull many things. Grey Knights against Tyrannids. Again, I don't know how well Grey Knights do the Tyrannids now. I know it used to be a problem when there was a lot of monsters because Grey Knights don't quite kill them very well. Yeah,
it's an interesting matchup, I think, for the Grey Knights. I'll be curious to see how Chris gets on, but they've certainly got the tools to do the job.
On the German stream, you guys got Nassim again into Penitent Host. Yes, I wanted to get Nassim on as well, but we just had him on, so I thought we'll give him a break for 1 game at least. He's great to watch, but
he's my favourite that we've had on. He's been brilliant.
I'm gonna try to get a different player on every game just to make it more varied. Money trying to redeem his score against Grey Knights, and we've seen him in one of the rounds 20-0 Grey Knights. So it's a great,
Manny, he'll be really keen to make amends here.
He'll be vicious now, so he'll definitely make some points.
I think the whole team, there's some discussion in the chat. It's not impossible to win the event after a loss. The US are still hoping to do the same, having lost to Poland in the last round. That actually helps in general. I think the fact that there's been a loss there means that the stronger teams, there's already a couple of losses. And France, Poland yet to play each other as well. It's out of our hands at this stage, but there is still everything to play for, but you now have to be perfect.
That's why everyone's out for blood now.
There is no pissing about. There's 3 games left. Every game has to be won.
I'm sure it's going to be a long night for England tonight. Really looking at
pairings, ironically, in a very similar place to the last game, where they look fine coming out. They look good.
But I'm sure everyone's going to be much more careful.
But what we're learning is it's much harder to predict at this stage. And actually what we really need to do is not panic if one result starts spiralling. I think our feeling from the last round is that because Harrison found himself in a tough position early,
everyone tried to make up
for it. The team then got a bit spooked and a few things went ways you wouldn't necessarily expect.
Oh yes, Germany's stream is target priority. They are over on Twitch. I'll just put it in chat. I'll have a Google later.
There you go, Jack. Double screen it, mate. Get them both on. Penitent Host, though. That's awesome. I played against it once. It's a really cool detachment.
100%. Go there and say hi.
How's it going to get on with Nassim's wall of flamers, though? That's the question.
Exactly. Well, let's see the list. See how they're going to... square off. Dark Angels, the new hotness. Ben Jones been doing very well with them at WTC.
Yeah, that's a T-Suns list in the second half of that, though, unfortunately.
Is there? It didn't update?
Yeah.
I'll update in the middle. In the meantime, you can have a look at Tony's list.
Oh, there you go. Tony's list is the Dark Angels list. That's where we've gone wrong. We've pasted the same one in twice. So I can tell you about the Dark Angels list whilst David gets the other one.
Yes, I'll fix that in the meantime.
But this is Dark Angels got some nice buffs to their new cool models in Inner Circle Companions and Deathwing Knights, and those have been brought up quite drastically. And as a result, you can see they are a heavy part of this list. You've got triple Deathwing Knights, double Inner Circle Companions with Judiciars to make them fights first, Azrael, and then a Hellblaster brick with him to lead, and then lots of utility around it, scouts and Voidsman at Arms and these kinds of things, and a Repulsor in which a number of different things could in theory ride. Repulsor obviously now has a lovely 14 capacity, which is very, very cool. Yeah, Dark Angels, it's played in Gladius because that's the detachment I think that gives Dark Angels the most strategic flexibility. Yeah, no Lionel. Lionel often doesn't make it into these comp lists, but this is a new WTC force being unleashed, with the idea being it's going to have a different range of matchups to Blood Angels and offer something else. Obviously, we didn't take it. Our feeling was that Blood Angels was still very, very strong, and it's been that way for us if you ignore the unfortunate last round. Which is something that can happen to Blood Angels. So, moving over to Tony Hughes' list, this is Tony's own design. This is a very go-wide Ynnari list. You've got Ivrain, who leads some Storm Guardians, and there's another Storm Guardian unit. You've got double Striking Scorpions for the mid-board, double Swooping Hawks, triple Warp Spiders, double Mandrake, so tons of MSU infantry to boop around, do jobs, hold things up. Then you've got some output, so triple Ravager, triple Reaver, triple Scourge, Haywire Scourge. Very good into vehicles and can chip away at armour as well, armoured infantry, and just again the overall theme of the list is just an absolute ton of bullshit. It's very hard to stop this scoring secondaries and blocking you and causing all sorts of mayhem, but it is of course fragile, and elves are not quite the force they once were, so it needs a little bit more love in pairings. I'd anticipate going in, this is probably one of our slightly worse matchups for the Eldar list. The rationale being that, we get this here and we get something else somewhere else, and you have to make sacrifices. And hopefully that'll work out this time. Obviously last round was undone basically by a couple of the positive matchups spinning out as very bad ones, which a number of different reasons for that. I'm sure there'll be an inquiry at some stage. That's above my pay grade. The main thing is they've got to move on and keep winning now.
Yes, I'm just adding the list to the bot. That's why I'm not helping Tom, because I got locked out.
Save me, David.
I got locked out of my software for some reason. It really doesn't cooperate. But again, the problem with Dark Angels is Dark Angels very tough. They can hold objectives pretty well, and on 5, 10, 15 mission, it's not a great thing for Eldar to move. But then equally, Aeldari have plenty of tools to dish out damage, so it's gonna be interesting. Interesting pairing. Oh, Son of Russ! Thank you a lot for the donation. It helps a lot. I believe you're from Jay's stream. I've seen him there plenty.
That's so nice.
Watching him paint, we both learning.
Oh, so I love Jay's stream.
Yep, exactly. I'm glad you're here with us.
He's been a great head ref, by the way. It's lovely. Every time he comes over, we have a giggle. He's been taking good care of us. Had no issues with him whatsoever. He's awesome. Thank you so much, Son of Russ. And yeah, remember, mine and David's beer fund is insatiable, so do top us up if you feel like it.
It was great. So you've got both players on the screen. Tony Chu versus the.
Oh yeah, blimey, Pascal. That was it.
Pascal, yes.
Pascal,
I'm terrible with names, so it makes it so much harder when they change. Yes, so they are both in a difficult spot team-wise because they both lost the game. So they're really trying hard to win, to get that top 3 standing going. So a lot of pressure on every player. Again, they seems to have recovered from the loss because everyone was cheery and smiley by the time they were getting into the games.
Very much so.
Obviously, if you're a competitive person, you take losses very hard, especially when it's that close. It was basically almost a draw, and it could have been very easily a win if something swung another way. So, well, I'm happy to see that they're still fighting, and I would expect nothing less because they've prepared so much. Even if something doesn't go right, they'll
of course
be
you have. It's the most
able
important thing is what you do when you lose, right? You've got to come back at it.
Exactly.
And yeah, so we'll investigate. We'll find out exactly what went on. But I think rounds are often lost when someone for whatever reason, gets the wrong idea about what's needed in a given moment.
Yeah, small
and
mistake
actually
can
working
throw
that out
everything.
is so hard, and a bit of bad luck. And
Exactly.
I was at
But I'm
ITT
sure-
with my team recently,
Yep.
and we lost very narrowly to Vanguard in similar circumstances where a push happens where it doesn't need to push.
Yes, so
So
Money
it's
was
just working those out.
Money was on the stream earlier playing
He
Blood
was.
Angels. He
Do you want to
smashed
see
it.
Blood Angels versus Sisters? That video's up now.
And there is a very rare footage of
Yeah.
Mani Chima getting smashed on stream as
And
well.
There is.
On the French War Games
You can go to the French
VOD.
War Games. You can
So
watch him play the
it's 1 in a
CSM.
million actually, because I barely ever see Mani
I
20 0.
cannot. I've never
We looked at
actually
the score, it's
heard
like-
of him getting 20
yeah.
0'd.
Me neither. But
So I think we're all a bit shell shocked here.
yeah, exactly.
I know he is.
He took it pretty hard, but
Oh,
he's
but
back
he
at
was such a gent about it, though. You know,
Yeah.
he congratulated the French. He was interviewed
always
immediately
does.
afterwards. That's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. Money
got stuck in.
is very much a media personality, so
mhm.
he's very easygoing when it comes to it. If anyone can take a loss, it's him.
Yeah.
He obviously will be upset very hard on himself, but never upset at his opponent.
And he knows that the only thing to do now is play better, and dig out and keep winning rounds for his team, as he has been doing all event.
Exactly. So let's get player mics on. Let's see how they're doing. I will just let them know your mics are now on. They probably thought they are on. I will just go there and make sure everything's fine.
Alrighty, so we've now got audio from Tony. Tony, for those who don't know, Tony's been an England player for a very long time. He's a veteran. He's been non-playing captain last year. He's playing captain
we're
this
going to play a
time.
nice friendly game. Yeah. Fine. Now we're okay.
So he's got a lot of experience, and Aeldar's been his main army for a very, very long time.
But I'll just put him here behind.
There you go. Two great guys on the stream again.
Yeah,
I was talking to the German stream guys, also amazing, very friendly, very fun, and they said this is one of the players who will be fun to have on stream. They're used
great.
to the camera and good.
Yeah.
Tony, very easygoing.
Oh, he's super fun.
We always give him a hard time whenever he doesn't win, but he always goes like someone has to take the loss for the team to win, and he's very much keep that mindset that the only thing that matters is the team score.
Exactly.
So he's gonna play exactly to what he needs to get. There is no ego play. It's all about what my team needs.
Yeah.
That's why he's the captain. It's one of the
Exactly.
great
He's very.
virtues to
It's
have.
like having an adult in the room sometimes, because he's very experienced. He's very relaxed. He's been there, done it. It's all happened. He's won WTCs before,
Yes,
and he's very relaxed.
because we are all
It's
big
exactly what he said
grandchildren.
after the round.
Yeah.
The loss just now is like, this happens, you lose, it's all still to play for. You've got to pick up and go again. That's the most important
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. That's what team needs. Is a pep talk and
it's
pick up.
nice having someone who's been there to reassure on that sense. So yeah, it definitely brings something. The squad's changed a lot in the last couple of years. There's a lot of new players who are relatively inexperienced. So Tony holds that all together, really.
We are still deploying. It's quarters deployment. You can see the subtle lines on the
This is how tall is it?
on the mat. The mat's wide, but that's pretty much showing you the quarters
Probably
deployment. It's basically where the reavers are. On that line, there is a line. So Tony wants to pre-deploy so he can easily
Oh,
get on
God,
objective
6
5 if he needs to.
Yeah, if you,
I'm not seeing definitely nice.
yeah, if you feel somewhere
And
there's from the
as
but I
we
think
know,
it's too
There isn't.
it's not high enough. Even if it stands here, I think it's not.
I
From
think we can
the
just agree. If I'm here, maybe.
Oh.
But from there now.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Getting
if
our
you're
funds
in the middle
adjusted.
somewhere here,
I
probably.
should have
then.
put that guy with the rotating sail, man.
Yeah.
With
There
the
you
jabs.
And
With the
they
jabs.
need
Yeah, there isn't generally too
Three
much ranged
years.
threat from Dark Angels, but this is a Gladius
They
list,
have,
the Gladius task
14.
force, and they make use of a
Yeah,
repulsor
it's
which can pop off a few shots.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind. Well, Terminators will be running at you. It's gonna be a tough game for Eldar. They will have to be jumping around. They'll have to be very
one guy can shoot
nimble
them
to
for
not get
sure,
hit
but
because there's no engagement in melee. I feel like they can
There's
win.
really
Pretty
no
close.
engagement in melee they can win though. So this is the classic example of if Eldar are to win this game,
They have
they
to
have
not
to
engage.
leverage
pretty much.
all the nonsense they have at their disposal in terms of speed, maneuverability,
Yes.
trickery.
And the funny fact about
Blocking.
Mr. Chu, the captain, is that I've never seen him play 40k, but I've heard he was really good when I was starting out, right? And I was
Yeah.
always told he shows up at events, just wins, and then disappears because
That's
of
more or
busy
less what
life.
he does, yeah.
And back then, and I'll throw shade on him, he used to play the -5 to hit Alatok planes every time, everywhere he showed up.
Oh man.
He's a
Yes.
horrible person. So if anything bad happens to him in this game, he deserves it because he worked for it his entire life.
It's got to be said. If you play Eldar, most of the time than you are. You're often playing a very abusive rule set. There's no getting around it. But I'd say they're in quite a balanced spot at the
They're
moment.
very balanced spot.
Definitely the scores
say
we've been seeing for them at WTC have been very mixed, very mixed.
I would say in singles they're even a little bit underpowered.
I would completely
because
agree.
they are overpowered in certain things.
They're lopsided.
But
now.
they don't
Yeah.
make up for it in their survivability because
That's
they
completely
die.
right.
Yeah, what made them good was phantasms everywhere and just being that reliable. I can move and hide and I'm untouchable. Now that they lost it with toughness 3, even though they have a 3 up save and 5 up invul on most things, it's just not enough with the volume of shots coming their way.
And you know, a lot of the dev wound abuse, the artillery abuse, things like the Incan, all of these things that held them together during their time of dominance now cost a bomb and are not as effective as they were. So what you're left with is a very quick, tricksy scoring army that has to scrap.
Not worth the risk.
Has to scrap and use every tool at its disposal to win games.
Absolutely.
Not worth it. Yeah.
Dark Angels, by contrast, very much on the rise, nicely buffed up lately.
Yes, they're still not like the top singles army because just they don't have enough ranged threat and they get picked up by sisters quite a bit. But other than that, they're very strong.
Absolutely.
No.
Welcome if you're just joining us. It's great to have you here.
Water is.
Yeah, I was just told by a reliable source that Dan Bates put up a do not disturb sign on our door in a hotel for the 2nd day in a row, so we won't have
put them there so you see them there. I know what I'm talking about.
I'll make them
put
clean.
them in if you want. I don't mind.
No. I think they fit under, so
Yeah, they do.
physically, so
So 3 there.
But
one
there you
more
go.
there.
If you're watching, if you're tuning in again, you've got the voice of Tom Lohman trying to counteract my horrible accent.
No,
always
none
good.
of that. You got David from Glasshammer, Tom Lohman from 6
no need to drag the game into
reporting in. So do hit like and subscribe on Glasshammer if you haven't already. Keep following. They've got tons of stuff coming out, all sorts of events to keep an eye out for as well.
Exactly.
And do come and join the journey over at 6 Plus Gaming as well, where all sorts of nerdy 40k chat is going on. We've got our 100th live stream show on Tuesday next week, so there'll be a lot of debriefing from WTC. You can find out what I really think.
and we really appreciate all the donations coming in. I'm not really a streamer. Usually Mani is the streamer personality. I'm the tech guy. Tom is probably more used to just being on the camera and talking.
I just talk and do
Something
stuff.
else,
Exactly.
or-
So
Prance around.
I don't usually say that enough, but I really appreciate all the donations and all the help because
guys,
it really
it's
helps.
been so good.
It really helps offset the costs of travel and equipment and to keep it going because it's
Yeah.
a huge investment.
It really is, yeah. And so any and all support's massively welcome, and it helps us know that we can do more of it. I think more 40k coverage in general is definitely the way forward.
And we appreciate a lot. I was already talking to Home Nations to get the team's event streamed.
Oh, amazing, yeah.
I'm sure Lemon Games will have enough space for me to squeeze in somewhere.
I think in the long term it would be good to have those sorts of event streams so players can get used to it. I think it's actually important they get
Because
used to it
streams
now.
are now in very places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't want it throwing them off their game.
Yeah, it's. I can tell from experience I'm not the greatest player, obviously, but being on camera makes you completely ignore it at some point. After a
Yeah.
couple of streams, you're like, yeah, I'm just streaming.
Kelsey says, how on earth did BA get 20 hours? Just we'll have to have a look at it at some stage. It's not clear exactly what happened.
We'll get an interview.
We know
at some point.
risks were taken because they were deemed necessary. They didn't pay off. And then there was also some bad variants in Sangard had to make.
It was basically a failed push.
Sangard had 9 2-ups to make and failed 7. So that's
it just happens.
most of Dante's squad dead when you're expecting.
It was a
to lose
perfect
couple.
storm, right?
It's when
you
you're
have
down,
to
you're
push,
down.
you get bad dice, and it just
When you're
goes
down,
on.
you're down.
But don't worry, I will sit down a few of the players whenever we have time. Obviously now it's pretty tight. Get some interviews going, and we'll put that up on the channel. And I'm sure Tom will get some of the players
Oh,
after
for sure.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be speaking to them. Good to get the debrief on it all.
There is a heat lamp, but it's just hard to see.
But yes, it's been a really solid few days for England.
Yeah,
and
the one guy with the Melta.
anyone following the event will know that the French team were absolutely dominant, running rampant, really.
He's got it all.
He's got it all.
And England essentially were one freak result away from a good game into in the end. I'll be very disappointed with
still everything to
five
play
wins
for.
out of 8 and still losing the game is painful. But it goes that way sometimes. Very hard.
I mean, it
to
wouldn't be
overturn a
exciting if we
20-0.
won all the games, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you need.
Just keeping it interesting, right?
But it is one of those things you see once in a lifetime. Mani Chima getting 0 points.
yeah, that's
It
a
is.
collector's item. That is. He told me. He came off the stream and he told me, and I was just waiting for him to say he was joking. I was waiting for that smile to come over his face.
Yeah, because he always goes, yeah.
'Cause you see, he's done stuff like that before. But no, it was just legit. Poor guy. Rough one to take, but he'll be bouncing back as we speak against the Grey Knights.
So
I'm
we're
sure.
29 minutes into the round. I just forgot to start the timer because I'm incompetent. There we
you
go.
know, you just got a lot of tasks.
Mani is very much a kind of person that will have a word with himself. It's like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, he always goes very hard on himself. He never gets upset at his opponent. He always gets upset at himself because he wants to be the best, right? So there is a lot of self-reflection. Yeah, it is the dice game at the end, but
Exactly, of course
it's if you're a top player, you never accept that excuse. You go, yeah, it might be a dice game, but I shouldn't be getting zeros. So it's people always have that.
Top players, I think,
disappointment.
top players always want to have their floor fixed and relatively high,
Yeah.
right? No one wants to be losing
Because
those
that's the
sorts of
thing. That's something you cannot affect is the
Yeah.
dice. So
it's,
we don't
it's
want to
worth
look
saying
at
an
that.
army like Blood Angels is by its nature very swingy. Like
Yes.
we saw it actually in the game before
Yeah.
against the Sisters, right? That was a precarious game
Mm.
in a great many ways. Likewise, when we had the Blood Angels on against the Hypercrypts in the day before, it's an army that can blow out if it's unlucky. It just happens.
The French stream, I don't have the link here, and I don't want to be going on the websites because it's we've got limited bandwidth. But it is called French War Game or French War Games on Twitch. So if you Google French War Games Twitch, I'm sure you will show up. They seem to be live. They have 2 tables going at the same time. So I'm sure you can find the VOD. I'm not sure if the VODs are available for non-subscribers, but if not, it will be on their YouTube at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's that stream was a curse, right? Both players in the stream got 0 points.
Yeah, it was
18
unbelievable.
It was the sleeper agent
40
somewhere.
0 on the streams. They sabotaged our dice, man.
12, 13.
There you go, players still deploying.
Deployment almost done now. When you look at the Dark Angels, they've got to stash that
Definitely
repulsor
give
a
them a
fair way
shuffle.
back.
Neither of us is a card wizard.
Because
Yes,
it's just
Scourge.
going to die if not.
The scourges are horrible
shuffle or
things.
something like that.
There you go, cutting the decks.
Uh,
I never do. I feel like a horrible person when someone asks me to cut. I
Good
go,
luck.
no.
Good luck.
Here we go.
dice in the tray,
Yeah. 4, 3.
Looks like it's you, man.
So I have
Dark
to start,
Angels
I guess.
first.
Yeah,
time.
so
Dark
before you-
Angels
before you
going
go,
first.
leave it on me for a second.
No one wants to go
Yes.
first in this mission.
Yeah, I think
Dice.
that's a net
Because-
positive for Eldar. Eldar need to grow into this game and find some weak
6, 6,
spots.
4, 4,
Yeah.
3.
And we all know Elves are
That's
better at
not
getting on
bad.
points
So
than they
I'll
are
use
at staying on
Glasshammer
them.
dice, and my fate dice.
Yeah.
6, 6, 6.
So Anthony Chu says he has nothing against Glasshammer, but he insists on using Eldar dice because
Yeah,
it's
he
the
wants
only
to
way to
use his
play the
Eldar
game.
dice. They're his lucky charm.
No
Which is
shouts
fine.
from me.
They are lovely
Surprising-
dice.
Surprisingly, they're visible on stream. Our blue dice
Just
aren't.
something weird about that particular blue.
It's because it reflects, and this one is kind of
Yeah.
transparent, so it just goes through. So
Yeah,
these are
yeah.
fine. As long as you guys can see them, I don't mind those
Got
dice. they
beautiful.
go.
Beautiful,
Cards or
beautiful
cards?
differentiation.
And the
Cards
German
are-
team
Both
dice
is
are
both in
stunning.
command
I don't know if you've
phase.
seen
Yeah,
them. They're
So
there on the
first
stream at
scouts,
the top.
then cards,
Amazing.
then doctrines.
Okay.
So here we go.
we've got one CP.
The round is now underway.
yes.
We've got back
Yeah,
to
you
having
can
the whole
give me
team
the second
behind
one.
us, which
I
is
will
nice.
just do my scout move.
For the French round, we were down in
Do I
front of
need
the French
to do
stream, which meant the whole thing
two?
felt a bit detached. Actually made communication a little bit ropier.
I need
but
to
the
change
whole
some
squad's around us
stuff
now.
because unfortunately, even though I told the players which sides they're on, they switched the sides
Also
after
down
during
there.
deployment. So
Fine.
now the orange
Yeah.
player is the other
Just
player,
if
which
I
is
need
not
something
great.
No, no, that's right.
Otherwise
No, it's not. It's not.
It is because Tony is on the orange side on the score sheet.
Oh, okay.
So I'll fix. That's not a big deal. It's very easy for me to fix. I'll just switch the names. Give me 1 second. You get to see what they're up to. In the meantime, I'll quickly change. I'll have a word with Tony, not following instructions.
That's 9, yeah.
Do you want 12?
I have 6 somewhere. Ah, here.
6 on the side of it.
That's 6, yes.
Yeah.
Six, yeah. Just a bit, so they're within 6 here. And,
See what you
Boom!
get.
It's magic.
and that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I start. So I
And
have
it's all fixed.
the cover assets.
So you just have to change who
And
went
sabotage.
first. And it's gonna
Right.
be the Dark Angels player. And it is their movement phase. Boom. See, we saved the day. Worry not. Again, I'm not gonna go and tell players to redeploy because they're on the wrong side.
No,
We'll
no.
just change. We'll just change the
Let
sides.
us know in the chat. What do you think? How's this one going to go? Dark Angels on first turn.
Well,
does
recover
that mean?
assets and sabotage. It's not great for the Dark Angels because
What
they're
do
not
you-
that fast,
What do
really,
you
right?
reckon the score will be? And yeah, oh, it's okay. I mean, they've got durable units they can stick in the midboard, but yeah, they need,
but it's
they,
about getting into the third.
they need to get into the midboard and do some things now. Across the tabletop asks, are the England team happy with their matchups for this round?
Behind
There's a saying in teams that the round before haunts
do the
how you feel about the next one. At the moment, they're all just a little bit wary, having had a loss,
20.
so they need to just grow into these games. The pairings went fine. The pairings went fine in the previous game.
So they will just move back.
So that's the lesson that actually pairings aren't the be all and end all sometimes.
Playing that side, yeah?
I think people are feeling good.
I'm totally.
The
I have to
spicy
do
one
oath
is the
and
T
snow
Sun's
doctrine,
mirror with Vic
obviously.
versus Arnie's Zen.
And
Yes.
There is a
oath
case to
is
be made
going-
that those
Sorry,
are
I'll
the
remind you about
two
opening, so
Yeah.
best T
I
Suns players
totally missed it, but
globally.
I won't shoot anything.
Case to
I
be made.
just need to check out before
And they are
Overwatch
facing off
if
against
you
each other. It's very exciting.
Get greedy with something.
Absolutely.
The Eldar players, what
Yeah.
are you talking about,
Yeah.
man?
What?
That's it.
I'm just trying to change the flags quickly.
Just think these spiders here. The third. Here are the third spiders. Okay. We can go here 24.
Mark Pocock asks, has Chew got his Buddha with him? That's a reference I don't get. That's from the before times, I'm guessing. I'm only a young whippersnapper, Mark, in the grand scheme of things.
I will host these spiders.
Yeah.
So not option.
What he does have is an absolutely giant dice for pairings.
Yes, he loves
It's
that die.
massive. I think you could kill a man with it.
So
He
here
did
one
ask
guy
if he can
will
roll it, to
If
be
you
fair.
fling that thing, someone
touch
is
in
in
the
trouble.
terrain to do the
The
sabotage.
German coach offered to swap his very normal dice for it, but we weren't having that.
No. It's about establishing dominance, not...
Compensating that.
You think?
So let's see how the Dark Angels decide to play this. They've got
Terminators will then just
two secondaries that both want them
move
to
5, no advance,
initiate
so
things and then
because they
stay
will do the
alive.
assets here.
Don't know what the counter threat potential is from the Eldar against them at this point. It might mean one or two units have to go and stand in places that
And
Pascal would prefer they didn't.
the Whitesman will do the other assets. Doesn't matter. One hawk. Okay.
So for the elves to get a foothold here, it's going to need all their nonsense.
Then I will roll some advances.
Don't worry, I'll be back with you in a second. I'm just trying to fix
First advantage,
players broke.
Terminators here.
which sides they're
Was
on.
it advance?
Just
Yeah,
make
we'll
sure
do
the
some
flags
advanced
are
rolls.
accurate for both
The
players.
Terminators here.
Yeah.
6 or 7. So the back guy can send
They're slow boys, aren't
Yeah.
they?
the first one could stand here.
Okay.
And this guy exactly here.
Yeah.
Here. So probably can shoot him from there, but that's fine. Anyway, do I want to have to here? Where's the other Ravager? Here. Okay. So these go
There you go, the flags are back on. We're back into the game. All is good
here.
in the
No,
hood.
but it needs somewhere Fuck it.
Oh no, my whole army! What are you doing? Ref,
Tony Aeldari
Oh,
are
no.
all gone.
at least 2 hours to
I'm
play this
kidding,
army.
I'm pretty sure that was deliberate. 100%.
Pushing the wall.
That's
That's the
only
play. If
wall.
your opponent has
only
everything
way
in the
killing
ruin,
the Eldar.
you knock the ruin.
There you go. Cool.
That's one of the
Okay,
downsides of the terrain being
destruction.
flexible.
Yeah,
You're
it
going to
is.
win the game already, man. Stop it. Right.
Yeah. Totally fine here. And this guy can move here.
Let's get chat back up, since I was trying to fix stuff. Oh, there's a bunch of chatter.
No, that doesn't work. No, then I will just move. Stand them here.
Yeah, we're a little way down.
Then you can see.
So, Taylor Cross Table says, I think the elves have got this game.
It's
but we
French
need
Warhammer. There
to
we go.
move out aggressively to narrow the firing lanes. I don't think the Marines took any doctrines turn 1 across the tabletop. I don't think there's any need. They're not going to be attacking
You see this
anything.
guy anyway, doesn't matter. Was
Okay.
too low. And the other guys here.
I'm not sure if they took any doctors. I don't
5.
think so because I haven't heard anything, but I might have missed it and I was fixing
I will
stuff.
just,
So
No, they're not. They're not.
They're not.
I don't think
Perfect.
they are. Yeah, I think there is a
So
path
that's an
to a
11.
win here for the elves if they can deny.
Here.
One of the weaknesses this Dangles list does actually have is OC.
No doctrines.
Yes, but
As
No,
cool as the
luckily
non
he's going
units are,
second.
it's literally only really the inner circle companions that pack any meaningful OC. Deathly Knights don't, Scouts don't.
yeah, the terrain is not very flimsy. It's just it's not attached to the base, and also it's not glued together. It's so it can be disassembled and stored nicely. It doesn't really fall apart. It's just the fact if you knock it, it's I don't know what the material is called. You might
It's
know.
light, isn't it? It just goes over basically.
Yeah, so it just falls apart when you knock it. And if you've got a lot of flimsy Eldar in it, it's gonna fly everywhere.
Yeah.
Infiltrators.
You can see that Pascal is trying to just creep his units into position without exposing them to too much fire. We've seen this a lot in games where preference is just to get somewhere safe in these initial outings rather than get on a point and be vulnerable.
Yes.
This Dangles list doesn't really have trash to throw around.
It's really hard to see.
And again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4 or 6 big drones? It seems to be the heavy table.
Yeah, it looks fairly heavy, yeah.
And WTC is heavy in naturally. It's just the heavier the table is, the more non-windowed ruins there are, so you can just hide everything in there, which
In
is
their-
great
in
for
their
Dark
own
Angels
ways,
running up.
Yeah, in their own ways they'll both be happy about that, right? I think elves being able to jump about in safety is good for them.
Companions.
Dark Angels absolutely love hunkering down behind ruins.
We're in luck because both German dice and the choose dice are perfect in the dice tray. You can actually see through them.
Beautiful. That's what we want.
And again, if you have a chance to buy a set of German dice, I've been given a few. I think my brother took them
So
already.
the back one,
They look
I will
amazing.
one is behind here if I just place
And they've got really nice soothing material. I don't know how to explain it.
Defensive
It's
stats
not
on
smooth,
a
it's
inner
weird.
circle? 3 wounds.
3 wounds?
I think 3 wounds.
3 wounds,
Super safe.
normal, 3 up safe. -1 to it always.
Invon.
No,
They've got a pain.
nothing.
Okay, so they do fall over. They just got 3 wounds.
They hit really hard, but they also die
guess
really.
my
That's
five-man
the
units.
downside of the inner circle guys.
Yeah.
They don't have
it's
stone
against you,
shields
they-
Yeah,
and
exactly.
no invuln.
They
They
kill
just
you
go
like
to
quite
3
fire.
flimsy.
times, and yeah, that's it.
But they've got more attacks.
So we've got the army list in there for you across the tabletop. You can access them via those paste bin links. But essentially, it's a Gladius Dark Angels list with all the things you'd expect after their recent buffs.
Yep.
And then quite an innovative mixed arms
Yeah.
battle
No lion.
host Yunari list for a tune. Which I think is skewed a little bit perhaps towards anti-elite, anti-armour with its Dark Lancers and Haywire. A little bit light on the melee side, but just has a ton of stuff.
Yeah, Eldar melee is just not what it needs to be at this point. The
There are
only
very
thing,
few premier units, right?
yeah, the only thing that's somewhat useful would be Wraith Blades, but they're
Yeah.
extremely expensive and without reliable Phantasm anymore, they're just quite not good enough, unfortunately. So the best you can get is like Banshees for fight first, but again they're very soft. They're not
for
very
sure.
good into heavy targets. Scorpion's very good with Karandras, but most people play Aeldari, so you cannot have Phoenix Lords in there. So if you're wondering why you're not seeing these units that are still very good, that's why, because you want Scourges and you want the carry bits in general, like your Raiders and your or your Ravagers.
Kelsey says, I've not played since 9th. Is there any news about a new edition soon? Anytime I look at coming back to 10th, they're constantly changing core rules, which just seems really odd. I mean, I think balancing and patching the game constantly is just the way of it now, Kelsey, and I think it's kind of healthier for it, to be honest.
Yes.
The overall game has been far healthier. We're a year in, it's been very balanced for months.
Yes.
And it seems to be able to stay that way even as new books come out.
It's the last time you played this 9th, it was probably good send-off, so you remember the end of 9th edition, which was very good.
10th started pretty ropey.
Yeah, I was very being competitive. I was disappointed with 10th compared to what it was at the end of 9th. But now we're back into the point where the 9th was, where there's loads of armies that are good.
I feel like we've got there quicker and
much quicker,
more equitably distributed this time. There's more armies in play.
I can definitely tell that Josh Roberts being on the balance team brought a lot of good. Because he's a competitive player, talks to competitive players, and generally has a good idea, engage on the meta. There will be still things that slip through the cracks because there's thousands of rules. You cannot catch them all. But they're doing their best. They're always tackling fires where they are, and there'll be always new fires. People will always find the new next hotness.
Only not with 14. Okay.
Yeah, I recommend giving it a go. This edition should be with us for 2 more years. I think that's how their release model works.
Okay.
Yeah, Vic is great at dropping his thought process. He's great on the stream. He's great at the game.
Yeah, and
very experienced Thousand Sons and Elder player.
That's it for my first round.
If he's dropping hints, definitely look out for them.
I'll definitely try and keep you updated on his game with Anna, because that is that is genuinely 2 of the heavyweights for Thousand Sons. Really fascinating game.
Which ones?
And of course, an equally fascinating Votann mirror between Alex Harrison and that other guy as well. 2 guys who've been playing Votann for at least a few weeks. So that's cool.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll draw some cards in.
Yeah.
No points yet.
So
we only have
it's Chu's turn already.
Then I go with both of us.
Recovering assets with this in the back and with this Terminators in here, I believe.
So.
Yep.
I will put mandrakes in the air.
So baby recover assets if they survive, which they should, because I don't think Tony will be pushing too hard to kill them, and that's a lot of loss he would incur.
These ones will stay though. Cool.
Yeah, I'm running the Glasshammer RTTs now, so definitely show up. We had a brand new player recently who didn't even have secondary cards, and he managed to get through the event. Because people coming, we got a bunch of experienced players who always help out. I'm always there as a ringer, so I'm happy to help. And 10th edition is fun. Definitely worth giving it a try, because you'll always find something you like. And the way armies play are very climatic. That's the great thing they've done. Whatever the army is designed to do, they should do. Whether it's too strong or not, that's another discussion, but they always do what they're supposed to do. And they're doing a great job at keeping it down if it gets out of control.
I want to move this. I forgot it. I just want to move them back here and here, but yeah, that's my problem. I forgot it. Yeah, no, it's fine.
In your own turn, if you go back and forget something, it's just once
your turn. Yeah, nothing happened, but yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Pascal's decided to stand by a play here. There's something he could have gone back and adjusted, but he hasn't done it, so he's going to wear that one. I respect that. That's a totally valid way to play. Yeah,
we had a discussion about this, about communicating. There was no communication what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do. In other games, you notice players usually say, I'm going here, I'm going to do this, I want to do this, that's my plan. But since he hasn't said that, it's very hard to then go back and do this, especially after you've seen the cards,
you've got to
right?
communicate very clearly. There might be a translation issue to an extent.
It's just a different playstyle, right? It just depends how you play.
They're just fast.
Tony's got great cards here. Locust Containment should be able to score minimum 6, potentially an 8 if he wants to throw something away in the middle. But there's a case to be made that says that's a bit risky right now, letting a whole Dark Angels army yo-yo off it. But we'll see. Just going to have to figure out how he plays this. Are there blocks to be made? How's he going to get primary?
You've only got that primary for now.
Yeah. So what Tony's looking to do is deter the Blood Angels, Dark Angels player from moving forward, because once he parks on the objectives, he'll be very hard to move, and it's 5, 10, 15. Ideally, he wants to create lines so that whenever the Dark Angels player hides only with few models behind the ruin, he'll be able to take it back. And if Dark Angels try to overload the objective, he'll be able to shoot them off to start incurring some losses, because there's nothing he can do in combat. And unfortunately, what we're seeing on this terrain is every time Tony will try to make a trade, he will lose stuff.
So if I put a squad,
and that's what he's doing.
out
If you
your
look,
team,
Yeah.
and I shoot them,
Yes.
use their scoot, and then I'm going to use my CP for fire and fade, I'm probably going to end up there.
Yep.
But I'm going to do that with the squad, but then I'll put that squad in reserve, and we'll just put that one there. Is that, are you happy with that? So I'll, just for now, so I can make, because we're happy that this Terminator can't get past.
that's a very interesting move.
Yeah,
Not
so
within
this
limits,
is
right?
this is exactly the kind of stuff it takes.
Yeah, sure. Which
So,
squad
for
is
elves
it?
to win
So-
games.
If you're wondering
one
what
here.
Tony's
As long as
doing,
that's not
he's
within
not
limits,
trying
that's
to
the
kill
main
these
thing.
guys.
Yeah.
Otherwise there's no point.
He would
Yeah.
obviously
I
do
think
some damage
That would be.
to either repulse or
Yeah,
order
you can
Terminators,
just-
whatever he deems necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
The idea is like
So
playing
the squad is
knights.
currently in that ruin.
When you play knights and you cannot kill
Yeah.
them,
We knocked them,
you
but they were
move
right
block
up
them
against
in
the
their
wall,
deployment
yeah?
for 3
Yeah.
turns until they
Yeah.
cannot score.
Exactly.
And these Terminators
Right
are
against the
extremely
wall.
slow. The way they move
I
around
do
the table
14.
is they slingshot. Slingshotting means you move
Even
out,
just to there,
you charge something, and you make it onto the objective,
It's not-
effectively having 2 movement phases by using your charge.
Yeah, with the one guy.
Tony
two
wants
guys,
to
guys,
stop
probably.
that
Yes,
from
fine.
happening,
Yeah,
and it's a great move. It's a very good
Yeah,
way
you
to
would-
play.
9,
Yeah.
I'm going to do the reactive move.
Yeah.
So I'll
Because
just come there.
Eldar
Okay.
generally has a
Then
lot
you
of
will
crap
move
units
well.
that can do that.
Yeah.
Though I
And
bet
then
there'll be
we'll
warp
map-
spiders doing very similar
Yeah.
things on the
Yeah,
other side of the table,
So I move
trying to
6,
keep Dark
Yeah.
Angels down
and
to
then I'll
5
fire and fade
to
into
10
the
primary,
Exactly.
10
Yes.
maximum.
Yeah,
inches
that's
from
10
here.
is already
Yeah,
too much,
fine.
you want them
So
to
I'm
get
gonna block
5.
this whole section here.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
With Tony
So
on end of turn,
I'm going to do that.
I think he's in
Can I
a good
just take them
position to
off?
play for
Yeah,
primary
I'm going
towards
to
the
commit
end.
the whole thing now. Do you want to? I don't think there's
He's going to be fire and fading to try and block the Deathly Knights, which in turn is hopefully going to give him a footprint in the board to play
Yes.
the
But
game.
we'll see.
Yep.
I'll put up for now.
For his
I'll
part,
put
I
them
think
here.
Pascal might
Yep.
not mind
So-
going
See how
down
the
on primary
turn
early
pans out?
doors.
Yeah,
Could be
sure.
different.
Yeah,
It's just
sure.
Dark Angels, this could definitely take Unbroken Wall.
It's as weird
And
as it
stand on the
sounds.
middle.
The playstyle here is delaying the inevitable, because
Yeah.
once they get into you, you're
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
But you want to
Fine.
delay that happening as much as possible.
Exactly.
Um,
Then you use your speed to get round and behind and cause problems. You just have to fight dirty as Eldar, which is one of the reasons people
I'll
don't like them,
advance
is that they don't fight fair, because if they fight fair, they lose.
an inch.
The thing is, they move out and they tease you, they tease you, they tease you, and
Yeah.
once you come
Just so
out,
I
they'll
can
jump
have
behind you, and
offset
you're
on
like,
there.
oh.
Very
Yeah.
much so. Very much
I'll
so.
roll it, see what I get. That was an 8 though.
Yeah.
Cool. So
So that's our
12
first
for
bit of
her.
elf nonsense of the day, or indeed of the event. We've not had elf nonsense on here yet. I, for one, am very excited to see elf nonsense. Not as much of it about right now as you'd
right,
think.
she was facing like that, so she doesn't
Yes,
want to
they're
pivot,
not
so
the
she
top
goes
faction,
there.
that's why
No.
there's much less on them at the
I think you
events.
could possibly argue Drukhari are better.
Do it that way, right? 12 for
It's
her.
very close.
That's a bit
Well,
further back, so
50%
right
of the
there,
Eldar
corner.
list is Drukhari, so
And then 11s for these
They're
guys.
borrowing more and more from the Darkkin.
that doesn't mean that Drukhari are the top faction.
No,
it
well,
means
they don't
might
have the
be
same
better
rule
than
set that
Eldar.
these elves do. These elves have some crazy rules. Yeah, definitely a
That's the Ivrain squad. moving
solid
up.
rules exploit from the Eldar there.
What's the range on the Hellblasters?
24.
24.
Yeah.
All I will do is make sure that I die. Okay. What's our fire angle here? I don't think there's an angle here to get that Guardian.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Sorry, don't move the, I'd move the scout. I think it's okay, right?
Yeah, if you're behind. Yeah, yeah. If you're, yeah, fine.
All there. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
See, it's very from the German player. It's a very familiar playstyle because everyone who watches Glasshammer knows, and Dan makes fun of me, that I'm very extremely meticulous about my measurements and lines of
God.
sight and stuff. Not because I'm trying to be an ass. It's
I'm
because
sorry,
I like to
stream, if
play.
somebody's watching me being a douchebag moving ruins around. I'm sorry, world.
I'm very exact,
Okay.
and I am part German. It might be that.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine.
It's just I
It's
enjoy
just
that.
important to agree early on, then
Mhm.
there's no issues, right?
Oh yes. Well, I mean that's what I do. It's not like I'll go there. It's like, oh, actually I can see you. You didn't think I do. What I do is I measure it and I go, actually I can see you. So nudge that back, because I want to make sure that the models are exactly where they're supposed to be. I just enjoy playing that way. I like to play exact.
Magic says Drukhari are top if you count from the bottom. That's fine. You can say your
Magic,
words.
you don't know. Magic is the
Drukhari are always the
Drukhari
best in
main.
my heart.
Magic played the fixed city for
Yeah.
ages because he was lucky enough that that list was good for so long. And now he's
Christopher
really
Richardson
salty.
says, I generally refer to elf nonsense with more expletives. I'll tell you what I'm going to tell everyone that whinges about elves on this stream. You're just jealous.
To be within 12 of this guy.
We're just too fabulous for you.
Tom is just an imperialist
With
elder
our
lover.
totally fair balanced rules. Just so interactive and fun.
This will be your downfall. Imperialism and Eldar.
Oh yeah,
No
absolutely. I
one
mean,
can agree with you.
Eldar are snobs, right? So are imperialists, I imagine. So. Afternoon, Mark Harrison. Nice to have you here. Hi, Q10.
Yeah. These 5 are still there.
And yeah, the difference between Fate Dice and Miracle Dice is crazy. Miracle Dice is just on tap at the moment.
Yes.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Q10. I think Drakari are on the rise. Been having a good few months. Whether all the WTC players will come back and smash them, we'll see. But they're doing all right.
Yeah. So what Magic used to do, he played Eldar. I remember like 15 raiders, whatever it is, with lances everywhere.
Yeah.
Then that wasn't good enough. Let's give them flamers. That wasn't good enough. Give them fixed city. I've got PTSD from those games.
So that these guys could see.
Yeah.
2 could shoot. Well, I think, to be fair, let's take guns out. 3 could shoot. But it doesn't matter for the shoot. Once somebody shoots.
Tony's just planning his fire and fade there. Very powerful tool to have in the locker.
Could you give me the 12 on that? Could you give me the 12?
Ah, yeah, sure.
12 is there.
Very meticulous measurement.
Got to get it right in this game.
Technically, they haven't started the game yet because the game normally starts at 3 hours, right? So they've got time to mess about.
Alright, let's try that. So if I go 1 inch, I won't get
How's
on the
Dan doing
fire
with
line.
sisters? He did
But I
win
have
the
to go
last
here.
game, so he's doing pretty well. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he's one of the
Yep.
strongest
And then
scorers on the
backwards
team.
Will
Oh,
get
yeah.
me out of any fire lanes.
Mark Harrison thinks Manny got stuck in the loo in game 4.
So if I kill them, these can move in
Oh,
a
no, it's a
It is
combination
possible.
of things. Yeah, we've spoken about it a fair bit already, but
another big.
the gist is just some
Distance
communication issues and then a bit of bad luck in
Okay.
the push.
You're not going to block the middle. You're not having any.
Tough one to
planning
take, but we move
there. Am I going to
forwards.
stop yourself?
All about this round now.
So we're going to have potentially.
Lose this one and England are well and truly out of the running.
Yeah,
Got
I
hope
don't
from them?
think they're gonna let that
Yes.
happen. They'll be.
I hope not. But you got to respect the Germans. Tough team. Give it another 20 minutes or so, and I'll go and get you some first tasters of the other games and what's going on.
It's
in
only a
those.
slow startup to all the games. It will be hard to
Yeah,
get
we've still got a lot of round left.
anything now.
An average is going to be 10.
There you go. That's the Germans player
I only have
POV
to
over
do
the
it in my
shoulder.
turn and then Matt moves, right? So, who wants to do it?
We should give players chest cams,
Yeah,
you know, so as they move around, we can see that proper POV.
that'd be fun.
Spider's going to make a normal advance, I think. Yeah.
Chris Richardson's currently building an Eldar army. Good lad.
I always wanted to build an Eldar army just because I
My
love to paint
advice
them.
to all competitive players is just build one, because for about 6 months every couple of years they're the only thing that can win events.
They're always good.
So it's just
There's someone
It's
on the
just
GW
insurance
rules
to have
writing team who's
just insurance to have it.
he just
they
sat in the
they go
cupboard.
through spikes of being awful,
Yep.
and there's no point
Whenever-
competing if you don't have one.
Whenever he's told on new editions coming out, he comes out and goes, "Let me write an
Yeah,
Eldar
let's
index.
do it. Let's unleash some elves.
Hold my beer."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd like a melee
These
detachment
guys
for
can
Eldar
move
as well.
back 7.
I love melee Eldar.
Oh, you mean
That's why Drakari
succubuses?
better.
Oh, the 6-inch succubus that goes wherever she wants.
I'm just going to stay in
Oh,
the line.
I
for
missed
about
that
7.
book, David. I've
Yeah.
never
I
got
don't.
over it. 9th edition
I'll
Drakari
establish a
Codex was a
locus.
phenomenal book. Too good, obviously.
That squad over there is probably going to establish a locus.
They
Let's
have
see.
literally everything in the book. To be honest, every book should be strived to be that good. Then it will be fun for everyone.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it will
yeah.
balance itself out.
I think this edition has demonstrated the only way to have balance is to make books a bit less glamorous overall,
Discard a
a
card.
bit less exciting, but ultimately better balanced game.
Then we
Yeah,
will
making
12.
an army rather than an army of superheroes, right?
Exactly.
So, just move these guys up.
There you go. Looking to see if I can see over
For
Tony's
argument's
arm.
sake, I'll
Not
move
quite.
them round and I'll establish.
That's a better angle. See, you've got 6++
yeah,
Tony. That's
containment.
perfectly
Yeah,
aligned.
containment, yeah, sure.
Hey, look, it's
Yeah,
a
that's
move
the
of
other
no
thing with Eldar,
distance
mate. You don't,
whatsoever.
it doesn't take too much
Sorry.
to assemble.
I'm going to
Unless you
advance
decide
You
to
plug
play.
the Avatar Arcade and the Incon in, you're already halfway to an army.
them.
Unless you want to play 120 Storm Guardians, which was a list at some point.
Okay, so you put your finger out for me there. I think it's there.
The front guy, yes.
Do you want to just put your finger down?
Yeah.
Cool. Sergeant.
Tony's just trying to exploit the space here.
Yep.
And you can see, because he's achieved the move block here with the Scourge, those Dark Angels there just aren't getting anywhere in the short term.
That's gonna be the name of the game. The question is, how much can they kill?
Exactly.
And I don't see anything in reserves for Dark Angels. I don't know if you did when you walked around.
I don't think there is.
So
You've got the repulsor full of guys. Actually, there's no one even in it now.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's why it's a great chance for Tony to just push and block out. Oh yeah, and Magic just sent me a picture on Facebook. We started playing Oathsworn, and I bullied him into buying some extra minis, and the box the size of me just turned up at his house.
This one.
If anyone plays board games, Oathsworn, definitely recommend. Amazing.
Yeah. Got another shout out for 8th edition Harlequins and Elves. Yeah, I mean that was a great time. That was when I first started competing, was with the 8th edition Eldar, but with Matt Ulthway. Good times. Eldrad Ulthran, triple smite or whatever it was he could do back then. Good times.
And if you want to hear about Tom's conquests in 40k, or the story behind the lowest of men, or the blue ball man, or whatever else there is, Big Suze, you can
Big Suze, yeah, it's my
go on
newest
his
nickname.
channel, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of stories to be heard.
Yeah, get over to 6 Plus Gaming, guys. Do hit like and subscribe. You can hear more from me there. Obviously, do hit like and subscribe on Glasshammer Gaming if you haven't already. We appreciate it.
And I cannot stress once more how grateful I am for all the donations. I think I've seen the most donations we've ever had on live streams just this weekend. So you guys smashed it, and it helps a lot.
We really
because
appreciate it.
Outsets a lot of cost of getting the stream running.
It's not cheap getting out here. The setup that David's built is also expensive. It's going to take him a long time to work that back. Obviously, that's the plan. But anything you guys can do to help in that journey is amazing, and it makes it all the more likely you can get coverage to this standard for a much wider range of events.
The plan is to go around the UK and just stream a bunch of stuff.
Fine.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely tag along anytime, man. It's good.
Definitely.
Got Mega Miniatures in the chat. Lovely to see you, Stephen. Hope you're well. Loving the Inari army. Yeah, you're going to get an Elf Masterclass today from the man himself.
Yeah, Tony's very good.
He is very, very good. He's not one of these England players who's had a lot to prove in singles in recent years. He's been there and done it all.
Yeah.
He's a veteran, and he's got all the skills you need.
I like to remind him he's washed, but I could not even. I wouldn't.
That's
even,
another way of putting it, David.
I wouldn't even face him in the tournament because he usually just you launch straight to the top.
Smash ya. It's smash ya. It's just navigating around, keeping an eye on the angles that the Hellblasters can manage from where they are.
Move to the middle.
Gladius has reactive move options, and you'll notice Tony is not triggering any of those at all.
No need to.
The only potential issue would be if he tries to go for Locust in the centre, but I think he might be able to do it without triggering the movement on those scouts.
Just going to move that over a little bit, and then
that's the only potential pitfall here, or trap.
Yep.
Let's try to get that Aeldari angle where Tony is not blocking our camera view. Horrible person trying to play the game when we try to watch.
They'll stay in reserves?
Yes.
There's Mandrix jumping around, I believe.
And the other 5. Okay. That's all my shenanigans. Are you doing anything?
No.
Cool.
Can't do anything.
I shoot. I'm going to spend my 2 CP as I said.
There you go.
But I'll
Something
discard
exciting
one.
happening.
But we'll do that at the end.
Yeah,
So,
we can do it then. Yeah.
We'll start
I was
with
wondering,
We'll
Mamba,
just
what you
remain
meant.
along
You're probably
the line.
multi-watching. What
yes.
other stream are you watching? Target Priority, Wargames Live? There's plenty of them, so you never know.
12, 28.
Yes.
If it's a kilt, it might well be Carl Grundy, right? Or one of the Scotland
Is it
players.
20?
Yeah, if you're asking if it's a kilt, if it's not a Scottish player, it's Carl Grundy.
It'll be Carl Grundy if not.
If it's a bald man
I don't even know what that was. I think it was
with a
four,
beard,
but I'll
it's
re-roll
Carl
it.
Grundy. And a kilt.
Cool.
So we see in macro
1,
terms
2,
here,
1, 2, 3,
Tony's
4,
opted not
5,
to go for
6,
established Locust
7, 8.
because the risk is simply too high that you get a bunch of charges from the Dark Angels.
And then I'll re-roll 1.
He's done all that work to
You've
block
got-
them off and
You
secure
have-
himself a
yeah,
chunk
now I
of
got
the
it.
board with his army.
5 devs. I can't remember not one. Did I knock that
Now
one?
he
I don't
just
know.
needs
Say
to
5 devs
avoid
and that
them
many.
suddenly
Yeah,
getting
5
in the
devs
game.
and
Should I trust?
5, 10 saves. Yeah, sure. Do.
Yeah,
Me and
I'll
Mike
mention
Dyson,
what's
the
what
last guy
when
who
the
did this
players
failed
stop
all of his
talking.
saves, just so you know.
When they
I
go back
shot
to the movement.
Hugo. So I shot Collins. His brain unit, did 22 wounds and he failed 21 saves. He passed just enough in the pains that was a drain on a wound. It was good. So best of luck.
Okay.
There's some mind games going
I will
on.
try to beat him.
Oh, good dice. Another one. So you get cover. No cover. Yeah, you get cover.
Yeah,
So another one.
yeah.
So it's 4. It's a 5.
So how much are that?
So you failed 1,
Yep.
and then you've got another 4 deaths.
For that. So 3 are dead.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 deaths?
4 deaths and
Yeah.
a failed save.
So 2 are dead and 1 takes the damage. Yeah. No. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, some players are very
Would be nice if
descriptive
you
when they talk about
would
the
have
movement
killed all
phase.
of
These
them.
two players
Well, I'm
talk
going
to each other
So
about line of
hopefully-
sight, but they
now
don't really
kill all
talk
of them
through
because then
the
they would just be stuck
thought
there.
process. It really depends on the player. People like Mani, people
Oh yeah,
like
actually, that's fair. I would have to just fire in phase
Nassim,
14.
and people
yeah.
Yeah.
like Vic tend
Yeah,
to
but-
say what they're doing and why. Chu and
I
shouldn't kill them.
Pascal
Only
seem
on
to
good
be
rolls.
Yeah.
more
So
I
just
will
hey,
just
guys,
pull-
we'll see.
closed off,
I will just
doing their
pull
thing, and then just asking
2
for line of
guys
sight.
here, so
I think I fully
probably-
respect
I
that.
don't know.
We
It's
did
the
a very
head-wise,
interesting
it's the
interview
Each
with
to their
Tony a
own.
long time
Everyone
ago.
processes information differently.
We talked
Two
about playing
guys,
with
three
intent
guys
with Tony
with
on
that,
the
that thing.
podcast
Have
quite
a
a while back.
Yeah.
Because the guns stick out as
You
well.
know,
so
he's,
I think
there's
these,
different
I think
ways
these
of
guys
doing
can
this.
see.
Everybody?
The
I
key
think
thing is to
for
be
not the
consistently
shark car,
fair.
maybe.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
18.
Pascal's
Have a look.
fairly reserved,
Yeah,
Tony's
okay.
being fairly reserved
So-
too, not giving everything away,
This guy's 18.
playing the game. Mark Harris says
I
it
think
was
he
5
can't
devs,
see.
so
So 3?
probably
And
fairly,
yeah.
fairly inconsequential.
So,
Poland and
shark
France
car
are
man,
currently undefeated from the
Poland,
top teams
France,
that I
and
know.
I
Two
think
hits.
Sweden, because they are playing France
Two
right
save,
now.
1 save.
Right.
Must be those 3.
Cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And for that,
And 6. Yeah?
yeah,
Mark Harrison wants us to identify what's what
You
for the
roll
Dark
these.
Angels. Yeah, we can do that in a minute, Mark. That's
Yeah,
no
once,
problem.
And then
once they
5
finish the
and 6
turn
steps.
and they go back
And
into
Magic asked,
thinking.
is the team happy with the pairings? The team will be happy with
Oh,
pairings
well,
after they've won
those-
the round. That's their current mood.
So,
After the last
they
round,
just
that's
need
the-
to bounce
that's
back and win a
Minus
round.
one,
That's
so
how they're
I'm
feeling.
safe.
I don't think any of it's going to matter until they do that.
okay.
And that's a very reasonable place to
I
be.
still go there.
No one wants
Yeah,
to jinx
sure,
it
the
saying,
Team's
yeah,
still
good, good
positive.
stuff.
It's not done yet,
Yeah,
but they just want to get back on the trail now.
Ooh.
Get back on the
I
hunt.
get
It's
rid
quite a
of
tough
establish
round
locus,
against France.
So I just stay on 1 TP.
Yep.
And we go to, I get containment for 6.
Yes. I'll go here. 1, 2, 3.
Tony's trying to
1,
stockpile
2,
some
3.
CP here. As you can see, his game plan involves a lot of
yeah,
fire and
next
fading.
round.
And in Yunari, you don't have this extra CP
So,
coming in
prime
from the
range,
Whaley,
step 5.
which
I
means
just
you
get
have
5,
to
yes.
conserve
I
CP
get
very carefully in the early
1.
exchanges to get your blocks off
2
in the right
CP,
parts of the
and
board.
you get also a CP.
Yeah.
So only one primary for one objective, which
Yeah,
it was
give it
impossible
time.
for Tony to deny that home objective. I think only Shadow in the
Okay.
Warlock would be able to get these Dark Angels off. Although aren't
Let's draw some
inner
cards.
circle units always OC1 even if they're battle shock? So it's even
Yeah.
harder.
Bring it down.
Oh no, that's in a
Behind
different
enemy
detachment to
lines.
this.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Not that great.
These are just Gladius boys. They've got all the
Oh,
basic
okay.
bits. Gladius
So it's
stuff
not
you
the inner
normally get.
circle rule, it's like the different.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll leave you on the top-down camera for a minute. Oh, actually no. Now it's the time where we can actually show you what the units are.
Oh, yeah, do
So, because I'll go grab as a drink. It's just first.
Oh, battle shop.
Yeah.
This obviously is the repulsor. That's self-explanatory.
Fine.
You've got the Deafening Terminators here.
Do I
You've got the
need
inner
now?
circle
Not yet.
blade guard. What are, if you know what they're called? I'm not sure exactly.
So
With the red capes, you can see them here
This round.
and in here.
So you did this.
And you've got more
Yeah,
Deafening
did.
Terminators,
I
I
didn't even
believe.
give you-
Yeah,
in
yeah,
here.
yeah,
I mean
I
Deafening
did
Knights,
it.
not Terminators. You've got some scouts here. We've got more scouts in here. And I believe these are just more scouts, so 3 units of scouts. That's all I can see currently. There is another unit of marines here.
Something like that.
I'm not sure exactly what they are, but just a normal unit of marines, probably intercessors or assaults is one of those
Oh,
to play the mission.
Oh, yeah.
and doctrine, I guess.
And you can see a bunch of marines with
yeah.
Azrael on the home objective, just
These
providing
guys
reloads
do
and hiding away.
Won't kill here. You were fantastic.
How's Tony on 5 CP? He did nothing for 2 turns and discarded 1.
No, he's not. He spent 2 on fire and fade, and then he's recycled 1. He should be on 2. That's
Oh,
just,
so he's on 2.
just an inputting error, guys. He's not playing Votan.
No, the Pascal Pascal is on 5.
Pascal's on
Tony's
5. Now that could be the case.
Yeah,
Pascal's not done anything.
I agree. Tony should be blue, but Tony is as incompetent as me and went to the wrong side of the table, and I didn't spot it.
So
will England talk about why they picked the 8 armies they picked? I'm sure there will be plenty of interviews where we can get Tony on and ask for the thinking about it. It's not going to be during this event because it's a long conversation. There's a lot of options.
It is a long conversation.
The long story short, we think this was the strongest 8 armies in the game that will be best to counter the other armies people will pick. That's what it is.
That's a big part of it. And the other part of it is that it's very important to just have people who play the armies well,
yes, so experience.
understand the way that particular army plays and are comfortable with it.
Sorry, I didn't confirm.
And there was one or two flex options with the way the game had changed. We could lean away from it, go and do something else, whatever.
But I did not see the bikes.
But the overall instinct was...
Yeah, I'm happy.
You want to move back?
Yeah, just a little bit. It's fine.
That
My bad, I should have checked
it's
that.
better to lean into what you're good at and what you know. And that's what we've gone with across the list. There's some great builds there.
Stream adds an extra
But we've
layer
not
of fun.
over-innovated.
Yeah.
I think that's been
It was
vindicated
also
in the
stupid
results in
to
the main.
leave the scouts there, but I'm
Obviously the
just...
France one being quite a tough
I'm
outlier in
done.
that.
And then... Okay.
But
the
the
stream is a
BA
bit...
list and the Votan
but
list were
it's
both
fine.
ones that were well understood and
We
well
have a nice
practiced.
game, that's important. Here... Okay. Do I want to go on this one? You can just put them out here. They move 8?
7.
7, okay. Each 10 inch.
There he goes. The Dark Angels player realizes Tony's not there to kill him. Tony's there to stop him moving.
Yeah, he's just started
Which is
to...
more effective when you're playing Dark
There's always a
Angels.
moment when you play against Sales where you're like,
I
oh,
got
you're
some
just
water,
going to
yeah,
keep
thanks.
doing that, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're not coming to play
You
at all.
wanna-
Just like 5 glasses of cold water just to pour in my big bowl there to be great. Thank you. Okay.
This guy will probably advance
Yeah.
here. Charge down here. I will move this out here.
I'll be right back.
In the ball, probably.
But I told you to be on the blue side. Then when we begin, I was like, yeah, Tony's going first. And I'm like, oh,
Sorry. We just gave it that side. I'm the ginger side, right? That's the side for me.
I think they want to just...
That is why I picked it.
And here. These guys will move in here.
There you go. Tony's always good sport, always fun to talk to. Obviously, had to remind him, he messed up my stream.
I guess somehow they need to advance.
Yes, Magic. Leaving a like and subscribing is always helpful. And I'm never good at reminding people to do it, just because I'm not a streamer at heart. I love 40k, I love tech, I love showing people games. Manny was always the stream personality because it's just so natural for him to talk and do things. And Tom is way better at it than me as well. But maybe I'll get into it, maybe I'll get better.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I'm hoping to do it for way more events in England as well, so I'm sure it will go there.
So down to 4, yeah?
Yeah, down to 4.
Yes, Poland always
many
brings
seats
wacky list to throw a spanner in the works, and Admec is not terrible.
No
I
prisoners.
couldn't tell you exactly what it does, but I've heard it's
So
actually
we
pretty
can
decent after the
just,
changes.
have-
So I'm sure they have a reason to bring him.
In the middle. And
Oh.
behind. Okay. That's good. Let's move in here.
Yes, and if you ever have any aspirations to be playing competitively, definitely show up to events, start, racking up results and start racking up experience. And I'm sure your local, obviously
so
local country, is always looking for competitive players, because even though we've got a lot of veterans, we are at this age that we will start dwindling out eventually.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
and
Is it free?
new players are needed.
It's
So
true.
whenever if you have aspirations, look out your local team: Team England, Team Scotland,
think
Team
it's only
Wales,
two.
Team Belgium. Every team has their team,
Yeah, I think it's
and
only
sign
the
up. You can be a
X-side and,
coach,
where's the
gain
X-side?
experience, see how it is, and I'm sure you
That one,
can
yeah.
have a role in your team. And that's one of the reasons all the teams are happy to be on streams
Straight,
and
wide. We
go
gain
round.
visibility,
Yeah.
so that more people are
Yeah, why not?
interested and sign up
Yeah,
to play
also-
for them.
Yeah, yeah. Would be also fine for someone here to check it.
There you go. We're
fine.
getting more
Yeah,
refs to
sure.
the table to check some lines of sight.
Is the X-Arc within 12 of the scam?
Let's check. So, if you
Third
have
one,
a,
just the third one.
if you have a straight line here, yeah, to the third model from the
Thank
scar.
you.
Thanks.
Is it 2d6? Is it 46? Find out. Oh, Tudors, it was. Yeah.
It's really. yeah.
There we go.
Alrighty.
Just checking whether Chu has 4 models in range or 2 models in range. And it's so close they couldn't tell, so they needed the
On the
ref.
watch.
Yeah,
Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah, I agree with the chat. I think
I'll do
Ed makes a
5, 6, 7, 8,
curveball.
9, 10, 11, 12.
We had
okay.
a draw at
So, I'm
ITT
gonna
from an
roll
AdMech against a
11,
team
and
with
I'll
an
keep the
AdMech
last one
player in
out.
because people
Yeah,
just don't
So
know what
1,
it
2,
does.
3, 4, 5,
People
6,
just
7,
don't know what it
8,
does,
9,
and that
10,
catches
11.
people out. So ace in the hole is definitely an
One
option.
dev.
If you've got a specialist
And
who's
zero
got
wounds.
something new,
And
it's
0
well worth
wounds.
working on.
Okay.
So I will, well,
Yeah, historically
sad
Malik
with
is doing
my
very well with
overwatch.
AdMech, even though when it's not great, they always have
Yeah.
some
I'll
play.
roll 1. There we go.
There
and
we
I'll
go.
just roll the last one.
Okay.
A dev and a save. Roll victory! He survives. Damn it.
They have you.
Dev wound.
So 1 damage.
Advance them?
Yes, sure. I need to roll that. Still need to roll that.
What
man.
about excitement, man?
adoption.
Sorry, yeah.
Too much excitement.
I didn't hear him picking doctrines.
5.
Might have, judging by this play.
Yeah, if he's advancing going somewhere, he might go
think he
for
can
advance and charge.
Here.
Oh, he's got
11.
behind enemy lines though. It might be that.
It's the back guy.
Oh yes, because you can
Front
see,
guy then.
if I can find my
No
mouse
doctrine, is there?
cursor,
No.
Just
That
from behind the
Just
this
from behind,
is,
yeah.
yeah, that's the
holding
thing,
with
that's
it?
the,
Over there. There should be.
that's the
this
table
line?
quarter,
The line. So he-
So I don't think he gets holy.
or the line
I don't
is,
think you can come
the line
across
might be
and
here
down.
actually.
Or not.
It's one of those,
I
please.
can move him just there.
Right, if you've got 11,
Yes.
just take this off. Move him 11 straight back.
Ah, sorry.
Uh,
Yeah, he was here.
okay.
He was here.
I think you could even just measure up and take. It's like where my finger is. Yeah, you're fine. Do that. That's all.
They're just making sure he can get behind enemy lines there.
Then,
Again, collaborative
I will
play,
move,
as we've seen all the way
inner
through this.
circle, guys. The inner circle first.
5.
They will just move as much as possible on the objective.
OC1 or OC2?
There are OC2. Terminators. 2. Can shoot
Relatively
them
low
anywhere
advance
here,
roll on the
probably.
Thames.
Oh, I hate it.
Just trying to get involved on the objective over there. Wouldn't shock me if
These will just
Pascal
charge,
has
these
a
will
secret
just
mission in his
stay.
mind. Doesn't seem to be
Help us,
rushing
Gus.
to lock down his primary.
8.
No.
And relating to the chat, yes, Duda, I think Duda, Skark, Typhus stopped playing, and Pumba are like 3 of the, and now Meissen that joined. They're
Some
very
very good
strong
players,
players
yeah.
from Team
Poland
Poland.
are
They're
a
always
fantastic team.
consistently doing well. And it's surprising because you know, when I was playing in Poland, it was always tougher because economically it was harder to keep up with the top armies because they're just
Yeah.
so expensive when you translate it for the income. But they still, that's why I've got so many memes from Poland when they've got like cardboard models when they practice, or we had a croissant on a stick that was a Necron flyer. Yet they still always show up and perform. And they've won it, what, 4 times now?
Oh yeah.
Recently?
And the saying is, if you're going to win WTC, you have to go through Poland, right?
Yep, exactly.
USA failed to do that this morning.
24 only works if you go
We'll see
in.
how other
That's
teams
fine.
get on.
Well, hopefully Poland hits a roadblock,
So-
and that gets England back in the
You'd
running for the
imagine,
first.
based on the results
These
today
guys will fire fat
It's gonna be
anyway.
and the rounds, you'd think it's surely Poland, France tomorrow morning, unless something
Yeah.
drastic happens.
Then you can, he is only 14, that's fine.
Ideally for England, both
And
France
here's
and Poland loses
only-
today, which blows it
Only
right
the
wide,
Spire.
wide
Yeah,
open.
that would be nice. But
Only the haywire
I
out
don't
there.
think it's
I'm not
gonna
sure it's going to happen.
But one can hope.
Yeah, we can hope.
Just keep. I have 8. Do I want to commit in here? Can shoot with 2 guys here, that's fine. So don't shoot. Infiltrators will advance.
This is a reasonable time for me to go and see how the rest of the team are getting on.
Three.
Everything seems to be holding pretty stable
So-
here.
Exactly, yeah.
So I'll go and
You
get a
have a look,
rundown.
see how it's going.
So 8 here. This guy.
Do they help us to advance or move?
They did advance.
Okay. They're assault though, right?
They have assault, yeah.
Does he have assault?
No,
well.
as well not.
No.
Everything here is out. Do I even want to charge in? Within 5, something like that.
Team USA has a great roster. The thing is, they've got a variety of players they can pick from, and they've got the freedom of picking the players they want by the army they play, not only by the player they are. Whereas some countries really struggle to pick the top 8 because not every player, even if they're good, play the army that is required for the team, for the matrix.
Yeah, then the scouts. Don't forget the scouts again. If I move one scout.
Is it on the bikes?
Hmm?
The bikes?
No, on the swap spiders again.
Okay, so there's a pink squad here and a black squad there. The, pink
The
squad,
one was more.
Yeah,
here.
pink squad.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do I want to touch it here? It's 18, so 10-inch charge. 9, so nobody fits in here. Yep. Guess that's fine. Yeah, then end of movement.
Okay, no phantasms. They're not in range? Or they are?
Probably not.
No, then no phantasms.
Sure. Then just
Charge? No Overwatch.
charge. I don't know. Do I want to put them behind the wall here? Probably yes. Yeah.
For the sake of this, right, I don't think you can fit one on the other side of the wall, but you can, like, if we just assume the wall is like there, yeah, you can't fit one
Ready.
here.
So the
Yeah, but
Dark
I
Angels
just
player
did
is
it.
charging
Which 5 go?
into the Scourges,
Yep,
So
of course.
just like, you can't
and
clear
Tony
his
decided
space,
not
can
to
you?
Overwatch.
I'll take this off, right?
and just trying to see where they can get. They're trying to gain movement, obviously.
Back of his base. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. That's fine. Yeah.
Here.
He's just trying to maximise his movement here and get a bit further before the next block comes in,
Exactly, yes.
which it will.
And the other guys just
And this,
move
if you're an
into
elf player, is how you score primary.
Yes, because the Dark Angels will only move
And
a couple of
then
inches
if
every
it's
turn,
on your attacks on the
which
left,
is not great for them.
have to create repeated blocks.
Yes.
I hope not.
When elves are balanced, they have to live and die in front of things to buy time.
In the circle coming in as well?
That's
Or?
the main reason
No,
the dying grace, right? They just throw away bodies to stop their opponents.
As far as the rest of the round is concerned, things are looking pretty good.
Okay.
General mix of pairings all going broadly to track. We're going to try and hold our nerve in general is the plan. Just see how the games develop, not try and tweak or adjust anything after how it went last round.
And we're not going to try and jinx it by
Alex
saying
Harrison's definitely made more ground in the Votan mirror. His dwarves are further up the board. I don't know what points you get for that. That looks good.
So Alex, because I was talking to Alex about the matchup, I was like, oh, it's probably the mirror is going to be just you standing there. He was like, no, actually my opponent has a different list.
Yeah,
His opponent has a much more combat focused
that's right. It's a
Votan.
very combaty list.
So it must be a tricky game.
Yeah, I think there's game there for Harrison, so that's interesting. And Boris's Accursed Horde into the CSM Chaos Knights is interesting. He's not feeling brilliant about it at the moment.
Yeah, he didn't like a lot of heavy makeup.
It's not a matchup I'd have instinctively thought was a good one for the Accursed, but it's also Boris, and Boris has the ability to pull a game out of the bag at any moment.
I know long ago when Mani played into CK, he wasn't happy because it's very tough to move them.
And the leadership stuff really screws with the Accursed as well. They can't battle. If they're battle shot, they can't do their surges. It's a big part of the game plan. Boris doesn't have multiple phases to attack them with.
Is it 2 from behind then you line for 1 unit or 3?
No, it's 3. No, it's 3. It's 3. It's 3 up to 4. Yeah, 3 up to 4.
And then I go through the round.
So I am on
CP.
10 primary.
My secondary cards have disappeared under my palm.
Let me see what my terrible secondaries are.
Let's address some stuff in the chat.
It is 3 points.
Sabotage,
I
like
feel
that.
like the USA team isn't the strongest it could be player-wise.
So what I was saying as a response to this, it's not that it's weaker than it could be. Maybe player by player, yes, but the USA has the luxury of they have a lot of players that they can pick from. So it's like what you mentioned, they don't pick this is the strongest 8.
No,
they go
don't.
this is the strongest 8 armies. Who is the best at this army? And that's how they pick their team.
And they also they have a system in place that's quite constitutional of the US teams after their revolution a couple of years ago. But the players essentially gradually pick the team themselves for one thing, so it rolls out gradually. But the other thing is that there's always got to be a number of new players in the team
It's
every
fine for
time.
me.
Not just we should try to do this. There is a mandated number of new players in the team.
We can just make it the other way.
Yeah.
So just make it the other way around. It's fine
I
for
think
me.
if you actually want genuine new blood in the game at the international level, you've got to make sure people don't feel like there's no point applying. And if you just pick your same 8 every year, bearing in mind that, I don't subscribe to the idea that there's genuine immeasurable distance between 8 players in a country and everybody else.
Sometimes there is.
Sometimes.
Depending on the size of the country.
In terms of the time and energy put in, maybe. The professionalisation.
Yes, but I said that in the chat already.
Still,
if you aspire to play on a team, or if you're not good enough yet, because no one is going to be out of the bat good enough. Oh, there are people, but probably not. You can always sign up to be on the coaching squad. You can show up to your team's practice. You can play games. You might be terrible at every army, but incredible at Eldar.
Yeah.
Then you'll be very valuable for the team because you can be a coach and you can say, "Oh, our Black Templars are playing into Eldar. Can you tell me what your army can do?" And you play practice games. You're always useful. You can do what I do. You can stream. You can do what Tom does. You can do media coverage.
Yes, exactly.
And painting Votan in the hotel. You can do many things.
My boys let the side down today.
You can even just bring water and be there to help players do stuff.
Just going to get as much understanding of it as you can, right? But again,
just getting
if
experience.
international teams create an impression that it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter that people put themselves in the orbit and put the work in.
Yes,
that's not healthy. So I respect the US for having the system that they have. I know that's something Vanello's talked about in the past. He wants people who work harder than anyone else. That's the goal.
Exactly. If you're hungry, you'll always perform better.
Well, thanks, Mega Miniatures. For someone looking to get into teams, how many armies would you recommend that they get good at playing to offer a good range?
So,
what do you reckon? That's a great question.
I actually get great insight into this because I've spoken about it to Mani a lot. Because Mani, you see, is very... He's a universally great player. He can play every army because that's just what he does. But not everyone can. Usually you pick armies by playstyle. So if you play gunlines, you get like Alex Harrison. You'd go for Tau, Votan, Car Park, these kind of things. If you're playing combat armies, you've got Blood Angels, Black Templars, Drukhari when they were combat. You usually pick a playstyle and go for that. you might be naturally gifted to play all the armies and be able to learn. But I started being great at one army, and then expanding your horizons to very similar playstyles. Generally, just going to events, just go to all the tournaments you can and play different armies. By playing against them, you'll see, ooh, I like that playstyle, I want to try it, and then you just kind of gain experience.
Exactly.
Knowing all the armies is the first step. Play your one army and know all your other opponent's armies, and that's usually enough. Kyle Grundy, right? One of the strongest Tau player because he only plays Tau. He still didn't make it on the team because he only plays one army and that army wasn't picked, so he couldn't be picked for the army. I bet if he was a multi-army player, he would have been on the team for if he fit the specific thing. Because remember, the draw for the team happens along long span, and you don't know how rules changes are gonna affect you. So you cannot be a one-trick pony unless you get very lucky in that specific time frame. So if you really want to make another team and play on it consistently, I'd have a few armies. I think about 3.
Yeah, I think 3 or 4.
Or just being adaptable.
3 or
and
4 that do
able to
different things.
Yes.
Like get yourself a drawish defensive army, get yourself a blowout army, get yourself a melee pressure army or a horde. Try different things. But I think if you're trying out for international teams,
and talk to the captain.
Yeah,
apply
for
to the
getting
team.
into teams. Yeah, I think you'll find out what your given team needs. Exactly, what's the role? Sometimes you have to adapt, right?
And don't think that the teams are such an unapproachable pinnacle of skill that you'll never match. No, these players are very happy to talk, help. They want to expand their community. They want coaches. They want help. They want to develop and build players. So if you talk to your team, if you're good enough, they will definitely help you. And if you're not good enough, they'll help you get better. And don't get me wrong, it's not for everyone. Not everyone can get to that level. I know I can't. I'm a decent player, but I'm not quite there. I don't feel like, because playing for teams is completely different, but it's super fun.
Oh yeah.
And again, there's so many teams events in the UK.
It's booming now, man. It's growing
just
so
go to a team
fast.
event, find a few mates. If you don't have friends, there's loads of mercenary teams to just go to the TO and go, I don't have a team, can you find me one? And you'll get thrown in somewhere, and it's so much fun. The pairing process in Matrix before the event itself is a mini game. It's super fun. So try it if you can. I enjoy it. It's my favorite way to play 40k.
It's the absolute future of the game, I think. It's going to grow and grow.
So yeah,
you know,
it's
the last UK TC ITT was so oversubscribed, it's unreal.
Yes,
it's going to boom.
ITT sells out
We're going
immediately.
to see rivals. We're going to see competitors because it's so popular.
Yeah, it was round 3 and we both had no secondary.
Harrison said I should offer me Team Physio. Hell yeah, do it. Get involved. Team Physio / chef. That would be invaluable. So Tony's got assassination and sabotage. Sabotage is alright for him, I think. Needs to reset his block, which he's just looking at doing now.
It's a very tight game, very even. Keeping it solid, keeping it close. All we care about, just like every other score, just keep it solid. And again, what's you, Tony's just going, I'm gonna be an inch away from you, so enjoy.
Obviously, we'd come 14 behind the wall, shoot these guys, move 6,
then
do
you're here,
14.
and then you're from here 14.
Yeah, the front guy is literally like here, so he's off the table.
Yep.
Just checking. We're happy with all the ones again? Like a Terminator. Maybe a bit over. So.
What is your local base, Tom, for 6++? Where are you guys generally based, or is it just an international?
We're a bit of a hybrid. We've got a good chunk of people out east near Cambridge and Ely, out that way. That's where the original OGs of the team with Chris Toll, who's the captain, are from. And then we've got a good chunk in Bedfordshire and Hertfordshire, like Berkhamsted, Tring, Bedford kind of area. And then we've acquired some reprobates from Nottingham and the Midlands and all sorts. So
from Nottingham.
Central,
I'm from Nottingham.
Central England. Are you actually?
Yeah.
Do you live there?
Sorry?
You're from Nottingham, or you live there?
I live in Nottingham.
You live in Nottingham. Yeah, so that's where there's a few in our team there. Rob Kimpton plays there. Ed Fawcett.
One more.
Bunch of good guys. So
It'd be funny.
it's a good spread, actually.
Yeah, you have a good spread then. So in England, if you're in England and you need to play 40k competitively, there's events everywhere.
I'll go more on this side.
And within 2-hour drive, you can literally get to any event.
I'm going to put a load of shit outside at 9.
So don't be shy, go and play. It's super fun.
Yeah?
Just says nothing like winning a team's round by getting the 4 instead of the 2. I completely agree.
Oh, it's
It just
a
means
great
your losses mean so much more, right? In singles, that's just getting dunked. But
It's you know, when you go to teams first and you start losing your game and you go, oh, I'm gonna lose. you instantly something flips in your head. You go, hold on a minute, we're in
Another
teams.
one.
You look at the, you call your
Yeah.
coach,
So
or in the smaller
that's,
teams,
the
you just
pink
talk to your
unit.
teammates
Yep.
realistically,
I'm
and you
moving
go,
there,
oh yeah,
I'll
we
put
need
the pink
5
unit
points to win the
down.
round, and you're like, oh, I'm on 4,
Yeah, they
I
get
could
here.
push this, and then you go and push, and you
they
get that
shoot
1
there.
point, and that makes you
Yeah.
win the round. Nothing feels better than this.
I agree.
Equally, nothing feels worse than
Yeah.
losing
That's fine.
losing a round because you brought in a point less than what you were supposed to.
100%.
And you will never feel as disappointed, because disappointing in yourself, fine, but if you disappoint
Loads of
others,
space.
that's the toughest thing to take.
Oh, yeah.
14.
And you need to learn to take hits.
Yep.
Do you know what? I don't even need to go to the ball. Just do it there. Cool.
Looks like the Elves might actually do some shooting this turn as well. They'll just start whittling away at Deathwing Knights. So.
Watcher doesn't count as part of the squad, right? The Watcher doesn't.
He's not visible. Yeah, I know.
Son of a bitch.
No.
Okay, I'll just move 12.
Yep.
Playing Eldar must be very tiring, because you do have to plan for everything. If you miss something, you're losing squads left and right, because they're
No
so
shooting here, right?
non-resilient.
6 board pistols.
That's not
7
an army
board
for me. I'm a
pistols. One
Space
with
Marine
damage
Knights
2.
player, you know, it's like, hit me and see even
Here,
hurts.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Against
after,
Eldar,
what is it
it's,
now, 12 hours
not
of
that
playing
bad, I
highly
guess.
competitive 40
Hitting
games
on
must be
3s,
really
wounding on
taxing.
3s, AP1.
12 off the first guy.
Yep. I can give it to Yep.
There.
Yep.
Again, it's the making sure we get also.
Yeah, that's only man. Yeah, sure.
And there's 5 terminators in reserve, right?
There's 5 terminators in reserve, yes.
Okay. So I think my 12 are all for the first guy, so we shoot them first.
Yeah, sure.
I'll advance this unit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 20. So the main thing is the Heatlands can see you. And who gives a fuck about the other ones? So they just come on the wall.
Thanks everyone tuning in.
Now,
Yeah, I'm glad you're sticking with us,
squad.
because
Long day of 40k. I understand if a few
it's
people
a long
decide to
week
go and do
of
something
40k
else.
by
Yeah,
now.
I'm definitely feeling the itch for a bit of exercise. I won't like sitting down and doing 40k
Yeah.
for a week. It's quite a
Me
lot.
being a lazy nerd that loves sitting in front of the computer, I already feel like I want to walk. I mean, I'll drive back to the hotel, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not insane.
No.
But I would like to have a stroll
Just
around.
30 inch is the max.
So,
I don't think there's an assassination on for
Yeah,
Tony as
30
far
inch
as I can
is
see.
the max. Yes.
okay, I've done
Maximum.
very well. We've managed to kill
Pes-
3
Potentially,
terminators.
if rain with precision, but I don't think he wants to throw away a big squad.
No, exactly. And
I
the
think with
Judicia
that
with
in mind,
fights first is quite
I'm actually
difficult
gonna
to
flip towards
engage
Pascal
with.
here.
Is Judicia an aura of fight first, or is it
Just
just the
the
squad he
unit.
joins?
No,
Because it
it's
was
just
different
the
for a
Those
few
two,
turns.
those two inner circle
Again,
bricks are basically
36 out of
unchargeable.
30s there, that's okay. So I'm
Which you
rolling
need, because they don't have any defensive profile,
camera.
really. Because they put everything into
fine.
offense.
Totally fine.
Yeah, so I'll actually just move them over, dude.
Yep.
And again, since there is not much shooting threat from Dark Angels, Tony's using all his Warp Spiders in that case, I think, to screen the important units he wants to keep alive. Because Warp Spiders realistically won't do too much. The Dev Wounds are great, but there won't be, there's a
That
limited
will
amount
give
of
you
sixes you can
Ravager,
roll.
But that is okay. Isn't it, Tony? Yes,
Tony
it
just
is.
looking to do some damage this time, landing a few shots into the Deathwing Knights.
We've got an ingress which is coming well after screen.
Leslie asked, any updates on Team Luxembourg? How are they doing?
Close to your heart, Team
Yeah,
Luxembourg.
my boys. I'll message Chris now and let you know, Leslie.
Over here.
I don't see them anywhere
And it'll
nearby,
be
but I'm sure we can get some updates.
7.
It's funny looking at refs, because I've just seen one walk down, relaxed, and someone shouted, ref, and they look like Mirkas, they just stand up, head up, and look out for where to go. It looks so funny.
They same base size. They are the terminators.
Cool. Grenades. Them and them?
Hmm?
Which ones has grenades?
They have grenades. So you move
not
them
gonna,
here.
Not going to do this.
Yeah.
yet. No.
Okay. Just
No. No.
While guys
just
are
checking
moving,
the 9-inch.
No.
I'm gonna
no.
show you guys the pairings
Okay.
for this round. If you've missed that earlier in the game, we've got Sisters into Necrons,
Yeah.
which is the one of the matchups we've seen go both ways previously. It was a big win for Necrons and then big win for Sisters, depending on the game.
Yeah.
Leagues of Votan,
Just the order of shooting here.
two different
The
Votan
squad will
lists.
come
Alex
forward.
very
Yeah,
much
I'm not gonna
shooting.
bother with the too many. I'll go
His
for
opponent
12
Christian
with
has a
Melford,
bunch of
7
berserks that can, you know, throw a spanner in the works if they get in where they want to get in.
See,
It's
we
5,
have
10, 15
two.
mission, remember, so it's
Wizard and Melford.
very.
Is he in the
I
room?
mean, we say that every
Yes.
round,
So
but
he
going
goes a
second
bit
is a big
further.
swing.
Yeah,
It
that's all
seems
the
to be a
missions,
theme,
isn't it?
and I'm not a fan. I don't think players are a fan unless they're going second. Then
There's
it's
only
great.
gonna be 2 melter guns in the bit.
Thousand
This is
Suns mirror
sticky
for
now.
Vic. It must be very taxing to play that, but Vic's very experienced. I'm
Yeah,
sure he
that's
knows what
mentally
he's
very
doing.
tiring. And will
I couldn't play that many games as Thousand Suns,
must be
especially
quite
in
hard
mirrors.
to push beyond a draw, but we'll see what Vic's capable of.
It's about. I think it's about who gets the other Magnus down first. Must
Yeah,
be
that
about
is
that.
very much is.
Then Boris playing CSM into Chaos Knights. From experience playing Chaos Knights, I'm quite happy to just throw all my toughness 10 bodies at my opponent with ridiculous OC and keep him off the primary, which is probably going to be the name of the game. It's just the question if Boris can push him back in time and score. Aeldari we can see on the screen now. Grey Knights versus Tyranids. Not quite sure how this goes, but there's plenty of bolter shots to get rid of the Gribblies on objectives. So Chris has been pretty consistent bringing draws.
No.
He's been very steady, hasn't he?
Yes.
Hasn't dropped below 7
Sorry.
at any stage.
Yes.
And has taken a lot of tougher
You go 14
matchups actually
inches
and
to
things
that,
that the
definitely.
Matrix
And
doesn't
he's done
want.
well. Exactly.
They go out the running exactly as a Grey Knights player
yeah.
should.
Then we've got
My
Nassim.
very own Captain Chris Toll does this as well with his.
Then we've got Nassim, that we've seen on the stream with his 18 Bulgrin
I'll
taking
be honest,
on
none of us
Penitent.
have a clue how that goes because it's Penitent hosts.
I trust in Nas.
I trust in Nas as well.
Yeah.
And I know I trust in Nas's flamers in particular.
Exactly.
And I hope that he can get it done.
Yep, he'll be fine.
He's been, I think at this stage, arguably our star performer outside of Vic VJ. Those two have both brought in a ton of points.
And
been
then
very consistent.
exactly. And then I'll be surprised
Very
if Mani.
consistent. Chris Kinnair's also smashed it. And Manny has only had one bad game. He's
Yeah.
played two
I'll be-
smashing games.
I'll be surprised if Mani doesn't bring 20 back because knowing him, he will want retribution.
He'll feel a degree of pressure to do
Yes.
so, won't he?
Exactly.
I'd like that for my fantasy draft.
Yeah, that's easy.
Easy.
Usually, and the last guy is.
Could have just took in here. That's the back of his base. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think.
Oh, sorry, it's
He
Tony
cannot-
moving. I keep pressing the blue player because Tony is supposed to be blue, but
Okay, so he'll go here where he can't be seen from there. That's what you want. The Hellmasters are there, right?
Yes.
I don't mind Overwatch. I can see this guy in the ruin. If you
Yep.
want to react, that's fine. 24 from him gets him, well, I think there, front of his base.
From the back one?
Front.
Front, yeah, and the back of the, but then the back of the guy probably is here.
I'm just going to fold that over with this
Yeah.
massive dice. Yes.
Yes.
So, okay.
Tony making use of his
I
massive
think
dice
he's a-
finally in the right bottom corner. He's so happy whenever he
Front of
gets
his
to use it.
Do you want to just grab another one? It doesn't matter for me. This one?
Yeah, just grab it. So,
He's there. Is he getting
I'm
over
just looking at the next batch of photos coming through from Jacob, and there
Yeah,
are
they're
some
looking
very,
great.
very
Right,
good
so
ones.
If he's there, is he
Excellent,
getting
excellent,
Overwatch?
excellent stuff.
Because all it is, I'll find the line and then go like that. Yeah?
yeah,
Okay, do you still want to react to your move?
yeah, that's fine.
This one's in the balance right
He's the
now.
back one.
The elves have done what they can, slowed the Dark Angels up. We're about to hit the part of the game where Dark Angels
Nope.
start standing on
Nope.
points,
Yeah, you can see warp spiders
and
kind
then
of
life gets a lot harder.
Oh yeah.
using the 2-inch coherency rule to avoid Overwatch by Hellblasters.
Absolutely.
Just that's how tight WTC tables are. There's very thin lines, and you can play around them.
Yeah, very much so.
Doesn't matter. I think
Nassim always
not-
sounds very
you
happy.
should be
He's on the
flat
German
with the
stream being
wall, but I'm
happy.
not
He's
sure
always
if he
happy.
wants
He
to
could be
do
losing. He
that.
probably
We'll
would sound
see.
happy
This one?
Is it the wall or
until
the
someone
ruin?
tells him to stop being
Yeah, I
happy.
think we knocked it.
He's just a cheery person. He's very confident. He knows what he's doing, so there is nothing for him to worry about.
Thank you
he
so
does his
much,
job and
Noble
does it well.
Matthew, for your
Right
compliment
away.
on the stream. We appreciate having you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Josh
Okay.
says Nassim sounds very happy on the German
Yeah,
stream.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the great
always.
thing about Nas, though. He always sounds happy. He's a chirpy
Yeah.
boy.
Should I also
And
But yeah, hopefully he's
Because,
got that one under wraps.
we
We
have
could
the
really
computer.
do with a result there.
the sheet? I don't need it because of the.
It's on the screen, man. Yeah.
Certainly, I think Penitent Hotes only
Yeah.
really
No,
has one
if
angle
I
of
should
attack.
fill
I
it
mean, he's
out
got the
for
Val Paragons,
The
but
record, or because we have it on stream, everything.
I think primarily it's all about melee. And Bulgrin love a brawl.
Yeah, then probably yes.
This one looks fascinating, doesn't it, at the moment? Tony's just set it up that anything that walks into there to deal with the blocking is going to get hit by about half an elf army in reply.
I don't know if
Dark Angel's a bit stretched in that corner, so they don't really have a way of winkling that stuff out.
So I don't know if I'm right, but what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking is Tony put all of his threat, shooting threat pretty much, in here, right? And
Yeah.
what he's trying to do is draw Dark Angels that way, and then like create, bait and move block, just to keep these 4 objectives safe. Because if he can keep, there's so many lines now, if he can keep Dark Angels focused on one side, it means he only has to fight back on one objective to give them 5 every round.
Yeah,
And
for
it seems
sure.
like he's focusing on giving them 5, and potentially getting
Yeah.
10.
I think they'll get a 10 this round, though. I don't know what he's doing to stop the...
Yeah, once the meters are on it,
Maybe
will
he'll pull
remove
something in
them.
a moment, but I think it's... The thing for the elves is that it's really not very easy to hold your ground.
Here. Oh,
Yes.
pretty good. You can go 9 off there. there. Currently,
Best commentary
I'm
solely for the use of bollocks
Yes.
on
Yeah.
stream. I don't remember
Yes.
which of us that was, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And thanks a lot, Q10, for the donation. I don't know what currency it is.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
it's a
I'm
weird,
gonna advance
weird.
Scorpions.
I've never seen that sign.
40.
I'm sure I'll find out.
Yes.
I'm really
Um,
glad you're enjoying the national teams format. So are we. I just think this format's going to boom and boom and boom. It's so good.
There you go. I'm just trying to fix my chat. There you go. This
I'm
commentary.
sorry to hear that Luxembourg are predicted a 66, Chris. That's not ideal in their showdown with Israel.
This commentary is the best commentary, solely the use of bollocks on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bixu with his fancy words on his phone.
No.
And I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm really having fun, and I'm sure Tommy's having fun
Oh, having a blast,
covering
man.
the game.
Great time.
It's been stressful setting it all up because I was worried everything's, you know how tech is.
Yeah.
I was worried everything's gonna go down.
Of course.
But my brother helping, Tom helping, everything is going great. And you guys supporting us is also
I think
It's,
that you
also
can't do
amazing.
strike apart from here with
Mm-hmm.
the thingy.
So Mark Harrison says, I can only see one Ravager. I mean, they're both in the corner there, top left corner. One's in the very teeny tiny corner at the top. And the
yes,
other one is
there's
not.
one, and there's the second one that I
And
can
they've
see.
both come forward.
Oh,
He's
no,
going to
Wolf
throw
Body.
some
So
shots
I'm gonna
at some
move the other
Deathwing
Wolf Body
Knights. And what
Yep.
he'll be hoping to do is kill a couple in that squad this turn. If he gets lucky, maybe even more.
Yes. And is third one in reserves? Because I don't think third one died, unless I missed it. It must have been
No,
very
they're
quick
going across
if
here.
one died. But I don't see what would have
I
killed
think
it.
Tony's third one is in reserves.
Yes, very
What do I
possible.
watch?
Because there's nothing for it to do on this
Yeah,
heavy
Ravager's
table.
deep strike innately, so they are excellent reserve shooting units.
When on a block.
Yes.
So what Tony does have here is the option of dropping the third one in with the other two,
Just want to come in. So
just to really focus down one Deathwing Nightbrick and see what they can do.
Ah, there you go. It's a Vietnamese currency.
Vietnamese currency.
Is
Thank
it baht?
you.
Yeah, it was a B. It's a baht, I think.
That's
So
awesome.
thanks a lot.
Glad you're
It means a
enjoying
lot.
yourself. I'm really glad the commentary is a taste of home for you.
So it's
Oh.
just
Never been to Vietnam. I'd love to go.
I've heard great things
It's
about
one
it.
region of the world I've never been.
I know the food is great. I love the Vietnamese food. I've never been.
Fascinating history as well.
You would know. I don't know much about world history other than really World War, and obviously you've got the Vietnam War. But
Well, I was going to say, so I mean,
but,
it goes through a lot there, but it's rich cultural history in that region beforehand as well.
there you go. Tony creating even more
What
roadblocks
Elf
for the.
nonsense. It's
Did I
the
roll
word
for
of the
them?
day.
Yes, you were there.
Looks like he's
I was
trying to.
here.
I think he's going to try and deny primary on that point, but he might not be. He might just be going for a block. We'll see what he says.
I think it's a move block. It takes way too many units because it looks like there's at least 2 Terminators in that objective.
If I go there, what, Azrael and one? Azrael? Is he holding on the terrain? Is he off the terrain a little bit?
Probably yes.
So he can't see off it?
Probably yeah. Fine.
So one.
I don't think your teammates
Because
are believing
even
that
if
you
he
help
would
with
be in the
technology. Tom doesn't
terrain,
help with
it's pretty
technology.
close.
That's not
He
what
won't
he's here
shoot
for.
alone.
Yeah.
He's here for to look and sound good, as an opposite of
Exactly.
me.
I mean,
No
yeah,
fun.
You, Chris, as a teams player, should know
Just whether I go here,
that
dude.
you bring your players for what they're good at. Don't make them do something else.
Exactly.
going to
Elevate their
5 man
strengths.
end zone, rapid ingress there.
Yeah.
But I did
an
push
hour.
some buttons earlier on. and then David left me alone with them for one moment, and I managed to take something off the screen so that it wasn't working and had to be helped. So yeah, no one can say I've not contributed.
Oh, there you go. See, if you press the in button now.
Oh dear.
See, Tom, we can prove that you can do some tech. You can press the in button to show the side cams.
Oh my word!
There you
look
go.
at those.
See?
And I can get rid of him if I want.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
See,
awesome.
Tom did it on his own.
I might bring him back. Whee! There you go. I'm a dab hand. Call me Mr. Technology.
And it didn't break.
Basically, AdMech.
Important to note.
Oh yeah.
Have a lot of. Okay, we've done there. We're measuring 24. Yeah, I was inside the wall, but we'll come back to it. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're in a 5, so. You'd get how many? One,
There is some
2,
cool side
3,
shots
4,
for you. It's probably much easier to see what
5,
models
6.
are. That's the
Yeah.
downside, right? The top cam. That's the difficult part of kind of working on the stream. The top down is the best tactical view, but it's very hard to distinguish the miniatures because
They
they're
were here at
literally
the
small,
wall.
and you might be
That's just
playing
that-
on playing the video on the phone.
no
The
problem.
side views are great at seeing
Just
what the
like a
models are, but you don't get
Yeah.
the tactical bird's eye
let's do it
view.
again.
Yeah, let's do it.
So that's the
Just
next
put-
thing
put-
I'm
just,
working at.
move
That's what
this
your
to away,
donations
and
are
then we
pretty
can
much going
go flat.
for is more cameras.
Completely
I'm
agree.
planning to have 4 cameras around the table,
24 is
a better top
from the
down,
back
having
is
all
here.
HDMI DSLR cameras to have the
Something on
best
this
quality.
line and the front
Because
line
these,
from
believe
that
me or not, are
camera
webcams
Okay.
and they're working great. I think they look good enough for now.
Can you put it? Then I will put the dials down.
It's
So
a lot
24
of
is here.
tech talk fun.
the
If you're
back guy.
interested,
Oh, yeah.
And the other
it's
then
great.
until.
It's great fun getting it to
Yeah,
work and you
probably.
seeing it all
You know
come
what,
together.
dude?
It's actually you can see
I
something.
don't think I actually need to do this. You
Yeah.
see this squad here? All I'll do with the 14 of the scourge is put them this side of the wall.
Yep.
And then if you want to come in 9 away, it'll be there. I'm going to just do
So
that.
Tony's essentially just
Those are
looking
live.
to
Just
screen
those-
out
all
the
I'll do is
ingress
just
of
change
Deathwing
the
Knights
position
here.
From where they were.
The third
Yeah,
squad
they
of
had
Deathwing
enough
Knights
movement.
is in the sky, not on the
So if
ground.
you want to just,
So they'll be looking, Pascal will be looking to bring those
yes.
in, work those into the game. Whether that's to double up and pressure
Oh, no,
somewhere he's
Rabbit
already
just coming over there
active,
as well, sorry.
or start a push on a side that he looked a bit vulnerable on.
I'm finished.
Lots of different uses of rapid ingress, is why it's amazing.
When?
Daniel, when we do have live highlight, we can draw from the top down view. Yeah,
When did this guy
absolutely.
move?
These guys, they use the
Very
6.
much do have that power.
Ah, this was this guy.
I'll pause it for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a quick request.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a crude reminder
Yeah.
for the ref. Nothing special.
Every
Nothing wrong.
on the score.
So
Yeah.
Can you make sure that you are on the same
Look at me.
same
put the telestrator on all by myself. I push the button.
And you lost the mouse, right? That's the hardest thing.
I mean, I did
These
try to give
kinds of
myself a
areas
10
now,
score
Tony's
attempt. It was like
using
a
his
head
elves
start,
to
but apart
screen
from
it
that, I
out.
think we were
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So the crucial thing is Deathwing Knights cannot ingress on objectives now,
Yes.
because they could drop down otherwise
Yeah.
and score additional primary.
We have a break
Why
game,
the
everything
elves
Sure,
are
the
shoving
internet is
things
going
out.
to tell us if we do it
Yeah.
wrong.
And what
So
you
that's
want
it,
with
yeah.
anyone trying to use
Yeah,
ingress is to
sure.
force them to be dropping in
He
there.
wants to- he
Basically
wants to
their
keep them to
home
5,
third,
I
right?
I
You want to keep them there. I don't know what the OC
OC.
situation is on this point
Yep.
here.
I'm already doing my.
Whether he's actually denied or whether he's
sabotage
accepting
with
the 10.
scorpions here.
So-
yeah, one guy's touching it. Sabotage.
Do you know
Asking
right?
what turn
I'll
we're
do
on,
the mandrakes
it's a
and the
battle
declare it.
round
Yeah, the mandrakes
2.
will do it.
And
no problem.
it's almost battle round 3.
Okay,
Tony's
so-
finishing
There.
round 2.
But if you want
That's
a
right.
rapid ingress,
You can see
that is there. These are
Dark
there.
Angels went
So you
first,
can go
and now
9,
Tony's finishing battle round 2.
go.
Yeah, so this is very much a
Wow.
calm before the storm situation, but I think the
I'll
elves
go
will be
now.
hoping to put a
Yep.
dent in some Deathwing Knights here.
Oh, do you?
If they can keep them away for
Yeah.
another
It's a long
turn,
lead time.
by either whittling them down or
So
keeping
use
them
the
off, they're
6
going to
for
be
the
happy.
auto advance, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Should we clear away the drawings, Dave? I don't know how to do
F1.
that. F1, amazing. But I did work out how to draw that all by
There you go.
myself. So, Chris, if you're listening, go to hell.
Using a illustrator.
What's our estimations for an Eldar army firing at 5 Deathwing Knights?
Dude, do you mind if I put these guys to do the sabotage and shoot with these ones? Because it actually is a shooting unit. Is that okay?
The mandrakes
Yeah, I'll just put them here and shoot here. Is that okay?
and the striking scorpions will do.
Is
Yeah,
that okay?
totally fine.
Players being nice to each other, as is the way with this tournament.
And again, it's still within the same phase even, so there's not much of a drawback to change anything.
Oh, my mum's
Yeah,
watching the
but-
streams. Just dropped me a message. Better watch my language. Hi, mum.
Cheers. This guy.
Oh dear.
I can
There wasn't really any danger of her son going to a World Cup, but he's managed to find one he can hang at.
Yeah.
You carry on, man. Do you want to put it back on me for a second while you think it, or?
Yeah. Just put them here.
So yeah, the Eldar, you see how precarious this Eldar game is. They've got to just keep blocking, keep pushing out, keep trying to deny where they can. And crucially, you need to focus. This is always the rules with Eldar. You've got to focus as much damage as you can in one or two places of the board. They're a lot like Thousand Suns in that way.
Not an angle.
You remember the early game with Sacco, yes, earlier on today, where he just had to keep bullying 1 point over and over.
Yes.
And that was his way into the game. You try and stretch, you try and fight everywhere, you fold and you lose hard.
So do we know if Chu...
I don't know about the denial on the
middle?
point. It doesn't. To my untrained eye, it looks like he has not denied primary there.
Yes, I would be leaning
Looks like it's
towards that.
purely a block.
Because what is this unit?
Scorpions.
Oh.
OC1 Scorpions. I don't know what the OC is on Inner Circle and Blade.
Oh,
Whatever.
look, there's a lot of models on
But
that.
there's a
no
lot of
way
models.
he's
I think
winning
he's
it.
accepting a 10 there. And
As
one
long as it's not
advantage of doing so, Tony's obviously on a turn.
Knock it down to C3.
Yes.
If he lets the dangles push equal or ahead,
There's 9 to do. Yeah. These ones?
he can also be
Gonna hit in the
avoiding a
face.
secret mission potentially as well.
Yeah, that is the problem when we do all that over there. I do have to go, where? I have to measure the secret.
And so here we go, here comes the ingress. Dark Angels looking to lock down their chunk of the board now. Once they're on those points, they're going to be staying there. And for the Elves then, that now means that the top of the board, and by extension the route through
Okay.
to the Dark Angels'
So,
home
they're
objective
still
looks
in
like their
reserve.
best bet.
In a minute,
making
I'm going to shoot
inroads.
this squad and put
Here
it
we
back in reserve. Because they haven't come down yet. Cause I've got,
Yeah, then you have one
Yep. Okay.
one squad
So-
left. Yes.
These five can see these Terminators?
Yeah.
Yeah? Happy with that?
Shooting first then for Tony.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have
Haywire.
haywire, so death wounds.
You're going to go for it?
Yeah, it's definitely a
Cool.
good time for a beer.
He's popping
Yeah.
a Watcher in the
So
dark.
they've used their death wound, yeah?
Yeah.
The big plus of the Scourge is they can force the use of the Devastating
Yes.
Wounds.
Three death wounds.
So
We get that to two.
If you're a Space
Two
Marine,
wounds through on the Death
And then
Ring.
the Shark
if
Carbine
you're a
and the
Space
Scout.
Marine or a combat player, it's gonna be a very frustrating game for
two
you to
hits.
watch
Yeah.
because the elves are gonna show you why people don't like elves.
Right.
My gut feeling looking at the board
I
at
do
the
wanna
moment is
move
that
it.
the Dark Angels are going to get to break
Move the
some heads
CP,
next turn.
down to 0.
At least 5 of them.
Just a question of how many heads. Yeah.
There you go back in reserve.
And the nature of Tony's list with its little nonsense units.
These can shoot here.
Yes, the idea is
which
there's
side is
enough of them to
No,
just
it's a one
create
planet,
roadblocks.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 12, 17.
Yeah.
So these
18,
scouts are getting shot on the inside the ruin.
7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18. Dead. Dead.
Ah, yeah. Sorry.
Okay. The other side. If rain is the closest thing, she's going first, yeah?
Yes.
If rain.
She also does the death wound
and
thing.
two melters, yeah? So D6 plus 3 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 8.
These are Dev Wounds anti-infantry, right? I believe. From Yvrain.
Oh,
Eight,
Yvrain,
four.
yes, that's right, she is. Yeah. Yvrain is exceptionally good.
8, mate.
Yep. Oh.
Is it 5 up or 4 up?
It's 4.
Yep, sure. So,
One guy's dead.
1 dead.
Yvrain
Yep.
kills a Terminator. This is already going
Two
better than I thought
meltguns.
it might up in the top.
1
That
hit.
Terminator will be worth
One
a
wound.
squad of
Yeah.
Eldari.
Fails.
It's D6.
Yeah, this is a big
6.
decision point for a number of teams taking Dark Angels over Blood Angels, and I'm sorry.
Okay,
It
the
is
Warp Fighters.
just so much slower and more cumbersome than Blood Angels, whatever way you look at it.
Probably 2.
2.
It is
Is
durable.
the X out one of them? Is it
Yeah.
another for 3 or not?
The Exile is this one.
I'll put it
It's
on my
got some
turn.
great tricks.
They're not. I will just put them.
Just can be
it's
blocked
fine.
in and played around
No.
in ways
Exile
Blood
time.
Angels
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
Just
so
two.
2 normal guys, yeah.
Perhaps a lot less vulnerable to blow
Five.
ups than Blood Angels. Then.
Nobody's wounded, right?
No.
1 dev.
1 for up.
Yep. Cool. The front Ravager.
Yes.
Reroll one of these. What's up to say?
Times 5.
2 wounds.
Yeah. Okay.
So D6 plus 1. Kills 1. 3.
Tony's doing a great
Cool.
amount of damage to these Terminators.
Oh
There's
yes.
only 1.5
That's
left,
the
I think.
Ravager. Next Ravager.
You notice
Yep.
what has happened here is that the Terminators have been isolated and are being focused by
2.
a lot of very high
Two.
quality shots.
Yes.
And,
And there'll be nothing.
if they fail 4
Last
ups,
Ravager.
they
They
die.
die, yeah. And there will be nothing that will touch this corner firepower blob, because there's plenty of
Two.
roadblocks in front of them.
Exactly.
And there's still
One fail.
Phantasm available that can
Exactly
block it
that.
further.
I would say up
Yeah,
in that
cool.
top corner now, there is nothing that the Dark Angels have that can push into that corner without being destroyed.
Because you would need
And
to
that is
have
exactly what you need with Eldar. You need to be able to lock down a point safely
I'll just do them together, dude.
to
Glasshammer
then
and
push
another
and
one.
use your mobility. And Tony's just going to look to do this over and
18.
over, pick off one chunk of the army at a time.
yeah,
fine.
that repulsor
And actually,
would be able.
because
Both
Pascal
miss.
has played for the safer side,
Both
he's going to
here.
lock his own side down.
Both wounds.
He's definitely given Tony a lot of freedom to do
Indeed.
this in the game, without a doubt.
But that's the thing, he cannot really chase Eldar down, they're too
Down
fast
two,
for him, so he
down
just
to
has to
two.
go,
Well, yeah,
that's
exactly.
my bit, I'm
For Dark
going for
Angels,
it.
it's not really a goer, is it?
We've got no
And
CP.
the 6
So,
objectives
I think
tends
that's
to
all my
suit
shooting at it.
elves. I love 6
Yeah.
Oh,
objective
the shitty
missions
shots.
because you just
The
have to be in
Mandrake,
too
sorry,
many
the
places.
18 and the shitty shots.
Imagine
So the
this
bike
was 5
squads-
objectives and 1 Deathwing brick
I
on
feel
each
like
one.
killing that, to be
It's
honest.
very different.
I can't think what their guns are. They're 12 or 18.
So that is most of a Deathwing brick dead. Beautiful. You love to see it. Paul James, if you're here anywhere. Ha. Deathwing Knights have mentally scarred me for many years.
Just 4 shots, bud.
I hope you're enjoying your beer,
4
Chris
shit shots
Richardson.
at 24.
Okay.
3 hits.
There's gonna be plenty of beer to be enjoyed tomorrow
Mm.
in the
Oh,
evening.
yes. Oh,
Win or
yes.
lose,
Yeah.
there's always beers.
Okay. Are the Mandrakes in 18 or not?
Let's see. Well. No.
No.
No, only the bikes.
Okay.
Yep.
Still a pretty good shoot face. I'll take that. Okay. These guys here.
Yep.
6. Is 10, 15,
Terminator
21,
squads are pretty expensive. Let me have a look.
5, 10.
Definitely Terminator
13,
Knights are 235 points per 5, so killing 4 of them is a decent chunk.
That's the last one.
20, and I'm going to reroll the
Oh,
next
yeah.
one, yeah?
Remember the days when
Okay.
they could grow back?
Oh.
This
Yes.
is that's a big loss. 4 Terminators is a big loss. And it leaves it all on the inner circle companions to flip that side now. And I just don't think they can hack what's waiting for them in that building.
I
From the elf
will,
standpoint, they've done well here. They've locked down a chunk of the
Reroll
board. That
one.
means whatever happens here, this
Good.
is unlikely
and then
to
I
be a
will
goal.
go for a
Oh, hummus and pita bread. That sounds amazing.
extra.
I love hummus and pita bread. Oh,
Yeah, fine.
hummus and
What
anything
do you
is
do?
Tonight's a
Five,
gold.
six, seven,
Pokeball
eight,
night
nine,
though.
nine
I've
is
heard
good,
good
that's
things.
Oh, the Pokeball in town, you
Yeah.
can get hummus as one of the toppings.
I think I'm going to do that tonight.
I always go for.
I can't eat any more
yeah,
meat,
three
bread,
is
and
good,
cheese. I need to go green.
1 and
No,
2.
genuinely, it's very
3
good.
deaths, so
Yeah.
2.5.
I mean, you don't have to
Give
go
that a
green.
go.
There's a lot of protein in there as well if you want. So
2.5.
Sweet.
I feel like it's like this unhealthy food disguised as healthy food. And it's just
Oh
very
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
It makes you feel good though. So
I'm all about feeling good.
Okay, go.
Right, the elves sort of doing a little bit of chip damage here. I think it's going to be a 10 for the Dark Angels in the primary by the look of it.
Cool. Start sabotage for 3, discard assassination, get a CP. You'll go.
Yes. Okay. Do I wanna?
You get 10 primary.
Yeah, I have 10 primary. Just think about putting. Do I need the scouts out? These guys were here.
2, 6.
6. so
Going
we
into
can
round
make it
3,
all.
Pascal gets
Damn
his
it.
primary.
No.
Oh, these aren't
Up
dead, they're
on
on
primary.
We
the
can make it
Sorry.
out, so I don't need the scouts.
But he will likely go down a bit again at the end of the turn. So Pascal might have the option of secret missioning, but I
I'm
think
on 2 CP.
He's going to have suffered enough attrition at this stage that's pretty dangerous for him to attempt.
But I don't think you. It's 5, 10, 15.
Yeah.
Going
I think
for.
I think this looks like, at the moment, if the pattern holds, Tony has shenaniganed his way towards slightly
it's
more
already
points than anticipated.
It's already,
This is already
end of
round
turn
3.
3.
Yeah.
The thing is, it feels like a very slow game, but now I look down and
halfway
it's
through.
end of battle round 3.
Yeah. Well, yes, but no, this is the start because Pascal went first.
Oh, sorry.
But it's still it's still rattling along. Whilst he does his movement, I'm gonna just go and see the situation elsewhere.
Dude,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
we've knocked
absolutely.
that, 'cause that looks like you fit through that. Is that right? I think you should be over a bit.
Yeah. We
Yeah, it's fine.
we can just move it like you want. Yep.
Yeah, just restart it. Yeah.
Yep, fine. Probably as we
Yeah,
did
it
the
doesn't
measurement.
matter, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no problem. Okay, then get 10. Then I will try get 2CP,
I'll be right back. I'll give player some.
and I will
Some
try to
aircon.
cut.
Has chat noticed I'm a tired old man, David? I'm Roish? Yeah.
I have assassination and Call the Heart.
No, can't do cult. So assassination you can, yeah?
Yeah, I will discard Call
Yeah.
and overwhelming force. Okay, that sounds possible. Yeah. Assassination.
Faint breeze.
If
I knew
rain,
you'd get that. I suddenly knew you'd get that one. Son of a bitch.
I probably will discard assassination later. Now doctrines first and oath first. Oath was somewhere here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay. I need some really. These are the dead ones. Where the this is just a 5-inch.
Dude, shall I just go on my sabotage? Are you going to stop me sabotaging?
No,
it?
no, you can.
Yeah.
Put. Yeah. I will just charge this guy. Here is. Need to kill this one.
show you the board that I'm going to show him so you can see there's no secret messages.
Sure.
Currently, it was predicted that,
Yes.
and it's like here.
Yeah, that's what we assumed. We're currently 1 point above that. If with that puts us at 3 points above that number there. So that's conservative. That's 20 bucks.
Testing. Oh, look at me. I turn my headphones on by myself.
Great.
I'm a technological wizard now. I've come on leaps and bounds this game ever since Chris called me out.
Technical.
Tech is all you. Yeah, I went around to lift up a fan and try to help players cool down a little bit, but it's too far. Unfortunately, we have to keep it for ourselves.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Oh, it's such a shame. Report on the round is that everything is just kind of holding nicely. Nothing dramatic has happened. Everyone has learned from the last game not to get caught up in the
That's-
emotion of it.
That's pretty much what we just had from the England coach talking to Tony.
Just
It's like,
grow
yeah, we
into
expected
it.
that, all going
Everyone's just
well.
trying to grow into the round.
Well, I
do
don't
their
like saying
thing.
it's all going well because we said that last time, but it seems to be going well.
And if you look at it, it was, and just 1 or 2 moments of sort of dramatic
Panic.
play and
Pretty much,
panic
yeah.
cost the whole round. And so that's where we just have to be careful. Everyone's got to manage their emotions.
That's why
But as I
sometimes
say,
it's
if you're a fan of Eldar, this game's been wonderful watching the approach here, right? The edge is being pushed.
it's a
and
very
the margins
very-
being exploited.
it's a very refreshing look on how to play Eldar because
Battleship?
people might not
Ah, yeah,
appreciate it,
Battleshot,
but Dan
sure.
is very good Eldar player.
Oh yeah.
And Dan always played different lists to the meta. Obviously not when the Eldar were broken because there was only one list. But he always likes MSU lists that do exactly what Tony's doing now.
Yeah.
And the reason he's done so
I
well
knew you'd
is
like
because
it,
he's doing
yeah?
that. Because no one expects you to go, I'm not going to kill you, I'm not going to let you do anything.
I was like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna put
And if you
these
let
in
me, I
objectives
will
so
kill
can
you.
draw
Because
overwhelming.
you get the false sense of security.
Well,
Oh, they're just throwing away units to stop me, so I'll push.
Completely.
And once you push, you're exposed, right? So
Exactly.
Tony wants to stop you where he wants you to stop,
Exactly.
so that you can get hit. You can get hit because
And the thing Eldar always have is speed. So just got to exploit that. Your whole
Yeah.
game plan has to exploit that.
think about the fact Tony's here, right? This
probably.
This whole thing is an open line of sight, and this is open line of sight.
You can't come towards him without
So
being blasted.
he'll be just moving back and forth, shooting at whatever comes out, because it will stop where Tony wants it to stop, because of Phantasm and all that. So it's going to be interesting how this game develops.
It's just these guys are going to watch left, yeah?
And the Astral squad.
And the
They'll blast us.
oh yeah, fine.
Yeah, this guy.
Now,
used
if Tom
and
shuts
the
down the
other
stream by accident, he better run really
They don't
fast.
get one.
I mean, I'm
They don't
overweight,
get
so I probably
one.
won't catch him. But
It could happen at any moment, and we all know it. I'm so excited for it. We've made it this far, though, David.
yeah,
Quite a way in now.
that's why I'm sat on the left towards the computer.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
sat
yeah.
away.
You're between me and the machinery.
And I'm quite an obstacle, way more than
Rob
Eldar.
Kimps is in the chat. Yeah, this is a you and me Eldar dream, Rob. This is all the nonsense. Don't have to kill you all the time. Just on my terms in the right places. I think one Deathwing Knight squad basically being out the game is huge for Tony.
Yes. Because Tony has it very calculated. He knows this squad is gonna do X. So if we can stop that, it's again putting his opponent in a difficult situation where he has to make choices.
Exactly.
And the name of the game is to give and take, right? We're drawn. I'll try to take small bits until I'm not drawn or I'm into a small win. And if you can do the same to me, we will stay drawn. And that's how the game is going, right? It's just who can take more from the opponent.
Yeah. We called it with the triple Ravager block as well. Look at that. Just Ravagers for days down there. When I was first testing the Drakari Index, when that came out, I played against Paul's Deathwing Knights a lot. And they were very good at blasting them. Every failed save is a Deathwing Knight in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, that's it. I mean, Glasshammer will thank me for the bill, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. From the head ref as well, outrageous.
Shocking.
There's more water.
I'll find someone, don't worry. I'll be right back. I'll help Tony out because he's dying. Poor man.
That's done as well. Yeah, I did that.
Magic's back.
That's it.
Yeah, so what you've missed, Magic, is just a classic elf blocking and shooting and blasting on their terms game so far. Dark Angels have brought in their
Is that for me?
reinforcements in what I'd describe as a defensive way
Is that mine?
to lock down their more safe side of the board.
Okay, good.
No, everything's fine. Thanks. I will
My
do
assessment at
tactical
this
and
stage would
put
be that
these
the Dark
guys in
Angels
assault
have
and
given-
redraw.
passed up
For
the
two
opportunity to
speed.
connect in
Yeah.
a big way into the elves,
We knocked off already, or?
which means this
No,
game's
you
headed
have
towards
-2.
a closer outcome right now.
No, -2 for me because Doctrine and I will redraw Assassination.
Oh yeah, assassinate. Okay, fine.
Because
Cool.
I don't
Right,
think I
Redoing
killed all your
Assassination,
rogues.
he's taking a doctrine as well.
There's
So it's party time.
leather
We're going to
checkers.
see some violence now. I know you've been
Violence is
waiting
always
for
good.
it. Everyone loves
Okay.
an elf getting hit repeatedly in the head.
It paints a very different picture. If you look at this angle, right?
Yeah.
And you look at this angle, you can see where the
Dare I
Eldar
say
threat
it?
is.
It's actually quite a thematic battle,
And I
this
will,
one.
So yeah,
Well,
Eldar
Your
are
big
Dominators in the top.
cityscape, you can't actually see the enemy
These
much.
guys.
It's all a bit
Yeah.
end of Saving Private Ryan with the
Yeah.
big, pretty
Eight.
built-up town,
So they will stand exactly.
and the armies are
here,
just
1 inch
swirling
from,
around each other.
Yeah,
Eldar still strong.
It'll suit
5
the
levels
elves
in.
more than the Dark Angels, won't it?
fine, that's fine. We'll do it. That's fine.
Advancing the enemies on the objective again. And I believe the Doctrine is advanced in charge. If I heard
Yeah.
right, because I just came back.
Magic says 5 nerfs in and Eldar are still Eldar.
They are.
Absolutely. At no point is an Eldar player ever just good. It's always their rules, right?
Yep.
Always.
I agree. Absolutely.
Oh dear.
The infiltrators will advance. 5. So it's 11 and 12 for 23.
Is your blocking range, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
If
So
you come straight over.
yeah, so I can block everything.
So you come 11, you block that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So
Here.
Again.
Chippy Arts
Dark
can
Angels.
still
Yeah.
win the round.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. It's not currently in their hands. Other
Yeah,
teams need to
thanks.
lose.
everything's possible.
Everything is possible.
If it's no longer possible, we will let you know what
If
the
I do
standings
this-
possible are. As the
Okay,
doors close,
thanks.
as the rounds finish, we will know more.
Exactly that.
I think
I
he
would
has to
say
get inside
based
the
on
wall
current
to get
form,
there. So
What
like,
England need is France to lose,
He wants to move
and they will need to beat Poland.
Because then I have the.
I think
Those
those,
are-
those are
That's the thing.
conditions.
Then I have
Those are
because
conditions
here
that
is-
simply have to
Yeah,
happen.
Yeah,
What's,
still the
what's
small
in your
guys.
hands is beating Poland.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you don't beat Poland, then you lose. If you lose to Poland, it's over.
If you lose to Poland, you're done.
thank
Yeah.
you.
That's going to have to happen now.
You don't want to draw
That's
to
why
Poland
the loss
either.
in the last round is huge, because Poland is one of the hardest teams to go through in this event. But
It's
the other
questionable.
thing they need, if you're thinking about podiums, the other thing they need is France to lose. Otherwise, first place just isn't going to happen, because France will have won the event at that stage,
6.
unless Poland stop them.
Probably only. No, doesn't make it.
And we'll just see what the permutations are. Will the US get in the frame? We might, after all the chat, after all the gobbing off on the internet, not even have a USA-England game. But I think it's quite likely.
They could have had it now.
Yeah, could have been now. Might well be the next round.
If they both win it, it probably
Yeah,
be the next round.
Exactly that.
We're hoping for the USA to lose or draw, so it's out the way because another strong
nice.
opponent.
Magic says, I hope the guy who wrote Eldar Index will write the Dark Eldar Codex. That or he is fired already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's responsible for.
I'd like a good Dark Eldar
for
Codex.
a few
I
good
suspect
books,
I reckon the Sky Splinter Assault Detachment we already got was one from the new Codex. And so if whoever was writing that is writing other detachments, I
Ooh.
think Dark Eldar will be just fine. That is an awesome set of rules.
There has been an Allegiance teaser. Allegiance
Ooh,
is,
drop,
is
drop,
an,
the drop guys.
So Allegiance were the guys in
troops.
Forge World that got taken off the
Yes, that's
website
awesome.
because they were being cast in plastic probably.
Yeah.
And they had the little buggies, remember? The Allegiant buggies?
Jack, is that for guard for a release or is that for a kill team? We did see
What's
that
the stats on the
rumored
Mace
release
map?
map, didn't we?
Remind me.
Guard were on
The
that,
Mace
not too far
resolution
off.
now is-
Can't comment on that
5
beyond that.
attacks.
Yeah.
Hitting on twos.
Yeah.
6.
And Chris Richardson, this is a heavy board, I would think, looking at the angles it allows.
If it's a 6 big ruins, it's a
Five
heavy board.
attacks,
If it's
same
4,
there,
it's medium.
6,
If it's
2,
2, it's small. That's what I
Yeah.
gathered.
Like,
Oh, interesting, okay.
Just checking that he'll kill an asset.
So just
warrior
quite
squad
a
or something,
dense
I'm like,
medium then?
Yes. Yes, he will.
Oh no, it's got 6 big boys.
Astral squad will advance.
Chippy, my pleasure. No stupid questions, always feel free to pipe up in the chat, that's what the chat's for.
If someone's asked a stupid question, it's probably us.
Yeah.
Okay, 2. So they're going.
Well, you know, we've been doing this for
24 is there.
2 to 3 working days now, so
Yeah.
we're already checking out and just talking about food.
Yeah. Okay.
So 8.
They all make it in.
Yep, they all make it in.
So we got some Dark Angel counterplay coming through. I'm interested to see what Pascal does now. Is he going to try and use the Scourge block as a yo-yo for the whole army? That might actually be his best way of getting in to threaten that Eldar corner with a huge amount of assets at once. If he does, I think the game swings back in a Dark Angel's direction. But he'd
Yeah,
need to
the
make a
Elysian
bunch of
drop
charges.
troops. So Elysian drop troops pretty much insinuates
Oh,
their own
beautiful,
parachutes.
beautiful, that's cool.
Deep striking guardsman is never gonna be fun. Oh, so they've got assassination for Pascal as secondary 1. What is?
Yeah, he chucked a card. It didn't. I don't think they've inputted the second one. Do you want me to have a look at what it is?
Yes, if you could.
Binge move, yeah.
Then just move a bit here. And. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay, so a couple of things now.
Yeah.
Back over to me.
Yep.
And we get Phantasm or potentially Overwatch.
Oh. There.
Yep.
There.
Fine.
Okay, so I can ingress a guy there. They've
Ooh,
advanced
rapid
but can't
ingress.
charge. They've advanced, but I'm going to Phantasm here to stop charging through. What's the OC on these? 2?
2, yes.
Okay. So can I ingress anybody of actual worth doing?
So Tom said that there was engaged and overwhelming force on Pascal's side. I assume he drew engage and discarded it for overwhelming force. But I wait for the player to input it because I don't want to be distracting them and then getting something wrong and then confusing them.
He's not moving, right?
He's not moving, no.
E5 fantastic. Stop everybody doing everybody, and that's perfect. Okay, just going to check that you fit 5 guys on there.
Yeah, I was saying probably what happened is he drew engage and discarded it for overwhelming force. Because engage is probably not something he wants to do.
Oh no, he threw away assassination. He's got overwhelming force and engage.
Oh, okay, so they both
Yeah,
just...
because there's no characters he can reach and kill, right? I don't think he's got the... there's not a play there.
5.
So
Happy?
Yeah.
Oh, we got an ingress coming in from Tony here.
yes, it is to
Okay,
block
so they
off.
can't charge me.
Yeah.
Overwhelming
They can't
force
charge
and
me.
engage.
They can't see me. They can't charge me if I phantasm. But see what I'm going to do? I'm going to phantasm first.
Yeah.
Because
So
if I
he's-
fuck this up,
So he's gonna
They just
phantasm
charge me.
and...
Yeah.
the Terminator wouldn't
The
have to.
Phantasm is...
D6.
No, is it after the reinforcement step?
No, I'm going to do phantasm first.
You do 20 first, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. That's
4. Okay, perfect.
okay.
Yeah, so what Tony's doing is he's phantasming to stop the move or the
Yes.
charge.
You don't know where they fall at.
The charge because they
They're
already moved,
after you
obviously.
finish your movement.
Yeah,
so
that's-
I guess it's reinforced. It's ingress after phantasm, right?
I think it's...
No, it doesn't matter.
I-
I'm happy to resolve it like that. Because all I'm going to do is go here.
Is it ingress first and then Phantasm?
If we could
I
get a
guess
ref
it
pretty
doesn't
much,
matter.
but I don't
It
think
doesn't-
so.
For me,
Yeah.
I'm just checking it.
Yeah, you
and I'm
just
gonna
will
see
do
what the
both
phantasm
anyway.
is.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I'm just checking it's possible. I'm going to roll it, and if it was shit, I would have just stayed in reserve. Yeah, it's fine.
Because I believe
You
you
can't charge
phantasm
through
after
me.
your opponent
Yes.
has finished moving.
And with
And
the other
if it's
guys,
at the end of the phase, it's just like... well, then it will be your opponent's choice. So I'm not quite sure. I don't play Eldar. There's so many Eldar shenanigans that I don't know all the wordings really.
carry on, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all I'm going to do is make it so you can't fit. You shouldn't be able to fit through there. Can I take this one?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to fit through that base.
Mm-hmm.
It's too fat, right? So you can't fit through.
Currently he can't fit. So you probably need to be a bit more...
Yeah.
Because this was...
This one won't fit there. That's okay. You can base them.
Yeah.
Move on, and that's
Yeah.
okay. But then they're here, right?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Okay. There. Then everything on the...
Not my rabbit. Oh, knock it back to you, dude.
yeah.
Okay, phantasm first. So that's what Tony wanted anyway.
So 20 shots.
I'm down 2 CP.
Yes.
Alrighty, so we've got Phantasm and some reserves. So Tony uses ingress in the end?
Yes.
He
Overcharging,
did,
right?
yeah. Lovely.
I think I flipped this one.
So this is Phantasm's new use. It used to be used to guarantee running away from things. Now it's used to block them off proactively instead.
The one I flipped because
And
I
Magic
didn't know what
and Magic
it was.
says that ingress and reserves are at the end of the phase, so
Okay.
phantasm
1,
goes
2,
first.
3, 4,
Sure.
5,
Just roll that.
Which
then.
is what Tony
Just roll
wanted.
these first.
That makes complete sense.
got
Ultimately,
11
they don't
6
really
off,
relate,
right?
do they? It doesn't matter that much.
Okay, cool. What's your AP?
It's AP3, so it's still AP2.
So yeah, fine. Okay. Oh, okay.
Tony's now created a situation where to deny a 15 on the primary,
Only out 5, so only 5.
Pascal's going to
7
essentially
more.
have to charge valuable but fragile units into sight of all his guns.
No.
Okay, 5.
And
That's
that
a
is a
really good roll.
suboptimal place for them to be.
Just 5 then, buddy. It saves 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a question of what the elves can do once those things are exposed. If they don't do enough, they are in trouble.
Then 3 guy die. I will let them die. They all shoot again.
Everything else according to plan so far. Very stable, looking good. So hopefully no surprises there.
Yeah.
On 5.
It's worth saying to the viewers at home, this
That's
is
what
not
the
this is
old
not
blue rolls.
predicted as a good matchup for the Eldar, right? This is one,
What's
This
the
one
damage?
specifically
you know,
no.
Tony's
two.
trying to
8.
manage
So down to
things
3.
here. avoid
It's
it.
looking good for now because there's
I
still
think
an
he's,
Eldar.
what it says, I think he's managed it
The
well.
Irish guys.
I feel
look
like
at
he's
the
in a good
Irish.
spot.
Woohoo!
I feel like his early game macro has been very good, and it's just what he can achieve with the rest. That repulsor's not even come out of its home objective, really. It's just sat there.
Yeah, it's...
Innes uses his to take his opponent's back objective.
The thing is, he knows if he comes out, the Scourges will remove it.
Scourge,
Or
until the Scourge had been sort of traded away, he's a dead man if he goes up.
even when I play Chaos Knights, I sit behind the terrains until my artillery kills enough of them so I can come out. Because 2-3 of them can kill a baby knight.
Yeah.
So
And Warp Spider, you're right, Deathwing are hard to remove. And when something's hard to kill, you have two choices. You
Yeah,
can
then I
either
will
frustrate it, block it,
charge.
move away from it,
or avoid it.
or focus all your army on it one bit at a time. And Tony's doing both.
Yeah, he
I
left
like- I
one
like that
Terminator in
play.
the squad.
Yeah.
There's no more reserves from Pascal.
No, the Dark Angels are committed now. And you know roughly
They
where they're
charge.
going to be.
Yeah,
and
they
what
will
they're
charge
gonna do.
first. That's sure.
That's an easy one. 10. Yeah, so they all have to base.
Yeah.
We'll see how these charges go. This is going to be spicy. See how ambitious Pascal's going to be with it. Hi, Theo.
Yeah, so if I
Nice
kill
to have
them,
you
I
here,
can
mate.
consolidate.
Hope
You
you're having a
guys,
good day.
Okay.
Across the tabletop says how are the
That's
rest of
good
the
for
team getting
Yeah,
on.
sure.
And also
We're growing into the round, is how
Yeah.
I'd
And then there's
describe
five
it
guys
at the
left.
moment. No disasters, no panic. Some of the negative ones are looking better. Some of the better ones are looking even better.
If someone starts panicking, we're gonna have the full metal jacket moment when
Yeah,
someone
we
gets taken
don't,
aside.
We don't need that. We don't want full panic here right now.
No, I don't think anyone's gonna be panicking.
Down there,
Everyone's
yeah.
gonna be hyper focused to bring the results they're
It's off for
expected
now.
to,
I don't care.
and just win
You
the
don't
round,
care.
and then
Okay.
just reset and focus
okay.
on tomorrow.
Exactly.
So annoying, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Theo played David Murdoch today and just won with T-Sons. Oh, I love David Murdoch.
T-Sons is a running theme on the stream.
Yeah. Well
One
played.
of our guard players played World
Dave Murdoch's probably
Yeah.
the nicest man in
And they
6
just
plus.
took all the fucking terrain off from
He's
my
got more
screen.
Best Sport awards
You
than
don't know
anybody
where
else
the
on the
elves
team.
are.
Okay.
And it's like, oh my god.
And he won a
just had
golden
all the
ticket
backs. It's like
off the back of a best
terrible
overall
practice
because
you
he's
know?
that sport
Yeah.
at Warhammer World quite recently. So
Here,
absolute hero.
It doesn't matter where they stand, I guess. These guys will charge. Do I need to charge here? Here is nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices. There's gonna be a lot of combat this turn, and a lot of
Just back here.
little Eldar are gonna be removed, which is a joy for me. Probably not as much for you as an Eldar player.
Oh, I can appreciate elves dying as much as the next man.
Only the warp
Oh, I suppose you
spiders.
played
I have to
Drukhari.
play against them a lot of the time. They are really annoying.
Only the war spiders.
Yep.
Always take great pleasure in dismantling an Eldar list. I can imagine Theo, it's quite a rough game for Dave, poor boy.
The inner circle guys here.
7, yeah.
So yeah, some face melting of elves is about to happen. There's going to be some whacking.
Thanks. Yeah, has to base if you can.
Yeah, if I base him with him, he cannot base
Okay,
me.
so you have 1 in the ruin or 2 in the ruin if you want.
I leave 2 here.
David says Tom uses tape to hold down his body ears. Yeah, I'm definitely an elf man. I do like elves. Elves and chaos, basically.
I'm more of a dwarf man.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I'm tall, but I love dwarves.
Votan. Votan are fun.
One of the biggest things that was calling me back to the old world is
Okay.
the breeze of dwarves.
Come charge me.
Yeah, that chimes with everything else you
I
said.
think this guy will just stand there. Yeah.
I'm looking at
Charging.
dark elves and probably chaos warriors.
He stands still.
I remember Dark Elves being really,
Just
really
chilling.
annoying and really powerful.
Bet they are. Yeah, Dave Murdoch is a brave.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
you doubt it.
Start there. Ready swords.
There you go. The murderous rampage
Okay.
begins.
I
Yeah,
do.
these are always
Cheers,
quite
bud.
fun activations.
Oh, we like that. How many is that? 5, 10, 14,
Yes.
Right.
Tony relentlessly using
Five.
his Eldar dice.
10. Come on, Eldar dice. Oh, completely failed me.
Okay.
Yeah. They're dead. 2 damage, aren't they?
Yeah, 2 damage, yeah.
What's the you get more attacks with the swords, but they're less AP or they're less strength?
No, they have no anti-monster, anti-vehicle thing.
Yeah, then. On the tray you go, sir.
Then I will use I'll start with the Judicia.
They just go on, yeah. They should be dead, right?
1 dead and 3 saves, so 2 death wounds.
2 dead.
2 dead. Then I will do 5.
Now the scorpion's getting removed.
Okay, one I will do the small attacks. The first 4 guys. So 4 go in.
Quick 5s.
They have sustained 2 on the small swings. And on 2s.
There's
Only
a
1 damage,
boatload
but
of
still
attacks from the very small squads. You wouldn't think that they hit that hard, but they do.
It's a heroic roll for 4 guys here. No, they're dead.
And then the same on the
The
hawks.
scorpions are gone. The warp spiders are gone in the right bottom corner. Which is what we expected. You cannot stop the Dark Angel blob running into you, no matter what you are.
This deal's very simple, and it's the part of the deal that the elf players always seem to forget.
First
So
3
the
guys.
anti-elf player, which is that if you catch the elves, they just all die.
8 go in. Okay. Sustain 2.
There's no ifs or buts about
I'm not
it.
going to bother rolling this one to roll
They all
7
die.
ruins because they got 6 up saves.
This many 6 up from the first half.
Yes, target priority on Twitch is streaming another
So you're
England
gonna
game
put
where
3 on
there's
the
Nassim
Yeah,
versus
I'll
Penitent
let you
host of Sisters.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to let me know how that's going,
Yeah, we'll be
I'd
happy.
love to know.
Go there and say hello and bring back news. What's going on? Is Nassim doing well?
Big question here is how many of these boys can get on the point. You got 3 on. It looked like it was a very close call as to whether 3 could get on. But it's only the English teams that ever steal
that's
movement
bottom,
rights
yeah,
or let
that
them off.
So the character's there. Okay, great. So you get 4 for overwhelming.
Only 3 because I really whiffed on the Ravager. And engage, a small engage, and that's it.
You want to score it up?
Yeah, I will do it.
So 3 for overwhelming force. And baby engage as well.
Isn't it 4, dude?
No, not next round.
Isn't it 4? Isn't it 2 per?
No, it's 3 for 1 unit and 2 for 2 units.
Okay, fine, yeah, fine. Good, good. You killed 2. No, the spiders weren't in range of the objective.
They weren't on the
No,
objective.
they
no,
weren't,
no.
yeah, fine,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
In my head they were on. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Chris Richards
I'm
says
gonna
fighting elves is like trying to
put all my
fight
stuff
80
up.
intelligent squirrels
Yep.
in a forest.
These guys
That's
go up.
exactly what
These
it's
guys
like.
go
A
up.
swarm
You
of
put some
bees
scouts
would
in
be a good
reserve.
comparison
Yes.
as well.
Okay.
They get
do they
one
have to come
sting
down?
and they're dead, but there's a lot of them and they quit.
No.
You can just
Okay.
stay.
So there's
It's,
a squad of
just
scouts
gain
back in
to-
reserves
just
from what you
go
can
to
hear.
strategic, yeah.
Okay. So you've got 6 OC there.
Yes.
Okay. I get a CP.
No, I think the 80 squirrels in the forest is
What do I get?
swooping hawks and Bahara.
You got
Oh,
the
yeah.
scoreboard cards, yeah?
Yeah, I saw all of it.
Oh, 10 primary,
Uh,
10 secondary for me.
I get 1, you get. You already did 1?
I just gave myself 1, yeah.
Okay.
I had 0, yeah.
Okay.
Cleanse, extend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Big 10 for the elves here. The overall game plan of anchoring one side's going very well.
yeah.
Cleanse is
They've
okay.
got to finish the job now. They need to clear those
You're
inner
to
circle
4
companions
next.
out,
Yes.
clear the Deathwing Terminator out, keep the blocks up, stay very comfortably in the primary game, and keep scoring their cards as well. Cleanse and extend is pretty beautiful for what they want to do right now.
If you're okay, Tom, I'll take a stroll around the table, see how it's going, because
do it, yeah.
I'm absolutely dying sitting down. for
Get yourself,
so
get yourself a walk, mate. Go on. Get yourself a
I'll
walk.
be right
in.
back.
Come out and go there.
So,
He's just going to stand still.
Yep.
I'm good. I'm on. Thanks very much. See you in a minute, David. What do we think, people? How's this one playing out? I think it looks like a close game to me now. I don't see either side having a massive breakthrough with the way it currently is. I just think there's too much distance between the two parties. The elves don't want to get too close, so they'll get evaporated, and the Dark Angels don't want to get too close. And it's too slow anyway. John Swallow says elves are so cool. You're right, John, they are cool. Shout out to Prestige Wargaming in Barnsley. Awesome venue. Everyone wants to be elves, really.
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
Tony should get a decent secondaries
Getting 5,
score here.
6, 7. Stay there.
He does need it, because 9 from the first 2 turns isn't optimal by any stretch. Dark Angel's done a bit better on that front, but in primary terms he's had a great time so far. And I think he needs to break the Dark Angels hard enough here that they can't think about an unbroken wall. I don't think it really rewards them to do it, to be honest, but Magic, he has been sat down a lot over the last 2 days. Chairs are okay. Chairs are just fine. Maybe we'll bring a gamer chair next time. I think David was talking about that.
there you go. I didn't talk to any coaches, but just looking at the tables, Chris Skinner looked like there's nothing left from the Necrons on the table.
Yeah.
It's
there
just
there were
sisters
basically
everywhere.
3 Catan, and I was like, I don't think there's going to be 3 Catan. Because
There is no
melted
Catan.
for days, right?
I genuinely believe
Chris
Necrons
plays Necrons. You always know when someone hops off an army onto another one, a lot of the time it's because they know in their head it rinses the army they were just playing.
Yeah, so it looks like Necrons are about to get tabled.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was our hope in that game.
The Boris's game looks really tough.
Mhm.
Looks like all the knights, a lot of the knights, if not all the knights, are alive.
Yeah,
I just don't know what stage of the game they're in.
yeah.
It's looking tough. Removing knights is tough, but Boris also has a lot of stuff left, so it's probably just a slow roll. Mani is looking very dominant. Still a lot of grey knights alive, but he's controlling most of the table. Vic, I couldn't tell you because there's Thousand Suns everywhere.
Yeah,
It's a
that one
1,000
no one's
suns.
going to know at the end, and then I bet it'll be a 10-10.
Chris looked like he's scoring pretty well, but there isn't many grey knights left, just
I
Bribblies
will,
everywhere. But then grey knights jump up
Roger.
and down, so it's hard
We
to
did
tell.
do 20 primary on this turn and 10
So
on
it's looking balanced, you know, both sides. Some tables
I
look
was
worse,
just
some
how
tables
did you
look
get
better,
20
but
primary? You get 0.
no one looked concerned
Yeah, we
as I was
just
walking
do
around.
This and then previous round and this.
I mean, that's one way to do it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so then it's correct.
There you go.
Good Lance putting in the primary properly.
Tony forgetting his primaries.
John Swallow says, has he got the juice to knock him back? I think he's got enough juice to put a big dent in what's closest towards Tony's castle.
Yeah, Tony's not gonna bother about objective 4 in that area, I think, too much. He's just gonna try to stop the
Just
weight coming
needs
into
to
the
clear
corner.
this quarter and keep working with that.
Yeah.
They're not within 9
The inner
of the
circle
squad.
companions are pretty fragile.
Yep.
Happy?
I think the Ravagers
I've
go
left these
through them like
magnets
no
over
one's
here, though.
business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beaky says Nassim versus Sisters looks close. That makes sense. That makes complete sense. Penitent Host is on the list of lists that was weird and unusual and no one has put the time into practicing against. So we'll see how that goes. There was only one in the entire event. There's a real power in having one list. No
Trying to
one's
get
going to want to
12 here
practice
without
that one.
my
Then they've got
tank
2
being in the
weeks and
way.
they're going to practice
So-
a bunch of other stuff.
We just go with.
I rate this chair 4 out of 10.
Come on, put
It's not
dice.
bad.
Then that's 12.
Actually, no. Let's give it
Okay.
a 6. It's a 6.
The ranks
It's fine,
definitely
isn't
move
it?
8.
It's
2
all right.
Guardians of Fusions definitely move 7. Yeah?
Yep.
She's going to move 8.
Oh, and the
Just
Votan game.
just
Votan
see,
game
like,
looks
just
really
see
weird
this
because
guy
there's
with
Votan
the
right next to
whistle.
each other in the middle of the
Yeah.
table. 2 fortresses here, 2 fortresses there.
Yeah.
And neither player looked happy. So it's probably
That sounds like a Votan mirror. Yeah.
Because you know, usually when you walk past Alex Harrison, he just smiles at you, thumbs up or something.
Come on, bro.
He was just looking at the table.
Yeah, well, he's another one.
His opponent was
He's
doing
another
exactly
one
the same.
looking to redeem himself after the last round. He wants to make sure he gets some points.
Yes.
So that, we'll move
His
the
last
dice
Votan
out,
mirror
right?
was a very tough slog of a game
So
against
that-
Josh French as well.
Short Phantasm sees me. Yeah?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
Davey says not the
Not
worst
within
chair
that,
you've sat
not
on.
within
That's a
that.
reference
Stay
to a high
still.
chair I sat on and broke at the
got this
Nottingham
guy here.
GT
Mm.
in a slightly cursed moment. Thanks for bringing that up in front of hundreds of people, Davey. I love you.
I'm
That's
glad
really
I didn't do it because at least you don't look like
I
a
literally
Vegas chair.
I leant on it, it snapped, I fell to the ground in this canteen in front of about 50 of the best players in the UK, just looking at me like, you are an idiot.
Well, at least
They
there
weren't
weren't
wrong.
At least there weren't any women because we play 40k, so at least you're safe from that embarrassment.
Scorpions are going to
Right? So that is a
Absolutely.
redeeming factor from that.
Certainly weren't many in Nottingham. Josh C says it's close at the moment. Yeah, I think we'll see.
Yeah, Nassim has
I
a
felt
lot
like
of
Nas had more
resilience.
assets than the sisters in that game, didn't he? So we'll see.
And he can recover one of the squads as well. So.
Yes, he can. He's got to break it late game. So here's the pattern. What are the elves going to do now? That is the question. Have they got what it takes?
What they're gonna do? Shoot. That's my
Going to do a
prediction.
lot of shooting. Got to hit back. Hellblasters shoot when they die, so they're a bit of a pain to deal with.
Hellblaster is a unit you don't see often. It shows up here and there, but never
very
like a
powerful
meta thing.
unit.
It's very much of a tech piece. Especially that they can shoot, overcharge, die and shoot again. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Puts his nose across so we can see they can all see the Judas here.
Yes.
Yeah, I think on score projections, Tony looks solid here. Dark Angels just starting to flex their muscles on the primary. 2 turns to go.
It's still relatively early in the round because we're playing 4-hour rounds. Still hour and 20 left. No rush from the players.
Not
They
within nine,
they're
but
still
I can
going
see
for
it.
what they're going for.
Exactly.
No need to rush. That's why they're
The
giving
nature
4
of the
hours.
game where one
Round the
side is
corner.
only half trying to kill anyone and is mostly just trying to stay alive and block and
Oh,
control space.
Boat.
Oh, I've had a Ravager go down. It's alright, it's magnetized, it's fine.
Because obviously there's an L there.
Mm-hmm.
That way.
Yeah.
Standards in yeah, it's fine. Just swing at 18. This guy.
Yes, so you need to make sure you can see that guy, which has his mace or something swinging out. So you should not
Oh,
have
fuck
problem.
off.
Just for you,
I
fine.
can't be asked. I can't be asked.
You hate the flying stem sometimes.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I despise them.
Yep.
Outside of 9.
Yeah.
Tony's played around the reactive move in Gladius very carefully all game. Just wants to avoid triggering that. Definitely a case of just managing
Yeah.
the remaining Dark Angels assets and not letting them lock down the entire board so Tony can't go back
I
on
need
it.
to go there.
So
Just go there. 6 anyway.
we've got the moment when Tony's moving and doing his
So
shenanigans.
outside of 9.
My brother says I
Happy
can
with
get a phone feed going
check
and I
nines,
can
because otherwise it's GTM.
show what's going
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the tables.
Do it. Take
And
a
I will
round.
be
But
hear
you
you
wanna be as
talking.
close
So
to
as you
that as
talk about the
possible,
game,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
it's live as well.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So I'll be able to show
So if
certain
you take
things.
a walk around the tables, I can
Yeah, it's gonna be in the middle.
provide
just
some
have to
in-game
set it
commentary
up
for the
a
game.
little
That
bit.
makes
Gonna go
sense.
for that.
This
If I
game's
can
pretty
find my
One
cerebral
wounded here,
and
right? 2 wounds.
medium
This
paced.
Terminator has 2 wounds, yes.
Yes, so I'll basically walk up to the table
Okay.
and I will know what to kind of point
Yeah.
at with my camera, and you can talk about it. I'll be hearing you when you say, you know, we can go to the next table or something. I can always move. It's just so people see what's
Right
going
away.
on, right? Makes it a bit
Yeah, of
nicer.
course.
I lied. 18 inches.
Cool. Yep.
And then you can move in advance. The max you get is 11. You can't auto 6.
No. Just normal advance and charge.
Advance these backwards. 5. Just gonna go behind this wall, bud.
Yep.
The other lost condition here, obviously a breakthrough to Tony's home objective. You know, it was a big
Scouts
part of what
are
went wrong in the
OC1, you've
Votan
got
game
three,
was
right?
Helbrecht
Yeah.
and the gang
Yeah.
making it into the Votan backfield early. It's a 5 every turn if Tony just stops the Dark Angels doing anything crazy. If it looks fairly practiced and polished, that's because it is. This is obviously one of the matchups on England's list, as you might imagine,
These spiders are just gonna go.
with a certain John Lennon playing something like this.
Here. So where the damage commit there, they're going to cleanse. Not
Yep.
moving.
Yep.
So you stand still, you can't actually move, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just if you end the move, normal.
Okay, we'll have to overkill that squad then. And we'll see. And then it is reserves.
Okay, so here comes David's World Tour. This is CSM versus Chaos Knights. So Boris is over on one side, got a bit of a ruckus in the middle. There are a lot of Chaos Knights alive.
It's a big charge. Let's roll our
That
six,
board state looks tough for the CSM right now. It's definitely one of the less optimal matchings.
You know
I
what?
think.
It's not worth it for the sake of a shot.
A lot going to hinge on whether Boris can have a big go turn and put a bunch of knights down in one go. That's Rafa Harberton, coach extraordinaire. Grey Knights versus Tyranids. What's popping here? Grey Knights doing Grey Knight things.
What's my thing? Extend and cleanse, right?
Yeah.
Tyranids
Cleanse
with big
with
bugs and
the-
gargoyles, as you'd expect. Tyrann effects, they're back
These
now.
guys.
That's quite
Yep.
fun. Exocrines as
The
good as
Hawks,
they've
yep.
ever been.
Well, I think I advanced the spiders. I can't remember.
I'm calling this one. It looks like the Nids are all over the board and
Oh,
dominating, so I
yeah.
bet it'll be a
If
10-10.
you need-
That's just what Grey
Yeah,
Knights do,
I don't
isn't
know,
it?
but if you need the Scorpion somewhere else, you can also put them somewhere else.
There's
Can
a
you run
Rhino
back
being a
cleanse,
Rhino.
okay, and I'll
Yeah,
go here.
sure, because they had enough movement, so even if you advance, you just don't advance and it's fine for me.
Just forgot cleanse.
Yeah, sure.
So, what else? What we got? We're wandering. There's Rafa again. Vic VJ. Arndt Zern. Floaty Goatees, Magnus. More Vortex species daring today, aren't we? All the usual nonsense. God, I hope they both lose. Manny, Blood Angels, guys hidden in buildings. Let's have a look. And yeah, Jack, you're right. The board state didn't look too bad for CSM. Knights concentrated in areas they can manage. Grey Knights still holding on in important parts of the board. That's a big slab of Terminators. Someone wants his 5s. And Terminator's having a scuffle with Sangard on the flanks as well. Very spicy. Hard to tell how that one's going. Oh, we got Terminators in the back as well. Manny's done a lot of Grey Knight nonsense this time. Oh, John Swallow, thanks for the super chat. I'm really glad you're enjoying it. It's been a hell of a time. Hopefully me and Davey get to work again soon. It's been super fun. Shout out to Jacob as well, who's made it all possible. Right then, let's have a look at this. If anyone has a clue what's going on here, let me know. Votan Mirror. Got transports. Got little idiots with loom bands on. More little idiots with loom bands on. Bikes coming around the side. Those are Harrison's bikes, thank heaven. So very defensive Sagittars and forts. Yeah, they're both playing this in a very... Oh, those are Harrison's berserks, though. So actually, I'd say in board state terms, Harrison's got the push on there. Maybe Harrison will edge that one. He edged the last one. Knows what he's doing. I like the paint scheme on those Votan. Maybe we'll try and add some orange to mine. Chris Kinnair. Sisters everywhere. Oh, dear. Oh, my. Just Void Dragon, a couple of destroyers. That doesn't look good for the Necrons at this moment in time. But again, Hypercrypt just have this way of scoring and coming back into games. It's not over. Oh, and Ceres is alive and he never dies. Is that when Cypher one-shots him? So we'll see. Okay. All told, that looks all right. Don't hate that. And guard Penitent Host, who knows? Casualties. Some professors have bought it, as have some transports, but that's all part of the plan with NAS. Can't really tell for that one right now, we'll leave that to them. Camera's starting to have issues, and then there's some idiot here. Oh, don't worry, we're not going to talk about him. Wonderful, okay.
Be able to shoot them?
No, but these guys can. And they could all see the Judiciary.
Okay, so it's 1 heatlands here and 6.
2 more Ravagers and these guys here.
Okay. Okay. I think about doing Armor of Contempt then. Because I have 3 guys in cover, then I'm -2. You are -3 or -4? -3.
-3.
-3. So it's only -1, so I'm saving on 4. Yeah.
Cool. Let's go for it.
Huh?
Second Ravager.
Yep.
1 hit, reroll. 1 hit. 1 wound.
1 force.
There you go. I hope you enjoyed the little run around.
Yeah,
I
that
tried
was
to do
very
my best
useful.
to show what's happening.
Looks good, doesn't it? Game state looks pretty good.
Oh no way, John, thanks a lot for your donation. It's
Yeah, what a bag.
again all the support means a lot because
So useful. Really helps.
it really helps to keep this going and
Okay.
actually improve it more than anything.
Yes.
The goal here is to make this even better. More
It was
coverage,
a
more events,
great
even more
save.
community involvement, right?
Heat Lance.
That's the
Is
future.
he -1 still, or is he not -1 now?
So,
he could see him.
You'll
dude.
notice, David,
Okay.
Yes?
I did.
the elves have
I did
shot
line up
the
that one. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can see him,
yeah.
crap
the one
out of
hit
those
lance.
Dark Angels.
And did they kill anything?
The Inner Circle companions have been wiped out.
Wounds.
Just waiting to see if they can shift that Deathwing Knight.
Nope.
That single one on the
Just the
top?
4 up. I haven't got a reroll.
Yeah.
Dead.
Okay.
And the Judiciary is gone.
That's big.
And this is the thing, you apply all your brute
The other
force
Heat
in one
Lance and the
area
Terminator.
Yeah.
and just use the
this is
distances between you can generate. The deployment map actually helped the Eldari in that
Yeah.
sense.
Fine.
fine.
Right, 66.
It's a very
And
good
you're
thing
looking
that
at this
Tony...
now and you're
11,
thinking, how on
12,
earth are the Dark Angels ever
15,
pushing the Eldar
21.
off the 2 objectives they hold?
Well, the thing is, Eldar are going to push this way.
7, 8, 9.
And
Well, I was going to say there's a comeback risk. There's a counter-attacking
Position
risk, but the
roll
Eldar are
to
in
the
attack. Dark Angels now,
He's dead.
Yep.
not certain how they stop.
Why couldn't I do that when I was shooting scouts, man?
Breakthrough. Boom. Dark Angels taking some casualties. Tony's played a good game here. Really
Tony's
good game.
really good at keeping
Yeah.
up in the
I
in the
score.
points.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
Especially him going second. If he just keeps even, he's going to bring
Yeah.
points for his team, which is big.
To be on end of turn and to be grinding ahead in the
Next
game,
round.
huge. Going into battle round 4 now for Pascal.
And we've got about an hour and 10 minutes left in the
To
round.
1 CP, you're back up to 5?
I'm going to leave this with
Yeah,
you. I'm
6.
just going to
I
chat
go
with the
15
coaches
on
for a minute.
primary.
No problem. So it looks like Tony has about 34
And I
minutes
will
left on the clock,
do-
and Dark Angels have 29. Or the other way
On.
around, in fact. But still pretty even.
Do the bikes here.
The tables all around look pretty balanced, so it's
Drawing cards.
looking solid.
Area denial.
See, I wish I could
10
spend it on
battle
beers, but the cameras,
points.
I've already spent about £10,000 before this event to get it all, to make it all possible, and another £600 to £700 to be here. So everything you guys contribute is
I mean,
is helping a lot because I still need to get better HDMI cameras. The cameras I have now are
Are you
decent,
holding an objective?
but I really want higher
Yes.
quality. I really want to match, you know, the top quality, and that's
going
gonna
to
require a lot more
Area denied, I
penny
have to
pinching from
fill
myself, which I'm not very good at. Because as you can see, I spend everything on tag. I spend it's my passion.
Yeah.
It's a project of
I said
passion,
the wrong name.
and I do it for fun, and I
Okay.
love it. And you know, I love 40k. I want to stream 40k, and that's all it is.
Terminators will probably move in here.
Doctrine?
Assault. And then Oath.
Yeah, my brother is happily drinking whiskey beers from the local brewery, which are amazing. And they're only €4 to be fair for a bottle. So it's not bad. I'm the driver, so I'm not at the liberty to just drink whenever I want because I'm a responsible driver.
So they move 32 with the Find Fate, 16 like here. Yeah, I think they won't make it on the marker next round. No. No, okay. Oh.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
Ah, okay, yeah, you can
And there'll be
advance.
way more. There is in between rounds content, interviews that my brother is recording, and it's after the game. It's gonna I'm gonna play it. It's gonna be all uploaded to our Glasshammer YouTube channel, just like the VODs from every game. Separately, the thumbnails already. I'm gonna be uploading them up in the hotel, so they're gonna be ready for you to view and review. So yeah, looking forward to it.
And then it's 16.
Yeah. Okay, so I just have to.
I wish I
I don't
would
want
owe
you
you
to say
10,
you can't
2k
make
because
it.
that
Yeah.
means I'd have
Actually,
2k.
Yeah.
Surprise!
I'm
Yeah.
absolutely
have to
skinned at the moment.
screen it a
Literally
bit and
spent
then I think it's
every
fine.
penny of my savings, both on
here on the home marker,
streaming and traveling. It's
They can
it's
also
insane.
make it, but it doesn't matter. So, the Ravager was on.
But yeah,
Three
magic.
runs,
If
three
you,
runs
if
is
you,
not-
if you
that's
lend me
nice,
2k, I'll happily owe you 2k
Yep.
because that means I can
Okay.
buy 2 cameras for my stream.
These guys will just advance.
And it's a verbal contract. That means you need to send it to me.
Then
You know my
go
details.
this. Do I need the squad? I don't need this terminal, I don't need this. Yeah. Infiltrators.
You wouldn't send me a single pound, even if I was starving, and you know it. You're the tightest person I know.
Terminals.
You would sell your own mother for a tenner. There you go. I was just explaining to Magic that he's
Yeah.
the tightest person I know, and
Oh,
he would
nice.
never send me a penny. Now he pretends like he supports me. Yeah, now.
Really glad you like it, Scott.
Yes, so that was the main reason that motivated me to come. Whenever I watched, Higgs updates, I was always craving more. It's like I wish to know what's going on
Yeah,
on a constant level update.
exactly that.
And
It's the
so
same for me.
I made this happen.
Yeah.
I was originally wanted to come and do offline content like my brother did. But
Yeah.
then I was like, well, I've got this money sitting here. And I can see this setup that I can get going.
Exactly.
Um,
I think that was the thing, isn't it? The interest in it from home has grown in the last 2 years.
yeah, it's skyrocketed.
And you just
there's
want-
8 streams.
You just
no?
want to make the most of that and tap into that excitement, right?
That
Round
is
in
true.
general is still progressing fairly happily. A little bit of a rules gotcha for NAS with how something was done.
5 is here.
Other than that, it's all right.
Because I have to stay a bit away.
Yes, but I'm looking forward to streaming more home events, in the UK.
100%. UK seems amazing right now. It's booming.
And I felt like Europe is going to be off limits because I'd have to drive there, and I was terrified of driving on the right-hand side.
But if you're a Phantasm off,
But I got used to it very quickly, and it seems super simple. So,
deny primary.
Germany, Austria, no worries off
then
limits
here-
anymore. Might even make my way to
Yeah,
Poland,
it's
my
sort of
home
Holland
country,
now, yeah.
get some big events being streamed, like DMP. I think it's
yeah.
Polish team tournament, and
Oh,
since
that'd be
Poland's
cool.
doing so well, might make it there. So we'll see what's on the cards. Again, your guys support me a lot, and that basically means I'll be able to do that.
Absolutely. That generosity is what makes it all possible.
Exactly.
So 5,
One of the
okay.
best
You've
things
got War
about
Games
that
Live
community in
streaming
general,
it.
right? It makes
Exactly.
everything possible.
War Games Live is making it happen in America, streaming all the American events. I'm European centered, so I can do the European events. So
Yeah, just to,
You know, we all
they
want
don't
to watch
get
more
better.
40k
Do you wanna
because
make
everyone's
any
interested now.
measures before you go, you're going to try and charge these?
Yeah. No, I won't. I will just.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to bother measuring. Just
No,
the truck.
no,
Okay, cool.
don't have to. I will just move
8 to clear the thing, and then 3 more. Yeah.
to clear the thing, and then
So you got a big charge from Azro and his boys
and then here the same.
coming into the danger zone. So they're quite a hard unit for Tony's list to interact with because you kill them at range, they shoot you back. That's not what elves ever want to hear.
You blow a
sorry,
rabbit into
charge
But again, Tony's going to be laughing all the way to the bank with another 10
Yeah,
primary this
that
turn.
was a
the way
bit
it's going.
sad that
I don't think he'll mind too much.
Actually. Yeah, fair. Okay.
It's funny how many CPs Dark Angels managed to accrue.
Yeah. And if this one doesn't have some
Yeah,
elf
I'll
bullshit at the end of round 5 to
Do
steal
they-
more primary than they should, I don't know what's happening. I can
I
tell you
want the other
now.
guys do.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I wouldn't say we have a clue, but we do play plenty of Warhammer to know kind of what's going on, and we're lucky enough to have knowledgeable players on the stream that
Yeah, they
will
can also advance.
talk to each other, so it's easy to follow.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've got a bit of a clue. I'm working on it.
A little
You're not
bit,
too
yeah.
bad either, David. We've had a good
So
sense of what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, the new edition new rules update just dropped,
Yeah.
so it's a bit fresh. So that's why we kind of
for
struggle with
sure.
certain
Yeah,
things. But as we go on, as we watch more games, it's very easy to understand. I'm very lucky to be working with Manny, where I can ask him any question I
Oh,
want,
yeah.
and I get very good answer. Tom has a great network of people he can ask,
That's
so
it.
it's
A great
not
team
like
around me.
yeah.
And what I would say, working and playing with England players over the last 9 months, as I have done for the first time, that was my
You
first
learn
time.
you learn a great deal
You
of.
learn so much, so quickly about how you see the game.
If you know the basics of the game, you don't have to be great at it. If you're told what's good, you just know and
It's
understand
shortcuts,
why.
isn't it? The whole way, yeah. Someone can just unlock whole new ways of understanding the game. Reminds me of the old Honest Wargamer streams for WTC. You know what, Scotch? I will fucking take that.
Isn't Honest Wargamer based
Honest-
in Nottingham?
Yeah, and that's
So am I.
Rob. Rob, who's absolutely incredible. Huge fan of Rob. Obviously, Scrivo in my team has worked with Rob for many years. Still
I believe he
does.
does AOS now, right?
Does a lot of AOS. He's got big into Old World as well with Square based. But that's a comparison that is quite humbling, really. So thank you so much.
These have
Yeah,
also
amazing,
two,
Wayne,
so
thank
if
you.
even if you
Again,
get
Oh, Wayne, the
crazy
champion.
It helps
Thank
a lot.
you.
then
It's
Oh,
again
this
it's
beer
incredible.
fun,
We
man.
just
We're gonna have to go and have
Yeah,
a
those are
nice
6.
long drink at the end of this.
again we're breaking records every day. We're just breaking records of of you guys supporting the stream. It's been great.
Scott says swapping one Tom for another. It's not the first time I've been compared with that Tom. Not always for good reasons, Scotch.
I see.
But I absolutely love Tom. He's a good lad.
That ruin is kind of in the way for me to give you guys an amazing side angle. And Tony moved out of the way so I can give you the another side angle until he moves back in to
Yeah.
block my perfect view.
That's such a cool looking battle, this one, man.
It
Swarm of Yunari stuff all gathered round Devrain, fighting off the Dark Angels all gathered round Azrael. Epic.
I should have a little taser bands on the players, so when they get in front of the camera, I just slam the button
Yeah.
and they get tased, so they move away. I think that's the play, right?
Oh, thank you so much, Jacob. Thanks. Been brought some water. Do you want some?
done,
I'm good.
buddy.
I'm
You're good. Okay, we'll store it over
Yeah,
here.
you have nothing in reserve currently, or? No.
But they can go.
Yeah, you go up.
Okay.
But again,
So,
there'll be.
So I'm gonna just see.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm currently
That's
thinking
fine.
here.
Just see.
Yeah.
there you go.
So the Pulsar's just thinking
So the
about whether it
walkfighters
does
can
move.
move 24,
The Pulsar's got to tread carefully though, doesn't it, David?
And they're out.
and they're out. And these guys
Because Tony's
Probably
putting him
cannot.
in a position where.
fit in there, that's fine.
It's already been the combat phase, right? I think I was busy blubbering on.
He's done some. I don't know if he's done any charging yet. He's just lining up for it. He's still moving. He hasn't shot yet. But Pascal has to be careful because there's a coiled spring in that corner. You know, the pattern of the game says, "Oh, Dark Angel's pushing into Eldar territory," but the Eldar have the ability to switch this up and punch
It's so
into
I was
Dark Angel's
was
territory.
about to say Tony's
Yeah.
putting Pascal in a position that Manny put Pete in yesterday,
Exactly
where
that.
if you make a mistake, I'll take a chunk
That
of your
is
points.
it. That's exactly
And
it.
again,
and
it
that
might-
could break this to a big score suddenly,
And
couldn't
again, obviously Tony's ahead, but it might not be a game winning. It
Yeah.
might be a point winning. And point winning,
Yeah.
as we've seen, last round we are 3 points away from time, so every point is extremely valuable,
it? Exactly that.
no matter what's happening.
Yeah. This is heading towards low side of a draw either way for the players, I think,
Yeah,
as
I
it
guess
stands.
that's it.
But Pascal has to not slip and let the elves in a big way.
I have
Very
scouts
possible
left.
that it does.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure.
Sorry. Do I need them? Where do I put them here?
One's on the wound, yeah?
Yeah, one's on the
Nassim has had back-to-back 15s on primary. Where have we heard that before?
Oh, Nassim is close. Oh, Nassim
Young
just
Gun
won.
gets it done. Don't you
Yeah.
worry about it. He'll be fine.
And that's
Sounds like
another.
he wasn't done well by on the rules front.
That's
during that
another
game.
reason. If you want to get into competitive play, Nassim is the youngest player,
so
new
good.
fresh blood. Obviously, he's been in the scene for a while, but he was never even considered for teams.
And he was literally
Because he
0
was
and 3
such a-
at his
he
first
was-
event, and in a couple of years he's at the top of the game. That's
The thing
what
is, he
can
was
happen.
always such a self-oriented player. I'm going 20, that's all I
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
But he got molded into a team environment, and he adapted great. So,
He's incredible now.
you know, if you're ambitious and you work hard,
Yeah.
apply and
Anything is possible, yeah.
and try it out. Because we need fresh players. We need good players.
And there's so many people
to
back
try it
home. I
out.
mean, not to get too
Yeah, I'm done.
lyrical with it.
Cool.
There's so many people
Carry
back
on.
home who've been a
Okay.
part of this process that aren't here, who helped a lot in the
Then
running,
I will
in all the events, practicing and sharpening up ahead of coming to here. You know, Josie stands out as one who's been massive at the events. Will Whitaker as well.
put 5 guys into the.
Bunch of
Spiders,
players,
yeah,
you know,
sure.
the Duff brothers
Was
always
it
turn
Dan
up and get
Whitaker?
involved as well.
Was it done with
Overcharge,
with World
yeah,
Eaters?
overcharge.
The Glasshammer GT?
Dan played with the World Eaters.
Yeah.
at
Overcharge
Glasshammer.
for the
Just playing in the finals?
Dan came
Yeah,
along and
and I
helped
will
out in a bunch of
overcharge
ways
for
in the
the-
running, practicing as well. There's so many very
And
strong
how many
UK
see
players who've been integral. Jack Tights helped out.
5.
You want to split?
And ultimately, we just want to
guy-
make that community bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger. It's not
Yeah,
about
see.
exactly who's in that 8. It's about a whole team,
Even
the whole country working
yeah,
together to
even if you don't
produce
come-
the best 40k we
Yeah,
can.
even if you don't come down to Belgium, coming down to practice events, because let's be real, people have families,
have
they're
to-
busy, they cannot make it to every practice event.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
need people for pairings, we need people for or pairings at the practice events to play different armies, to have a variety of experience. Because you need to avoid things like curveballs that Poland bring in. Oh, we're
Yeah.
bringing in AdMech, and no one in your country plays AdMech competitively, so we don't know what it does.
No, okay.
So you need variety of
So
players
three
with
and
every
four,
army, even if it's not the top meta army.
finals.
Remember, WTC you bring 8 armies,
Yeah, and
so
then
you don't have to be
the other
top
guy will
1,
then
you just have to be
choose.
top 8 of the
Exactly.
armies.
Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
And with the game as balanced as it is and getting more balanced
Okay.
all the time,
I will start
most
on
armies can make a case, right? Poland just
Spiders.
beat USA with Space Wolves, AdMech, Custodes. It's
So-
3 armies that almost nobody else brought.
Exactly. Warp Spiders getting murdered.
Yeah.
Classic.
Choose first.
I mean, I can't vouch for
Yeah.
Warp Spiders. I hate it as much as anyone else.
Only 3.
It's a 3 up save, there are 2 up with cover, because with 4 ups.
You have. You have 3 up, babe.
Do you want to overcharge?
Yeah, I want to overcharge it.
Oh, it's
Here
shot.
we go.
Yeah, yeah,
Overcharge
So
time.
I want to
Yeah.
pass 1, and I'll pass the other one.
Okay.
That's all the shooting at them, right?
Eldar
Cool.
nonsense.
One guy set.
There it goes.
1, 6, 2 4s, and a 3.
Those Hellblasters have not had a good game.
Two once again. 2 on the Revan. Reverse. Now I have it. Yeah, 2 on the
I
reverse.
think
Only
Pascal's
2.
had a real good go with the language
So
here.
that, okay.
Got to shout out
And the
every
one
single
guy
player
at
coming on
the-
the stream. It's been their second language an awful lot of the time, and they've done a
One
great
wound
job.
on the
And
Ravager.
also
A lot
underappreciated.
better than I could do.
6s.
Big shout out to every
Okay, he's-
single
The charmed
person I
life.
met in Mechelen. Everyone in Belgium
Oh,
speaks
man.
perfect English.
It's just
You don't
been
even ask,
nuts.
do you
It's
speak
been
English? You just talk to them in
incredible.
English
One
and
guy
they
dies.
naturally respond.
He will shoot.
Everyone, from the
I will
shops
shoot
to
again.
restaurants to
No.
the
We
street.
are
Too many ones.
quite uniquely
Okay.
privileged in that way. Let's not pretend
Yes.
otherwise. Ah, we lost a Hellblaster. I think the Hellblasters might be in trouble next round. It's just whether Tony wants to risk the
then touch
damage
us.
incurred from them shooting back.
They got 3 here. Please make it.
Yeah. This will
There's
charge
definitely a
here.
late game spring for the Eldar
Oh,
if they want to try and
now we
push
got
for a few
charges
more points
coming.
at the death. But I think Tony's playing this safe for now.
Yes.
He was cautious in his predictions for this matchup, understandably so.
Yeah, Tony doesn't care about winning the game. Tony cares about bringing the points he's
Got to
expected
get
to
back what
bring.
he said, and throughout this event, you know, people laugh, "Oh, Tony lost a game," blah blah blah. He's brought back exactly what he promised or more every time.
Yeah,
And
nothing to
that
prove.
ultimately, as he told me this at the very start of the team's process. I had my first event for England, and actually,
Then the
in
Astral
the hardest
squad on
rounds,
the
I lost the games, but I got exactly what I said or better. And it was actually in some of the other games where I was trying to win games and losing points I shouldn't be
Coming in.
losing, so I was taking big risks. And he's like, "That's what you could have cut out of the game if you want to be a teams player.
Yeah.
Don't go for it. Don't try and overdo it because you want to impress. Just get what you say you're going to get."
Exactly.
And that's what being a good teams player is all about.
And good to see you in the chat, Mike. Missing you here.
Mike Porter in the chat. Yeah, you're damn right. This is an elf. Look, we've got a relic here. We're going to keep this. This is going to be a video in its own right. If you want to learn to play Eldar right now in this game,
And the other guy will change.
How
this
to
is
annoy
the
your
one.
opponent.
This is the one.
Okay.
Frustration, blocking, exploiting space, focusing damage, and taking the weaknesses the opponent has, which is speed mainly,
Yeah.
and turning it against them
Because
in a big way.
half of the Dark Angel's army is this.
Yeah.
And that's
I
being
would
just
start with-
held at bay,
Yeah.
being shot at.
For his part,
I'll start
Pascal's
with
locked
the
down
top.
ground. He's not let himself get
So
overexposed.
it's
I think he had choices he could have
Okay,
made to make
it's
this a
5, 10. I
scarier
will just
game for
make
the elves,
half,
but he played more safely. He's
and
not trying to
we'll
overextend.
see.
I think it's exactly the same story as it is with
Exactly
Tony.
that,
I
exactly
am
that.
expected this, I'm doing this. There
I'm
was
gonna
no
get my
coach coming
points.
over to saying push.
Trees,
If
just
coach
change
came over and
to-
said push,
Completely.
he's just running at the elves,
I
hoping that
completely agree.
Tony will make a mistake.
So this much,
Yeah.
AP2 for 1, 4, 8, 11.
On the skirts,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you can.
Yes.
What you're hearing is the sound of elves dying.
Fives.
Hitting on twos, wounding on
If
twos,
you're a
and you
good
have a
elf
5
player,
save.
Yeah,
they
just
die
that.
when you want them
that.
to in the right places.
Okay.
That's what it's all about.
And I will start.
Well, there's only one turn to Wither after that,
I'll
so
blast
Tony
out
needs to
here.
score his things, and he needs to accept that Dark Angel's gonna get 15 at the end. There's nothing he can do really about it.
Porter's calling Tony Ten Hag in the chat. We'll have to get to the end of the event before he says
Hag.
whether we'll find out if he can be a Pep Guardiola or not. We've got a few more games to play yet. He
Trees,
might be a Ten Hag in the end.
explode, only
We'll
one.
see.
Trees. This many AP 0 for 1.
On the hawks.
On the Hawks, yes.
Five
Oh,
up, so
it's
I'm
fight
gonna roll
already,
my
not
ones,
charge.
Yeah.
Five, eight, put on me.
That's one of the things I really struggle
One,
with,
two, three,
changing the
four.
phases manually.
5, 6,
Because you
7.
look at
Eight,
so many
yes.
things, you
And
get
I'll
so
say
Yeah,
far,
Aswell
it's really
will
hard.
hit then.
So guys, if you
Aswell
see the
next.
phases not
Yes,
right, if you
Aswell
think it's
is
not right,
still
scream
left.
at me in chat and
Okay.
He has AP4.
I'll quickly
for 2.
update it.
8 then. Fives. So
So,
lose 4.
Putting another link in the
okay, so the last guy,
chat
Asrael.
for Thanks for everyone who's
one,
supported us so far. Thanks for the
16,
beer money, we really
10,
appreciate it.
then
It's
on
been
2.
amazing.
It's
Do
4
hit
full,
like
so
and
it's
subscribe
dead.
to Glasshammer.
Oh, what?
Support them.
What?
They've got lots
That's
of big events
fail.
coming and small events too at the Glass House. Get involved in those. They're great events. And if you
Then I
like
do
the
the
sound of what I'm doing and
area.
want to hear more nerdy chat,
That's it. Already
bit
gave you
silly,
a
bit
I know
informative,
already.
come over to 6 Plus Plus Gaming.
And then
Me, my
again.
captain Chris, Scrivo,
And
bunch of
again.
other legends. Talking 40k on the regular. We've got
Yeah.
a 100th
Okay, I
live
got-
stream on
what's
Tuesday
TCP?
night next week.
Yeah, I
You on
got
7?
Yeah, Scrivo's a great guy.
Oh, I love him to
Probably
bits,
yes.
man. He taught me 40k,
Fuck's
Scrivo.
sake.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
staying in a hotel with him. You probably
I-
see. So
yeah.
I regularly flip him off.
Have
He
you drawn
flips
my
me off.
cards
Just
then?
Great
Test battle
time.
Just
stuff,
full
right?
of positive
Yes.
energy. He's a
Okay,
big
cool.
puppy dog. He's great. And does an awful lot for the community where I've been living the last few years in Bedfordshire,
Your turn 4.
Hertfordshire area.
Bring
Gives a
it
lot for
down.
this Welsh team as well. In behind the
Gauge
scenes,
and all
works
fronts.
incredibly hard for
Okay.
them.
Oh, it's Tony's turn. Drawing cards.
Here we go. Big 10 for the elves. That's 10 more primary.
I know he's got engage on the fronts and something else, but I haven't quite heard.
What's the OC on this?
5.
5.
Here we go.
2.
2. So
7.
9 currently.
So I believe it's he's considering mandrakes coming up and down, right? It has to be. That's why he's checking what's in the back.
Ah,
Tony's got decisions to make in terms of trying to deny some primary if he's got an in somewhere.
He's not touching the terrain, right?
I want. I forgot it again. I want to put them back. Is it okay? Okay, thanks. Because they just will consolidate.
Just
Dude,
more
we're rushing
sportsmanship
it.
on
Fine.
display, guys.
Yeah, we did.
Don't even worry about it.
It's okay.
Sorry.
So maybe I can keep you to kill these 2 squads.
Dave is
Well,
right.
that's hard.
Scrivo is a
Yeah.
legend. If you like Dark Angels, by the way, this has been a great Dark Angels game. Scrivo's got a YouTube series specifically Dark
Yes.
Angels focused on 6 Plus called The Inner Circle.
And
It's
I'll
been a
be
huge
on
success.
whatever I
Scrivo's
get.
played Dark Angels for years. He
Probably
loves the faction to
15
bits.
also in the end.
So he's got all sorts of tacticas, list
I
reviews,
don't
all sorts of
think
things
you-
on there if you
I
want to
can
learn to
deny
play
you
Dark
the last
Angels.
marker.
Also got a lot of shots of his own beautifully converted Dark Angels and models. He actually converted an Azrael, Primaris Azrael, before the model came out. I think Scrivo's is better.
Oh, but I can just go here. So that's okay.
Quite often community models do end
Oh,
up looking
man,
better,
yeah,
just
I
because
know.
it's
That's
very
okay.
imaginative.
So,
I'm hoping for a Gabriel Seth that's better than my one, let's put it that way.
I'm tempted to do Gabriel Seth. I guess Black Templars were my first army,
Yeah, yeah.
and I absolutely need a Black Templars army, and I love it.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'll have time to paint the standards that I want 120 Marines anytime soon.
Yeah, the horde, that list.
I was really
that
hoping.
list kills my
I
soul.
was hoping for the car park. It's not as climatic, but it's much easier to park. Well, to paint.
Yeah.
But Blood Angels, the new models coming out, I would definitely be
they're
going for
stunning, aren't
something.
So all my stuff's
I just
off.
love that playstyle. Anything where it's like, I'm going to go fast and kill you, and then you can kill me. That's my dream. I love
I'll
it.
go quickly have a peek at what Tony picked,
Yeah.
because I know he had engage and
have a look
something
around,
else.
mate.
I don't think I need time.
Yeah, I'm just taking a minute or two just to think
Yeah,
to
sure.
plan it. So I'm not going to bring it down. So there's no point. So I'm going to CP it. I don't need a fire and fade. It's not needed this time. I just don't need it.
Yeah.
Like, what is the point?
News on the round at the
Don't need
moment,
a
Chris
fire and
Richardson,
fade.
is that we were slowly growing into
Guys
it, barring
going
any
back
late
to the rock,
swings.
but they're not
I
gonna
think we're
get
feeling
chance
okay.
to charge. I can block that.
The heavy
with
hitters we were
24
expecting
these
to hit
guys.
hard are doing so,
So I can just block.
and then the ones we were expecting to keep it tight are all creeping up. Have crept up very effectively, and that's how a round is won. Just hope that pattern continues. Not got too
The
long to
intention
go.
is you shouldn't be able to see down there, right?
But
You
it's
can't see
the
down
opposite
there.
of the French game.
No,
where I think
it's,
we let the occasion get to our heads a bit and panicked a
There's
bit.
no
and a
line of
couple
sight
things
between
slipped.
the thing.
This time we've been very assured, just getting back to what we do well. Whole team working in unison, reporting in unison. It's
Definitely
quite
gonna
lovely
be.
to see. A lot of
I also
backpats, a lot
won,
of people
yes.
giving
One
each other
right
thumbs ups.
I got only
a lot
one
of
on the
cuddling.
mark.
Looks like
Good.
Chris finished his
And
game
you will
because
kill
he's
the
walking
others,
out of
yeah.
the water bottle.
Yeah,
just
Let's
Mike,
see
I'm
on
sure-
VCP if there's any
I'm going to
updates.
see what that was.
Damn,
I've got an
noise.
inkling.
No, go have a look. So Tony picked engage on the front and bring it down, which are all very doable, and I'm sure he will be keen to pick up any points he can.
He's not touching the terrain, or he looks like he is. I think from there, if you want to move him so he's not, it's big for me, just so I know where he...
Just a minute, yeah. So it's
Okay.
just something like. it's
So
really hard
England
to
versus
see.
Germany, we don't have
It-
any
it
scores
should not
submitted
be,
yet,
not
but it looks like
touching, so, but it's
Chris
really
finished
hard
his
to see
game,
with the
so
mic. Is it okay
hopefully
as
there's a
well?
nice big chunk of points coming in.
No. You have to just come forward, dude, over here. That's all it is.
So England it looks
It's
very
basically
balanced.
that.
Some tables look pretty bad, some tables look really good, and some
Yeah,
tables
that's
look
the
even. Tom just went to see how Chris Kinner has done on his Sisters vs Necrons game. It looked
What it
very
is.
dominant.
You don't want me to shoot it with
I'll be
Ravagers, right?
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if it isn't 15 to
This must
20,
still be
like a
lucky.
big score.
Yeah, one guy can probably shoot me.
And I'm probably gonna
Yeah,
advance
Craig,
that
I
way.
really want to
So,
paint the Crusaders
I'm not
army,
gonna- I'm
Foil
gonna bounce
Brethren,
up
and
to
all
the
that
right.
kind of stuff.
Yeah,
They just look
sure.
badass and amazing. I always loved 10 plus.
Fails. Perfect. Gonna advance him.
Okay.
So
That's okay.
we've got Tom back
Yeah.
with a little update.
Yeah, Chris is just waiting to find out if his opponent makes a secret mission. And that'll have an impact
But I am
on the
still-
end
I'm
game.
assuming
Well,
it
this is
looks like
what
a dominant
Hypercrypt
game
do,
for
right?
Chris.
It's a classic Hypercrypt secret mission play at the end. If that goes off, it's going to impact the size of the win. But I mean, Chris has won the game. No
Yeah,
doubt.
it looked very solid. Like you've seen on
No.
the
No.
Predictions around the round are fairly positive. Just seeing how it all comes together.
no pushes.
No, never again. So here's a question for you, David. Do you think the idea of pushing is even useful in the current state of the game? I don't know that it is.
So
I think the game's too balanced.
let me put it this way. It depends on your army. There are armies who can go for Hail Marys, especially when you see. We've seen Nassim play. He was like, "Coach, I have a window to push. Can I push?
Yeah,
Downside, I lose 1. Upside, I gain 2. Do
Yeah.
I do this?
exactly.
That's the push I expect. I don't imagine a coach coming over going, "You need to push. It's looking bad." It
Yeah,
stresses
yeah.
the player out. It forces mistakes. You really go for Hail
Oh, I've
Marys.
got loads of space. Okay,
You,
cool.
you would never go for an 11-inch charge
This
if
looks
you're
good.
told
This
that you're
goes
like,
off.
I'm gonna go for an 11,
Yeah.
and it's not even the worst thing. The worst
Yeah.
thing is in your mind you've got an excuse which goes, "Oh, I lost. I was told to push."
Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
So it
No, there's no
allows
Yeah.
you to
This one has to do a
drop
battle
logical
again, but
thinking
I
of
don't
what I
think it
should
matters.
do
Yeah, I agree.
rather than
Got
playing solid. And
not got any
the
strats
push
on him
command
playing
is
on him?
okay. If it's
fails
the end of the
anywhere.
round,
Okay.
we're down 20
I
points.
can't pass the battle shock to
We
my
need
line.
to win this round or it's all over. You walk up to every table and go, if you can push for points,
Hail
All we
Mary.
do
push.
here
Yeah,
That's it.
is just
I
go
don't think
back,
Hail
just
Mary
go
was
close
necessary
six,
last
right?
round.
yeah. No, I don't think
Yeah.
it was.
If it was maybe the last
Yeah, fuck
10
that.
minutes
I
of the
learned my
round,
lesson
oh,
on that.
oh,
Yeah.
it's too late. Last 30 minutes. It was the
Okay.
first 30 minutes
Classic
of the round.
example of the impact that like an early problem can cause in a team. The ripple
That's,
effect.
there was something very important I noticed after that happened.
Okay, the
Is as I was walking
I'm
to
gonna, sweep over you.
check for the score,
The bike's
Chris
gonna
Radford
sweep
just finished
over
his
you.
game. and he turned and asked one of the coaches,
And then land.
what was this?
Yeah.
What was the scores on the other tables? So
Yeah.
generally, other players are not told what the scores are, so as to not stress them out.
Yeah.
The coach's job is to check all the matchups and go, this is going well, this is going well, this is going well. This is a potential to swing. Go up to the table. Go. Do you have an ability to push?
Spider's
Yes.
gonna blip.
Push, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't affect other tables because it's stress, and stress really.
Well-
You've seen PDS today. That charge, right?
take
Stress
risk
makes
on the
big things
XR.
happen.
Yeah, we can remember
100%.
it.
So that repulsor looks like it's in danger now.
I'm in danger.
Chuckles, I'm in
I
danger.
lost my wound.
Eldar rerolls on Drukhari guns are lethal.
Yeah, you're right,
Actually
Mike.
better than
That's okay.
Drukhari
See,
paint
Mike
tokens
Porter's
because you
right.
get the wound reroll as well.
We just win 3 rounds. We
All
get.
we're gonna do
That's all you care
Yeah.
about.
is go
That's the name of
right.
the game. That's what Tony said. We just focus
that's what
forward,
it's
win
all
3
about.
games. It
And
doesn't
this-
matter
this
what all the
team
matchups
came
are.
here to beat every team here. That was the whole point. I think that's where the panic set in with the French, right? Things started slipping towards a draw. People then panicked about a draw. That's the standard.
So there's no 20-inch advance
Um,
anywhere. You charge
Swissy
me,
in the
that's
chat saying he
cool,
loves that
it's
insight,
right
David.
there,
Yeah.
Thank you.
great.
Fine.
I'm good at listening to what good
David's
people.
a damn good commentator. Don't let him fool you otherwise.
No, I'm not a great commentator, but I have a lot of insight into certain things because, again, I'm around
You're
money
around
Team
it
England.
all the
yeah.
time, right?
You just pick up on things.
Literally working day in,
sweet.
day out with the world champ.
Yeah.
You pick some things
It's
up.
not like I'm mastermind. I just listen to the
Yeah.
mastermind. That's what it is.
So we pull this
Yeah,
guy.
if people often come
That's
up to me, it's
short.
like, you have a good list. How did you come up with it?
Come on.
Money.
One time,
Because I'll make a list which is
Because it's not
terrible,
good, I kill
and
the
mine will
bike.
go, it's
Yeah, that's
terrible, change this.
but only one.
But then again, everyone can do that. Like,
Oh,
there is
yeah.
so many good players around that you can talk to. Especially at events. If you walk up to... That's how I met Mani.
Yeah.
I walked up to Mani at an event to say hello, and he gave me an entire rundown of how I should play my next game. And, funny enough, he
Okay,
did the same
I'm
for
gonna
my
jump
opponent,
down.
and that's how he
Yes,
beat me.
sure.
Because Mani told him about a few rules that can mess up my army that he didn't know about. So thank you, Mani.
Yeah, fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, good players are generally very open with information. It used to be different back in the day because everyone was super cutthroat trying to win. Now it's a great community. If you're competitive and you need to improve, talk to your opponent at events, talk to the good players. They will always help you out.
And this right now is the execution of what
We'll
I've
overwatch
often
them.
called in my
Yeah,
own
go for
videos writing about Eldar tactics or Drukhari tactics.
So knock CP off, you're 27
Anti-durability
million CP,
vortex.
awesome.
Okay.
With the tank,
You
right?
have to be
Yeah.
patient,
Sure.
hang back, yield
The big
space,
laser.
secure your own,
Yes.
and then eventually in the late game you get an opportunity like this to push and hit a point that they have
on.
abandoned to go to the middle. Durable
rocket.
armies like Dark Angels are scary,
No.
but they cannot be
How many
everywhere at
little
once.
shots?
Too many ones.
So Tony is now in a
12 from
position
the
to
assault
hit
cannon.
the backfield of the Dark Angels because they are
12 from
fully
the assault
ensconced on the
cannon.
midboard. And if he clears a bunch of stuff out of that backfield, it's his to take in the final turn. Which means there could be a 15 primary swing for the Eldar on in the final turn. Which would mean the
3
two
saved and
sides are
1 dead.
probably realistically tying on
3 saves and
primary.
1 dead.
It's not
Yes.
impossible that Tony wins on primary against Dark Angels,
4 ups?
Yes.
which
what's
is
left?
just not something you see all the time.
18 shots
And
bolter.
that's why
Okay.
this game's been executed
2
so well.
saves.
The patience
But pass.
to wait and
And
whittle
1.
down the enemy, let them
I'm going to pass
get
the third
themselves
one.
out of
Minus 1
position
or
trying
what?
to deal
No.
with you,
Okay, I'll just pass the
and
last
then
one
hit a
with
weak
3,
point.
and then off you go.
You often lose by a couple of points doing
I've
it
got
this
6,
way.
4, 4 left, okay?
It's
Yeah.
not always a given that you win. But it's a great way of keeping it tight in teams.
But it's like what I said. It's only because I play Dan so often. I fully expected Eldar
you know
at
it's
some
coming, right?
point
You know they're coming.
to jump this way
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
trying to push out.
Exactly.
Simply because you already used your advance and charge. There's no way you're doubling back. If you double back,
Exactly.
it's even worse because you
Exactly.
killed a few units in the back, and then everything else just pushes out on the middle objectives, and you lose out on everything.
Exactly.
You need to get into position and
Please.
sit there and hope that
Yeah.
Eldar draw bad cards.
Yeah, then it's 6.
Lucky for Chu though, he's got amazing secondaries.
His secondaries have lined up with the plan the whole time.
3 wounds?
3 wounds and 1, so dead.
Across the tabletop,
The
so
one
the threat
devastating
overload from the
floating
Marines has
from
been
the assault
amazing.
cannon.
Yeah, I think in terms of
We've got the XR.
bodying and seizing the midboard,
Good
no one can say Pascal hasn't played it great. He's played it great.
8.
So I'll just take 1, 2, 3, and he's on a win.
But as far as neutering what he can do,
This one's taking a win with a jump.
Yeah.
think
You
Tony-
didn't fail
Tony's
a
done
save
very
from the
well.
first one.
I passed the save.
And the other 2 were also
That's awesome.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Okay,
still- it's
so
still
you failed
Overwatch.
3 now, then the guys
It
are
is
dead,
so
and he
many
takes
shots.
the death wound then.
This is 1 dev wound, right?
Yeah, what
Yes,
was-
he takes a win.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. So now, yeah.
Yeah, because I also passed one.
Yeah, it's fine now. Yeah. I thought
So
it
Warp Spider's
already
coming
was.
in.
No
doing
AP
what
on
they
the
do.
cannon. is
Yeah,
there?
no.
That's why, okay, fine.
Yeah. air out already, one has.
Because I rolled a 4 and a 3, passed
Yeah.
one, so if
Yeah.
it was AP1, I was dead.
So it was 0 damage, now you failed 3, the normal guys die, and then the death wound at last.
This one's been
Yep, it's
fascinating,
fine.
David. I'm not going to lie.
Otherwise I lose the Exarch and there's just the guy left on the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two
Such
polar
a
opposites.
different
What's
character
happened
of
now?
game
Yeah.
to the one we watched last
so
round
we're
with
just
Nass
going to
and
come and get
Saka.
some shooting.
Yeah, this is not clash and brute
I
strength
think
wins.
Sacco never really broke out, never really broke round. But I do think the Eldar are in a good spot to do so now, potentially.
Yeah, the thing is, in this matchup, it's two polar opposites
Oh,
of
we've got a
armies.
Ravager going
You've
in
got
as well. I like
you've got
this.
Dark Angels who
I
will
like
just
this
push
a
on
lot.
objectives and sit there, and they'll threaten slingshot charges,
Yeah.
which Chu knows. So his home objective is perfect to save because of all the small units turn by turn being sent out.
Yeah.
All Tony needs is one single character on an objective to hold it,
That's it.
and a few
He's
chaff
in a
units
position
jumping
to
around
push now.
for
The Dark
secondaries.
Angels are light enough on stuff.
And with mandrakes and everything going around, he's absolutely fine. You wouldn't think as an Eldar player to sacrifice Scourges to stop Terminators moving.
No.
But if you don't do that, you lose half your
I
army.
also
So you either
advanced
use your
6,
most
everything in
valuable
Eldar,
shooting
or
unit,
Exactly.
done half your army.
I'll
So
check
that's
that.
a great way. That's
I
a
got
great game
2
to
CP,
watch
I
to
just
see
wanna
how
my
you play
auto
against
advance
armies
6 is,
you literally cannot deal with. You deal with them
horrible.
by blocking them and trying to force mistakes. If they overcommit on one flank, you go on another flank, and they cannot follow you there.
Exactly.
They can only do it once with advance in charge, and that's about it.
Triple Ravager, triple Scourge. Now this is making my heart sing. I want to run it.
Horrible person.
I'm a horrible person, alright.
I think that's
One
one of the
unit. Okay,
prerequirements to play Eldar.
So,
Oh, how dare you?
Eldari in any capacity.
play your CP.
I'll
go to
take it.
22, and I put another lance on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And
Yep.
play your CP.
Yeah, CP for an
That's
extra shot, absolutely fine. Because he needs to make sure it dies for bring it down. It's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Because
Would be
there's gonna
interesting
be
to see if he wanted. I think could have gone for Fire and Fade there to deny the objective after he killed the repulsor, but I think he just wants to make absolutely sure he kills that tank.
Yes.
Thinking about the
I'll
end
finish
game
with a
rather
ranged
than
unit
stretching
now,
too
'cause
much
that was-
now.
I-
He knows the
Because-
score he needs to
Yeah.
get.
exactly because Pascal has 6 CPs. There's gonna be
Yeah.
AOC reroll
Exactly.
save. So you know
It's going to be
huge.
AOC, it's going to be smoke,
Yes,
rerolling a
minus one to
save,
hit
it's going to be
cover.
every buff under the sun. So he needs every gun he's got. And if that repulsor lives, this whole push fails. So
Because
it's
it's 5 extra.
imperative that
It's
that
5
doesn't
extra.
happen.
It's 5 extra primary and
Exactly.
bring it down.
Exactly. But it's a calculated risk. I think this is an acceptable risk on the Eldar's part.
Yeah, if math works out to kill it, you do
These guys
it
don't just
generally.
advance.
If you
Yeah,
do
exactly.
and that's something he has to
Heat
do. It's not a
lances are
choice to push.
phenomenal into tanks like this. Only needs a couple of those to go through, and it's the job done already.
What you dread is one to hit into
Yeah.
2 wounds, and it's like, which is typical, right? When
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you need to do something.
Across the table it says, I feel the Marines have had the most influence on the table. You can see it
So-
in the Elves and Haberstroh.
So the
They
way
have to be. They have no choice.
So the way it works, it's funny, right? Because Terminators, well, Marines in that case, dictate what the field is like.
yeah,
But the way Eldar influence it is by blocking paths.
blocking and stretching.
So what Tony did is the left top corner is off limits. You go wherever else
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
And
But I'm
then
going to stand in the way.
and
if
the
you
Marines
try.
have a choice. Do I spread out and thin out and possibly lose too much,
Yeah,
or do I brute force my way onto one side?
yeah,
And that's what they've chosen. And that allows Tony to then go around them. That's why he was in the corner,
yeah.
because he could turn this game into
So,
Dawn of War
you
very
know what?
easily and just control the objectives,
Yeah.
because there's 6 of them.
I suspect on Pascal's part he'd been instructed differently and had a different read on this in his matrix to
Shouldn't have
us.
mattered. Anyway,
Because he's played this
see this down
defensively,
here?
Yeah.
and I understand it, and he's played it well. Things like the repulsor, if that goes
3,
mid-board,
4.
Mhm.
What do you
might
think?
be able to force some aggression.
You can pull elves towards you,
Not
so
the
you
fifth
can
one,
actually
no, the
kill
fifth
stuff.
one's
That's the
happened as
thing.
well.
And
Five.
But
he's
I
well.
think that does open Tony up a bit, and likewise the ingress being a defensive ingress, not an aggressive ingress.
I think
that
I
was
think the
interesting.
big thing is Tony
Yeah.
is playing
Yeah,
to score
advancing
points,
Yeah,
Okay.
as many points as he
move,
can in a bad
move.
situation,
yeah.
while
Reserve,
Pascal
reserve.
is playing to just win the game.
Just win the game. Yeah.
And he's not quite looking at the differential. He's looking at that's a win. So I
Yeah.
can imagine in his matrix it's just like a small win,
Yeah.
just get some points.
And I think Mike's right. I think if this shooting phase goes well, I think the Eldar win this game.
Yes.
And I think that's a massive upswing. I think if it bounces, the Dark Angels are winning the game. So here we are, guys. Turn 4, all to
Engage,
play
right?
for.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not the start of 10th anymore. It's
Because
not
this
some,
rep-
not
this
some genius
repulsor will-
20-0ing someone with a Wraith Knight. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
This repulsor will lay down some firepower if it
Okay.
does.
Somebody there, somebody there, somebody there, somebody there. Engage.
Engage.
Bring it down. Let's play.
Yes.
So,
There we
Here
go.
we
Shoot
go.
it.
Let's play.
okay.
God damn right. Our
Nothing
Capitan
exciting.
going in. Let's have it.
I'm going to go with the heat lance at the front.
Yes.
Big one.
Here we go, first one.
No.
That's a miss.
Okay.
Typical.
Uh-oh.
Like I said.
The two guys at the back won't shoot. These guys are going to shoot these guys.
Yes.
They're all on this tree. That will wait. Let's go Ravager
Yeah,
shooting.
he needs to
So
see
the
how
first
the
Ravager's
Ravagers
going to
get
shoot
on.
Yeah,
it.
we do armor cutter.
Yeah, sure. We roll. 3 hits.
Pascal's
3
opted not to
saloon.
pop smoke here. Wouldn't have helped there
Strength?
anyway.
12.
So 4,
Okay, 3.
3 wounds,
4
83.
ups. 2 saves, 1 damage.
That needs to be decent damage.
1, 3.
That's
I
not
am
a
going
decent
to
damage.
CP reroll that
Definitely.
one.
Whatever
Yes.
goes through, you CP reroll.
Yep. 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do it to
Roll it in the tray, Tony.
Yeah, it's
Tray,
fine.
Tony.
Doesn't care.
3 more.
Yeah.
All right, he's keeping it.
Everyone plays
Pause.
their dice
Yes,
different.
to
I
the
play it
12.
in the
Yeah,
tray.
to
Some
the
people
12.
play it on the table. Never on the floor though. It's
Two
always
more.
if it's on the table.
Post.
One
TP
more,
reroll. No. 3.
3.
Oh,
Yeah.
3.
There's my karma.
There's his karma here.
How many now?
Fi-
There's one
5.
more.
5.
One more long range lance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So the lance at long range
Yes.
hits. I think I'm 14.
You are 14.
Just roll safe. That's. Yeah.
Fail.
This will do it.
3.
3. Okay.
Not quite.
How many left?
2 then.
2 ones left.
So close.
Yeah, 14 on the heat lance.
Okay.
Okay. The Dwarf Spider.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just trying to get those last couple of devs.
They should be able to do it.
Ah,
Oh no.
Two
only
shots.
2 shots.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
not going to kill the tank here.
It's like Tony said.
so
Karma.
roll them both.
Huge. It's,
Yeah.
I think it's karma.
Oh, double
for
6. It's
The, karma
fine.
for the.
Double 6.
Yeah, and then I re-roll and one's on 6 it is. Roll both. I re-roll this and it's a
Oh
6.
my word.
Mm-hmm.
Dead.
He's killed it with an Eldari dice.
Yeah.
On the
2
last
shots.
8.
dev wound. 2 shots from a spider.
He just needed
Two
1 6
dev
and then CP
wounds.
reroll with a miracle.
That is bonkers.
Those
That
are
is bonkers. You're a bad man.
Yeah.
That
It
is
just-
outrageous.
Didn't he have an outrageous Overwatch in the previous game and he just killed
That.
24
Oh
20
my
shots there.
lord.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
That was
13, 14,
huge.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm missing that one. 20 shots. They all hit on 3s. They all wound on 3s, right?
Yes.
Okay. Lethals are a thing, but I apparently have
Boom.
only got
That was
one.
unreal.
That was insane.
That was
Miss.
flipping
So
nuts. I thought,
I'm sure
I
he's
thought
glad-
the elves were in big trouble there.
Reroll.
I'm sure he's glad he's on camera
Yeah.
because no one would believe him. Only true.
He's played this game far too well for us to dine out on how lucky he got with that last bit, but my word. Oh dear.
Are they 3 up?
Yeah.
Eldar skill roll, says Nathan Rogers. Yeah, damn
Pretty
right.
much what it was.
So you roll,
Damn right.
So out of these 3
2
dice,
left.
I
Yeah.
need to roll a 6.
Yeah. So 2 guys.
But
left.
again, he's saved his fate dice all the way to the end here for just such a moment.
Okay. Then.
These
That
guys,
is
everyone's going to start shooting
a
last.
huge blow
These guys
for
are
the
gonna go
Dark
first.
Angels in the pattern of
Which
this
one?
game.
Oh, I'm going to do these guys first. What spiders here?
Huge
Watch
blow
Riders
for the
into
Dark
as well.
Angels.
The rain can also. Yeah, we do the Watcher there. Where is it? I think it was this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What spiders? 5, 10, 15,
Yep.
18. 5, 10, 15, 18. Force to wound.
Yep.
Reroll. So 2 devs. Oh, so that many saves. So 5,
How many? 2 devs. Okay. Yeah. 2 devs.
9 saves.
Yeah. 3.
9 3 ups, and then 2 devs at once.
Wow.
1,
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's,
It's
not -1, so 1, 2, 3.
Ah, yeah, but this was also 1.
Yeah,
So
and
5
then
damage and then
so
2
4
Fino pains. So 3 dead. 1 was damaged, so 1 damage will go over. Let me check.
so
So this guy died.
Yeah, it's way more than tips from this game. We need,
Because he was the damage
years
one,
of experience
and then two
to
more
pilot
will die. I
Eldar
will
that well.
try- if you shoot,
This
But
is
genu-
just
yes.
Yeah, generally know your matchup. That's the
take
biggest
the
thing.
time.
Do I
Yeah, this
kill
is
or
just
do I
it.
block?
he will try to kill
Exactly.
the bike here.
Eldar can't really go through armies in the same way
Yeah, why
anymore.
not?
There's a couple they can, but that's not
One
where they're
hit.
at. And when things are a
One
bit more
wound.
balanced for Eldar, it's all
MP3.
about exploiting space,
So it's probably
targeting
dead.
weak
Three,
spots,
dead,
blocking the
six
enemy, and playing a long game.
And then
That's very
two
much
more
where we're at here.
died. Just yeah, we'll pull two guys from the front then.
Okay. So 6 failed saves and 2 dead. Is it 6 failed saves or 4 failed saves?
3 guys die, exactly. So
And
it
then
was
two- and two
4
dead.
and 2 death, yeah.
Okay. So 1 shoots.
One shoots, he will shoot the bikes in the front. But
Nothing.
he's
He doesn't shoot back.
and
Blasters.
1 damage goes over. Oh, so
Blasters
that's
are
the
going
one
to sleep here.
Probably the excise.
Yes,
That unit has
And
struggled to get in the
he's
game
one
in
of
this one, I think.
Yeah, and 1 held blaster takes the damage.
Yeah, that's where maybe using the repulsor as
Yeah,
transport
because of-
capacity,
yeah.
getting further up the board earlier in the game might have worked better.
Oh,
But,
He was just terrified of haywires.
yeah, and as I say, this game's
Before
been
they lose the target, I'll
incredibly
do the
close
2
and hard
multi-guns
fought, so I
and
don't
the
think
2
anyone's
flamers
going
on
to.
this side.
I think Pascal's got plenty of points out this game.
2 melter guns.
yeah.
Reroll one of those. Hits.
Which one is it, sorry?
Reroll to wound.
Okay.
With the Guardian squad. 1 wound.
Yeah, on
The
Ashwell?
little melters in the Storm
that's
Guardian
not
squad's
bad,
quite good actually.
Yeah, he's fine.
And then 2 flamers.
Not when they get saved though.
2 wounds. 1 dies.
Does he shoot? Yes.
Yeah. It's the guy at the front. Shoot the bikes.
Yeah, shoot the bikes again.
We're getting into rapid dice territory because Tony
One
only has
hit.
10
Yeah,
minutes
we're
left.
running out
His
of
opponent
time.
is
One
11.
wound.
Tony knows the end game matters. How many
So
minutes
one
has Tony
bike's
got?
dead.
10.
And
10, yes.
this guy is
You can
dead.
see on the clock
I
on the table.
don't see how the Dark Angels stop an Eldar 15 at the end now. That was what this whole game was about from beginning to end.
Yes. I mean, they potentially can get 15.
Range, what's left?
that's what I mean.
A guy and Azrael?
Yeah.
So lock 10s all game and get a 15 at the
what's
end
left?
is
They can-
is
I think
dream
this squad is
Eldar
left.
in that situation against this kind of army.
Sorry.
Dropping 5 primary against
yeah.
a primary brawler
There's
army.
nothing on this side of the
That's
wall.
not bad.
Just Ashwell and
But that's where the
one
mission
guy.
helps the Eldar,
Okay,
I think, the 6 objectives.
I think the pistols are out of range, that's fine.
Because you
We're gonna
scored
go with
10,
the Ravager.
10 points
Can
at
we
the
see
end
Yep.
and then 10 again, or is it just
The range
10?
is
Just
range
taking hold,
for
mate.
Azrael anyway.
Oh, just
So
5
it's
10
just a
15.
15.
Wow.
Yeah,
One of
just a
those.
15 if he gets on
Hits.
3 points. I don't see how the Dark Angels stop him.
yeah.
Fails, he's dead.
Does he shoot? No.
No.
My
And then
Team
a range,
England and Eldar
DC
bias
plus
might be
3.
shining
Yeah.
through now, so I do apologise, guys. The Dark Angels have done a good job here
5.
as well. It's been interesting.
How many wins you got?
And
We're just obviously happy to see
course he does.
Team England
5 hits. Obviously,
Eldar
that was
do
one
well.
shooting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
5 wins.
And Tom is Elder biased. So.
Yeah,
5.
I like Tony,
Normal
man. He's
moves
been
or what
captain
was
for my
moves?
first run
5
in the team. I'm a
moves,
big
okay.
fan of him.
So he takes.
I like seeing him
3.
play.
2 melter guns.
So it's down to 3.
Both missed. 2 flamers. 3 shots. It's been those 2 dice, man. 2 wounds.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So it's down to 3.
And then, how many pistols remain?
Yeah, just check.
Because they're AP1.
I think
If
all.
he's still got the
all
Ravager
from
to
the
fire
front
there,
here.
or if he's already been.
So
1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6.
6. Yeah,
I
okay.
think the Dark Angels are going to get a good whack of primary themselves, the way it stands.
They
Eldar
can
doesn't
hit.
quite have enough CP to stop all that.
4's buddy, -1. So it's just what?
Ah, that's strength 4.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Next one?
Do I have cover from them?
Yes.
Yes, so then it's fine.
And then the 5 mandrakes at the back.
Yep.
It's a nail biter of a game. This time I'm not worried about losing points. I'm just
Just
so
trying to get it done.
so
I
excited
think
to see
both
how much
players
we
have
can.
got, I think
grab.
when it's this close, your kind of singles mindset kind of kicks back in, and you're like, I just want to know I actually won the game in
This
raw
is.
terms
I
as
feel
well.
like this is the point where you can switch on your singles brain
Good
because you've
saves.
already had your team's brain
And two
engaged.
deaths.
You scored the points you want.
He's the
You're in a bad
yeah.
matchup in a safe spot.
He saved
I'm just
everything
trying
and
to
that's
get more
one.
points.
Yeah. He's down on. He's on 3, so he takes 2 deaths. So that's the 1.
Azrael alive on 1 wound at the moment.
That's overwatchable, definitely.
Fired. I'm going to charge him
Yes.
with the tank.
Boat? Yep.
Sure.
Give it a
No,
go.
no tank shock because no CPs.
Only going for some primary denial here. Ravagers are actually very good at this in the late game, just coming in and being a pain in the ass. But
Zero
obviously,
inch charge, could just go boop, 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 boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop, base.
This is such an
you
annoying
love
thing.
to see it. Love to see
Okay.
it.
3 attacks. I can't do tank shock. That's a shame.
Wait, you have how many?
it's just
What
not quite
profile
at the
do you have?
Three, the basic attack. Just 2 upsets. I'm not even sure if it hits on 3s. I'll check in a second.
Yeah.
1 wound if it is.
Pretty sure it's
I'll
fine.
check it there too.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Cool. Knock it over to you, buddy.
Yo. Yeah, I will.
Oh, you fight. Yeah.
I will fight.
Yeah, I bet Azrael can do a number on them.
Hitting on 2s, but no sustains left because he has.
It's on 4s, yes.
Not
1
leading a
against
unit
one.
now, so he's not quite as dangerous.
And 2 death wounds and 1 save.
Yeah, this is
So
working
he takes
beautifully.
4.
This is going to deny primary against the Dark Angels here, I think. Unless he still holds the back, I can't quite tell.
Down to 7.
Can't quite tell if the Voidsman got
So it looks
blasted.
like Tony's gonna get a big engage and bring it down.
Big engage and bring it
Great.
down, yeah.
Oh, I should have charged the bike. Come on.
I
That's my
think
fault.
the players will
man,
probably
I would
draw
never
on
charge the
primary,
bikes.
it looks
Ignore
that
me.
way.
You'll go.
Okay.
And then it's just secondaries.
Okay.
Never charge the bikes because you're heroic with all your massive amounts of CP.
He was about to do the Pete.
Engage for 4. Bring it down.
Yeah,
to
these
how many?
Terminators would have
All
swung
for
round and then.
Yeah, 4. Okay.
So what Tony's saying,
Can you just turn the mics off for a second, David? Sorry.
your mics?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yours as well, 'cause it's talking about the team.
and I charge 2 cards.
CP. You want
Two.
7 or?
Yeah. Too much containment and defend.
There you
So
go.
Dark Angels do get a
Probably
15,
will
they've just held on
recharge
for the 15.
defend.
Yeah, man.
So it's going to be a draw on the
Doctrine
primary,
is
and it's all about the
last one is
secondaries.
Devastator, which is active.
Yeah, so what Tony was talking about, this Terminator blob would have, the charge would have been here, the Terminators would
They can
have
just
swung
do-
around,
they can
killed
just
this
do
squad,
containment
Yeah.
here,
then
start
moved,
with here.
and killed this,
That's
and taken this
game
objective,
losing.
and that's a huge swing. That's exactly what happened yesterday against Money.
Solitaire asks, is this Eldar or Dark Eldar? This is Ynnari, so it's a combination of the two united in their worship of the
It's
Eldari,
both,
god of death and
actually.
renewal. Ynid.
Yeah, they hated each other eternally, but then decided there's no
Yeah.
point because
Yep, I will.
It's a Ynnari death
first
cult
have to 2-0.
that's sprung up amongst the Eldar as they believe the end times are coming,
Doesn't
following the
matter,
Incarn
you
and
just
Nivrain
have to
and the
do here.
Visage around.
Just go here, you
Quite a
just
fun
go
thematic
to
way to
the
play
cards.
Eldar.
I can
My only
deny it.
gripe is that it plunders all the best Drukhari units and gets them nerfed.
well, Drukhari had the time in the spotlight. Come on.
Yeah, that's what people say. It feels like it's been several
Yeah,
years
that's the bad
since
one.
that was the
pass
case.
it because you've got no CP. You haven't used it yet.
Yeah, this one's effectively
Plus 7
done. It's going to
CP,
come down to
yeah.
cards now from the two players. They're going
Yeah.
to draw on primary.
And Tony is losing, but he's not losing too much.
Oh,
and it's,
yeah.
it's very important.
And there's effectively a 10-10, I think, in that territory. Tony might just pip it, depends on the cards.
Mhm.
And
Again,
he's
the,
coming in above his prediction. That's
Jack.
the main thing.
Tell me good things.
There he goes. He's having a chat with his
Okay.
coach now.
I'm going to hit 20 palmer.
yeah, I think Tony's aiming for 11,
Can't do anything.
but even 10 would be huge, right? Just bad matchup, you get points, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, still need to.
So we've got some results locked in. So Manny with
Just kill these guys, kill these guys.
Let's have a
Manny
look.
locked in with a 12.
Ooh,
Blood
not a
Angels over
20.
Grey Knights. Not a 20, but he's just finding his way back into the game. And
Yep.
you know, we're up against
Just
very
chilling.
strong players now. Chris Radford's got an 11 over the Tyranids.
He got Chris Radford got 11.
Radford
Oh,
with 11.
I'm glad because it was looking really rough. You've seen all the Gribblies all around
Yeah.
the table. But Chris had very high scoring. Like looking at the
Really, I
the
think
score
this is
sheet,
where you
he had
wanna
very high
Yeah.
primary
Yeah.
scores, and I think that's what kept him in the game.
So that's the nature of this
no,
round,
but
as
I
I say,
still have to do the
creeping,
oath, but I don't think the
gradual,
oath
just
matters.
getting the wins,
Okay.
edging them out. Nothing flashy.
So we're 3 points ahead so far in
Currently
the round.
just up with a few more results to
We kill
come.
these 2 squads. Try to kill these guys. This
Oh yeah, it
doesn't
was a couple of
matter.
years ago.
Shall I
when,
find out what Pascal's cards are?
Everything.
Yep, no worries.
They have also OC2, the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So that doesn't matter also. Move from everything.
Right.
Yeah, it's drop it. We get through the 5th round. I know we're in it.
Yeah, we.
I think it actually for me is going to be just going to put something here, and I'll probably just put OC there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's. Yeah. Mike for death.
Oh, okay. Scorpions.
You've got the head referee, Jay, Mohawk Miniatures
Guardians.
on the top. And you've got two players
And-
kind of talking about how many points are going to happen.
This Ravager.
This Ravage. Okay.
Sounds like marked for death.
I'm the left one. And then we'll put these guys in Assault
If I do
Doctrine.
it with rain, you have to kill this whole squad?
Yeah,
Right,
probably.
Scorpions, her, and them.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Just in the dying throes here now.
It looks like the players are pretty
I
much
mean,
just talking about how much they
yeah,
can
Yeah,
score.
exactly.
If I do mark for death on a character in a unit, it's the whole thing, isn't it? And both have to die. Yeah, so if rain. Cool. If rain, them and them.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Jake.
And I will already play this PP. I'll put Azrael in tactical then probably.
The tactical doctrine.
You got a lot of CP, dude. So you're going in tactical, so you can fall back and shoot.
Yeah.
You charge as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Fall back and charge and one wound Azrael.
What a hero.
He will
Go on,
sub.
Tony. Overwatch him with a Ravager. Live a little.
No, that's the thing. You can
Yeah,
only
but
move.
also
You
I
can
will
only
move from
overwatch when you
objective.
start move
Yeah.
or end move, but you cannot overwatch when you're engaged in combat.
You have still what, sorry?
So Azrael
still have
moved
some
somewhere where
option
he's
and
safe from
overwatch.
any decent overwatch.
So I will leave every objective.
He's running off the points now.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't want to give up any of the secondaries.
Yes, and it doesn't matter because Tony can get on free anyway without
That's
denying
the thing.
anything.
In the primary,
scored his
primary
primary already.
terms, Tony's going to catch him right up on the score now. It's literally going to be their cards against each other.
These guys will just move here, here. Yeah, these will contain this side. The scouts will come here and contain this
We have
side.
another score for you. Our young gun Nassim has brought back 19 points
Yeah,
against
I
the
don't know why I
penitent
have them
hosts.
You chad are slacking. You're meant to tell us how it's going. No one mentioned how well it's going. Shocking. You had one job, guys.
That is a really reassuring score to lock
It's
in at this
really
point.
good.
And we can see Tony's game looks very steady. This is going to be 11-9 either way, or 10-10, I think, really.
Yeah.
Maybe a 12-8 if someone spikes on the
It's
cards.
looking positive to win a round
But I think
unless something
that's
horrific
exactly-
happens, which we haven't
Exactly
heard.
what was needed here into the new arrivals, Dark Angels, who are a bit spooky. Still don't rate them as much as Blood Angels, man. Don't care what anyone says.
They potentially, some of the models look way better.
Oh, the models look better. Yeah, I'll give you that. Inner Circle Companions especially just look fantastic.
Yeah, fine.
But again, thanks guys for sticking with us for,
Yeah,
what is
thank
it,
you.
10 or 11 hours of us just blabbering
It's been a
on.
long day of nerds, hasn't it? Thanks, nerds, for tuning in.
I can't wait to lie down in my air-conned room and, well, I'll be editing and uploading videos for you guys, but still.
and I
I'm,
will
I'm
shoot
just
here
hoping I
the
might get 8 hours of sleep today. That's
6
what
guy,
I like.
6 shots from
I
the
would, but I'm
rotary
afraid
cannon on the
Dan's gonna
left side.
put an end to that when I lie down.
I'm not on any objective anymore.
Although I've had all-nighter or
Sit-
two,
sit at
I
the
basically
bottom,
sleep 3 hours a
Yeah.
day and I'm functional, and that's the only way I can do it.
Why not?
Because I've got a
Just,
full-time day job,
removing
I
some
commission
of,
paint to fund the stream,
in
and then I
time.
stream in my
Shoot.
free time. So I've got
Should
3
save.
almost full-time jobs
So is that.
just to keep this going, but I love it. I wouldn't want it any other way. While I'm young-ish and can keep it up, I will. Because I've got the opportunity. You guys seem to enjoy it. I'm lucky enough to work with Glasshammer, so I can use the Glasshammer channel to stream on. So I don't have to start from scratch, which is huge. You probably know how hard it is to start from scratch. So
Oh,
it's
for
going
sure.
great.
Across the table it says you're
6,
welcome,
right?
nerd. That's
6,
that's my guy. That's what I like.
Cool.
All nerds together.
Are you
I
The
think.
Did it
nerd
win?
whisper.
Yeah,
The nerd in
The
the wind.
nerd whisperer.
So,
That's a.
realistically,
I'd say that, you know.
I'm gonna
I might use that.
I'll get 4.
yeah.
I'm gonna throw the Phantasm. What I'll try and do is try and block Azrael in. So he
Yeah,
wants to try and
sure.
charge, she'll be here,
Yeah.
and I'll go here and see. So I roll a dice for Phantasm.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, it was end of the
4,
movement.
perfect. So she goes.
Phantasm in play here.
1, 2, 3.
Just moving away from Azrael's charge, making it as
Yeah.
difficult as possible.
I'm gonna start with coherency.
And everything, and again, model by model, you have to keep coherency, right? Which is weird. I never really thought about it. I see what he's doing.
You do.
Is it right there?
Yes.
1 second.
Big fat base. I'm assuming that's an inch, right? Should we just move this or not? Oh, no, it's important actually. You can't move over me.
Yeah.
So 4.
Yeah, target priority guys just walked up to let us know what the score was in case we didn't say, they said it was a really good game. But yeah, so what
over me, and he can base, but he based there. So he
Tony's
won't be
trying
able
to
do it.
stop
Cool. Go for it.
Okay.
precision, right?
Yeah.
So Azrael would have to roll a high charge
yeah.
to get around to see her,
Yeah.
and he would effectively have to end up here, which doesn't have line of sight.
Yeah.
He's done this
Because
in
you need to
the
have line of
time
sight
Yeah,
on a
no.
character
I
to
will
get the
charge.
precision against them.
Mm.
It's a thing that I drilled home when I played 18 Wraiths with
Yeah.
Technomancers,
Some
and
lovely,
my Technomancer is
lovely
always
can
good
see
for them.
her.
That is the
Sword,
best
but
nonsense
yeah.
we've seen today.
I will just charge. Why not? Let's try
Thanks for
it.
chiming
Yeah,
in,
it's a
Magic.
9.
Keeping us
Magic
humble.
saying thank you is the bigger deal than you would
Yeah,
imagine.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
It's like a
man.
vault of gold, because he would usually tell you to
3
sort
and a
of...
half to clear.
I mean, he would say something worse, but...
Stand here. And then he can just move in here. And then he will see her. And I will just try.
This is obscured, right?
Can't see her?
He can see her, the sword, I guess. Yeah.
How? She's behind the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, but her sword here?
It's here. Yeah, you can't see that.
Ah, Ivrain has a sword to her side, so potentially it's out.
I don't.
From his sword?
From our
That's
angle,
gonna
it's
want-
very
that's
hard to
gonna-
tell.
That's going to want a judge call. They've had a good game.
Yeah.
Let's just have a judge. But
It's
That's
very
the
hard...
intention
And that's intention, yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
that's the high. So the root's up.
Yeah, okay.
It's very hard to potentially see from our angle, because the
Yeah.
camera has like a natural
Okay.
cone. But I think
It's
they
a
agreed
moment-
that
it's
he
a
can
moment for
see.
holding your ground, right? There's
Let's
differential
just-
points
We'll
on the
do
ground.
just the other.
I've
here.
got assassin
Yeah.
doesn't matter for me.
Yeah.
No, it's not even the rule dispute, it's like, can you
see?
see or not? It's
then
the
I will
hardest
just
thing to agree on,
transport
usually.
here.
That's why you've got refs. But they both agree on that he
cards,
cannot be
so-
seen.
My card
Exactly.
driven?
A9.
Oh, there. Both?
Oh, yes.
It's going to be basically not much of a draw.
Okay.
Eldari behind there, but
And one guy here for currency.
Hmm.
And this guy with
yeah.
And
Game though, they both played it well.
they
Very
will
good
just
game.
start here.
Our string game will basically be the reason why.
Steve does that. though.
Nassim is incredible.
Well, it was meant to be expected.
Yeah.
That was kind of the 19-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of it's been very close, very tight. Like,
No, no, no.
Go for hits, man, yeah. So these die.
Yeah.
Cool.
all right.
So they rolled
Yeah,
the
so they
Mandrake,
both agreed
they
on the fact that Azrael
nothing
cannot
but-
see.
So
And nice thing,
guys,
German player also
they'll
said,
find symbols on top.
oh, it was
Yeah, so
intentional
that's the
to
only
see, so
interesting
if
thing
she
I think
cannot be
that
seen,
was
then she
die
can't be seen.
too.
And it was a cool use of the Phantasm. I've not seen that done. Sneaky
Yeah.
play.
I will roll the 10 attacks on the Mandrake.
I used to do that a lot with my Necrons, with the reactive move, when people would try to kill you and you just
So 4 go in.
surround them with Wraiths, so when you charge them you
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
move anywhere, so it's very easy for you to hide behind the ruin.
4, 8,
Ever
10.
People
since they
don't appreciate
changed-
the reactive
They
moves to
changed
the-
pylons and consolidated charges.
The closest model, right? So
Blocking is actually
And then the
more possible than ever. I don't know if that's what they intended. But it's
They
what-
try to
it's
make
what
it
we
simple,
got.
but it's not.
Yeah, no, they created a whole new mini game in their own
I'd
right.
like it that they left it as it was and just leave it to the player skill, see what they do with
It's
it.
always the most skillful phase of the game.
Mhm.
Combat. You can do
The
so
most
much
shenanigans,
nonsense.
yeah.
4 don't hit.
Shenanigans are the very best kind
Oh,
of nanigans.
This was
And I won't hear otherwise.
Get these out of the way.
yeah.
Oh,
4,
it's a
8,
fight phase at
9,
this
10,
point, sorry.
4, 8,
Spicy.
10,
Got
14.
some
I
interesting
rolled
news. Poland have drawn
4,
their
yeah.
next game.
Poland has drawn.
Poland have drawn.
Good. It's not a
6,
loss,
Don't know
but
who
it's
they
not a win.
played, but it wasn't France or USA,
Spain,
so
I
that's
think?
spicy. Might be Spain.
This
Well,
one,
it wasn't a loss. It wasn't a win.
It's not a loss.
So that's
for
it's
one.
not a loss, so it's not great, but it's not a
all-
win, so
all
it's
a
Roll
reminder.
on my time. I
It's
just
all to
rolled
play for
the
here at
attacks
this
on your
event.
time.
There is a lot
Because we didn't
still
shit,
to
okay.
happen.
Yeah, no problem.
yeah. Top 3 is in sight. That's
A
all
lot
that's
still to
important.
happen.
You can have
Being
the
top 3 at that
2
event is
minutes
still
from me for
huge.
the last
You don't have
round,
to be
that's
first.
all. We
I think
Because-
playing beat Poland.
we said
don't
we
lose
will
again.
play it.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
So,
They're finishing ahead of Poland.
okay.
Like
Then
like
that's
Tony
it.
said,
That
just
in
focus
itself's
on
a
winning
hell
all
of a
your
story.
games,
Oh yeah.
and then you get.
Mine is really easy. You scored your points.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get them off
after
there.
that, yes. You will.
So I get. Well, I don't know yet.
place?
You'll probably get.
Very good.
Well, I get to move, right?
Great.
Just literally waiting to see Tony.
Yeah, you get to move. Sure, but I'm on no objective, so.
We have another score. Chris
Yeah.
Kinnair has
Go
beaten the
for
Necron
1, 2,
16
3,
for
4,
Bosch,
25?
as we like
No,
to
it
say in
doesn't
these
go.
Score is
parts.
looking better and better.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
why I
a
already
big
thought
win
it
for
put it-
Chris
it-
against an army he knows very well
You just
as
need
well.
28 more
Really
points to
well
win.
Just
played.
got to
Chris
cast and
having
then we
a
will see.
great day today, smashing the scores.
So we've got what,
Yeah,
3
I'm
games
not
to
on the
score
micro anymore.
28
No,
points?
That's right. We're just about to find out
So
what
I use
Tony's
my
contribution
CP
to
to
that
discard
is,
overwhelming?
Yes.
but it's already
11.
more or less
Storm
a
hostile.
draw.
You don't control any?
Storm hostile has been denied. So Tony might be slipping to a narrow loss.
But I still get 4 because you didn't
Yeah.
control any?
Yeah, you need to do 6. Yeah, it's a draw then.
It's going
So
to
I
be a
get
10-10.
6.
Sounds like a
So
10-10.
well, I still submit.
You can at most get 10, and then you are 4 ahead. So it's a 10-10 in either way.
I get 5 more? We kill 3 things?
doesn't
I won't
matter.
kill 3 things.
No, but it doesn't matter. Even if you get 9, you're on 90, and I'm on 78. So you can.
87. I
So
just misspoke,
you
obviously.
go.
Because Germany
this
says
enough?
the numbers
It's
in
essentially a
reverse.
drawn
So-
game. Tony can
What
win it
was
for
this?
singles
Almost
pride
done?
though, and that's
Yeah,
there's a lot to be said for that.
And so let's say you kill, even if you kill.
It's always battle points,
Let's say
right?
you
Yeah,
kill 2
dude.
units. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, 10-10 for the Eldar.
Good
Yeah,
job.
10-10.
Fantastic result. Fantastic game.
Yeah.
All right. Going to go and congratulate Tony, get some more information on the round, and then we'll be
No
back.
worries. So, there you go, 10-10, great job. It's very, very strong on the round. It looks like we will be winning. Tony's super happy. I'll see if I can get him on, so he can let us know what he thinks about it. He's just talking to the German player, thanking him for the game. I'll see if I can get his thoughts on the game real quick. Oh, can't see him. Never mind, he walked off. I think he wants to talk to the teammates. He wants to see how the game's going. He's the captain. Obviously, he wants everything to go well. Yeah, if you can just take them off, put them down. They're muted, so you're fine. They're all muted. If you can just take it off, put it down. Perfect. Do you have a minute, Tony, or do you need a bathroom break? Just to give your thoughts on the game, because after the tough round, it's great showing now. So,
Yeah, man.
there you go. There you go. I've got Tony on for a minute.
Hey.
Hey. So, you had a really rough round last round. It was very close.
Yeah.
But this round, this matchup was looking tough. And
This is tough. This is in our matrix. I think this is not good.
yes.
So I'm like,
We thought you're gonna win at some point because we were like, okay, you sat in the corner and you're waiting for the Dark Angels to push up so you can then swing outside
yeah.
onto his objective.
Yeah.
And that you almost did the thing that Pete did yesterday. You charged at Azrael for the heroic
I
intervention.
nearly went, and I went, oh no,
No,
that didn't charge
that's why I didn't do
intentionally.
it.
Yeah. And I think on top of that, I had to kill that repulsor for the points, right?
Mhm.
So I had to give up a firing fade because once you go fire and fade, reroll, you go, oh, fine, okay, great, and use it somewhere else. But that was I had a fire and fade to stop his home objective, but I think he probably has 15 still in the middle, so it kind of doesn't matter.
But your warp spiders are MVPs.
Oh, that was for Dux. I went, I've got 2 shots.
That's what I
1
need.
6, reroll 6, and I watched his brain go, oh.
Yeah, when he said 2 ones left, and you rolled. I just said double 6, right? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Tom said a very important thing that you said. It doesn't matter how tough the round was. Doesn't matter how tough the loss was. Because
Yeah.
obviously it's much harder now to get into the podium.
Yeah.
Just focus on your next game, win all the games, and as long as you win all the games, there'll be stuff happening. Poland drew,
Amazing.
so it's great, right? So
You-
everything's there to play for.
You have to go to WTC. Is a 7-game experience, and you have to go and take a knock and know that you can win it with a loss, and you might, but you can't go. We lost the game. That's it. Start
Yeah.
pointing fingers.
There can
and
be handing
blaming
out.
people
Poland
and
can lose, France can lose, and then you're back on the even playing field, right?
We have practiced so
You just have
hard
to beat
this
Poland
year.
now.
Yeah. But do you know what? Right? Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, because you knew coming in you had to beat Poland,
I was
right?
about to say. The first out-of-pod game was France. Really tough game. But you came here to beat France, Poland, USA,
And
everyone.
and we had some bad luck on the France game in the France
Yes.
round as well. And
It
so
was
I
very
think
close
it's,
too. 3 points.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But
it
bouncing
was
back
very
now,
close.
all good. The round's looking really solid. So
That is such good news because when you're on the stream as well, you can't go as many times to get a round update. So normally I would ask a bit more often. But no, that was an interesting game. I didn't expect as many points.
the chat absolutely loved it. It was a Eldar shenanigans masterclass of how do you know your opponent? Because it used to be that Eldars table you. Now you picked heavy table even though you've good shooting, and the reason was that repulsor is doing nothing. So your small crappy squads are just, this is your 300 Terminator brick. Here's my 50-point squad or 100-point squad.
Well, this is the table they picked because I prayed on him because we gave him me and somebody else and we thought he's gonna pick me because I'm a good matchup on paper. But then picks a table like this where you go, so I can just annoy, and you have to hard shove. I think on the screen on the top down, he had to hard shove the objective that I held.
Yes.
And go, 15 Deathwing Knights are in a ball, running at you, and they just keep going. And I mean, admittedly, that does let you screen it, but I think he was maybe too timid with his deployment. Like if he is on the line,
he was very defensive.
Yeah, he was.
We expected very aggressive rapid ingress that would just run at you from one side that you have to deal with.
Well, once I screened the middle, he was like, I can come away, but it's just another squad. It ended up where the other squad was, right?
The thing is the threat saturation. He cannot stop everything,
Yeah.
but then I think he was too scared of pushing, so you jump over him and you just spread him around. But it's a great showing, great game.
Well, thanks very much for
There
having
you
me
go.
on, man. I'm glad.
I don't think we won the round yet, but I'm pretty sure it's looking solid. So I think we'll be.
Better
we'll
bloody
be fine.
had, because in the last one I was like, I played against another tough matchup for me that everybody was
Yeah.
like, how did you beat that? And I won, and we still lost a round, so I was like,
It's the worst, right?
Yeah, I know.
And we only lost 3 games.
I know, mate.
Oh.
How we won 5 out of 8 and didn't win the round. But that's the caliber opponent. France are really good. And
That's the risk of push command, right?
Yeah.
If you tell someone to push, it can just swing.
yeah, and their players will capitalise on you mess up. And Germany are the same. They're very good players.
Yes.
They're not giving anything. These are little nitpicks when you go. If you're not 100% sure, you haven't played this match loads of times, you don't know.
So your bailout is the Elder dice. If you need them to roll well, they will roll well. Although they could
using
have,
them on stream.
although they could have just rolled 2 hit on the heat lances. That would
I
have
mean,
been easy.
God, if the Heat Lancers could just behave themselves, that'd be absolutely. Man, that's damn right, buddy. Damn right.
Ready for the screens now, mate. Ready for the screens.
No,
There you
that's
go.
really-
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks very
and
much.
go for the team. And
Nice one.
Cheers.
Thanks,
a lot.
guys.
No worries. So, there we go. That's the update from Tony. Absolute banger of the game. There's a few scores that came in so far. Round's looking really solid. We need 26 points to win. Let's see if the Chris's score updated with 16-4. It did. So yes, 28 points from 3 games should be solid. Vic is a extremely good Thousand Suns player, so I can imagine him getting at least a 10. So we're almost there then. Tony's Aeldari I didn't include, and it was a 10-10. So with 10 points, we're much closer. Let's add Tony Chu, 10 points, and Dark Angels 10 points. Save. We're on 68. That means we need 18 points. 18 points from 2 games, absolutely doable. We should be fine. So yes, exactly, Jim. Great attitude. That's how you. There we go. Yeah, it was a brilliant game. Great draw. There you go. Tom's back. Yeah, that
Amazing.
draw was an absolute masterclass. It was
that was a
great
hell of a
showing.
game. Both players did great. I think I chatted with with Pascal afterwards. I think if Dark Angels run end of turn, they win that 11-9, 12-8 probably. But with
It wasn't a huge swing.
no,
but it was just
but with
digging
the
points out.
opportunities Tony had, he took them. He worked the game and he stayed in there.
Tony,
That
a-
repulsor moment was heart in
Exactly.
mouth. That was nuts. Like,
Yeah, but to be fair, if Heat Lancers were just behaving normally, like Tony said,
Oh,
it
yeah,
wouldn't be required. But it's like you said, Team England expected the Dark Angels, Tony said, to just push much harder.
oh, I agree. I
But
agree.
they played very defensively, so that allowed Tony to then stage in that corner that he thought he's
Yeah.
gonna have to fight for.
Completely agree.
And then it's like tic-tac-toe, right? From that left top corner, you can go
Yeah.
wherever you want.
Yeah.
So that was the name of the game. And absolutely banger of a game if you play Eldar. Eldar are not the strongest now, but that's exactly how they pinch games.
Yeah.
That's how they get points.
If you give them the ends and the space to work with, they are still lethal.
Because
and
remember,
sneaky.
Tony actually won by 2 points.
Yeah.
It's still 10-10.
In singles, that's a delicious
But he
2-point
won.
win.
And you would never expect that in a singles game.
And it's coming in above Matrix. Hey, Ash Brown says, has anyone forgotten about Combat Interrupt today? I played Ash Brown at Coventry. It was like the 8th game of a bunch, and I forgot that you can just interrupt in combat.
And you got murdered.
And I did get murdered. I still won the game, so shush, Ashley. But it was pretty peaky there, pretty scary.
Squeaky bum.
I love you, Ashley. Thanks for stopping by. It's been a really fun day. So, obviously, we're pretty much done for today now. We'll get the last few scores. I think this is going to be a round win for England. The projections are all on that, unless something disastrous happens.
Exactly. And I cannot stress enough how much you guys have supported the stream.
It's been so good.
It's been great. Again, record support on the stream. I never expected this to happen.
Yeah,
I was here basically to start building up the community, but you guys are just showing up
already here in huge
great numbers.
Absolutely epic.
So tomorrow
we're
is the finals.
Early for the finals tomorrow, the last 2 rounds. So 8:30 start.
Yeah, so 8:30 local time instead of 9:30. So I believe for you UK chaps, it's gonna be 7:30 a.m.
God, no wonder they weren't awake when we got on this morning.
Yeah.
So we won't realistically. The games themselves will be getting into them at about 8 o'clock your time.
Yes, about that, and then it's gonna take us about 15 to 20 minutes to set up. So
so
feel
don't
free to
panic
show
about
up.
it, but it's gonna be awesome. Big games now. Results are wobbly for some of the other top teams. German Tees hey, Arndt beating Vic. That's awesome. That's a very cool result. But again, 9 precious points for England.
Very, very close game. It was 10-10ish, so it's nothing.
Actually, is that our only loss of the round so far? It is. God, Vic VJ. Can't take him anywhere. 2 more games to go. England needing 8 points. Well, 9.
No, 9 points
to get over the line from 2 games.
So we've got 2 games for now. Yeah. Come on, Harrison. He's not going to bring 0, is he?
Looks like... Hello, Ash. Looks like those results might be coming in now. So I'm just going to go and see what those are, and I'll be right back, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, go on, Tom. Be a hero. Bring us some results. Yeah, Ash, we're doing well.
Oh, so they're like smashing it, right?
Yeah. There we go. I muted the microphones with an accident. So CSM Boris should bring some points. Voltan should bring some points. We only need 9. We will be fine, I believe. USA versus Poland was a draw, which is huge. What? Oh, did they win? I was told it's a draw. Oh, did it change? No. Oh no, sorry. Poland versus USA was a draw, but then Poland was a win. But then Poland drew with Spain, I believe. Come on, guys. Where is the BCP? Let's see how the pairings went, because I think some scores were already submitted. So, pairings, refresh. Boris 10-10, according to BCP. Yes, absolutely. 10-10 is exactly fine. There we go. That means England won the round. There we go. We've got 87. We need 86 points to win the round. So we already won the round. Doesn't matter what Voltan brings. Obviously, we want as many points as possible for potential tiebreakers, but it's a win. It's absolutely massive. Won the round. This round, let's check BCP and pairings. Poland draw with Spain, 84-76. They draw by 2 points. Absolutely massive. Let's see. USA still in the game against Denmark. Still in the game against Denmark. So that's big. France, how's France doing? France still in the game against Spain. Ooh. Actually, Spain is having squeaky bum against Sweden. So, you know, everything's up in the air. Like Tony said, focus on the games, play your games. Everything will just work out eventually. It's a bit more stressful, but it's looking good. So, thank you guys for watching. Absolutely amazing support from you guys. It helps us keep it all going. I will switch onto the music, see how the tables are going. I've been talking for 11 hours and I'm struggling. Tomorrow we're on early, an hour early, but don't worry, you don't have to show up in the very morning because the game won't start until, you know, an hour from the start effectively with pairings and everything. And then the games are 4 hours long. And there's 2 of them. So we're gonna be for the finals tomorrow. Yeah, we've seen Boris got a 10. Have you seen how close? France is very close.
Have drawn with Sweden.
Have drawn.
They have drawn
So
with
France
Sweden.
drawn.
France draw, Poland draw.
drawn. And
Yeah.
USA is still also close.
Dream's not dead yet, boys.
So it's
not
like
over
Tony
yet.
said, don't worry about it, just play your games
So
and
this
see
is
what
going
happens.
all the way to the final day. Come and check in with us tomorrow. We're going to go and breathe the fresh air and touch some grass and
Yeah, it's like I said, we've
all
been
those
talking for
things that are
11
good for
hours.
our mental health.
I will update the last score when it comes in, but we're gonna go have a walk and.
We'll see you tomorrow for one more day of 40k. But that was a classic. Getting to watch Tony Chu do the Eldar thing on stream. I'm very lucky to have been here for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.